started long ago in good old 2016. I forced at gunpoint my good buddy D-Roll Jeremy to start this podcast called Gamecasters. Please do it with me. Man, we sucked. Boring as fuck. Let's stop making these. 3 years later, itch came back and wouldn't go away. So I wrangled my dear lady friend. Her name was Natalie. We quickly realized that this just wasn't quite enough. So on came Jeff. We found our groove and lots of grosser stuff. Yeah, like the poop knife, goopy sloop, the waffle stomp, that shower poop, penis book, wedding album bliss, dome tupito, give me your dick so much ass I wanna kick. I started prepping for the show way more than any of you know. The damn thing takes hours to prep, but oh well, fuck it, here we go. But it's all worth it when it's done. The downloads coming one by one, we're growing all the time, and it's so fucking great, it's fucking great. Yeah, thanks to the poop knife and the Tide pen that cleans up the gift of life. Jeff's passion for hating on fireworks, Natalie's fart box, oh it fucking takes a squirt. Now we've got community, publisher opportunity, and dice tower immunity, and lots of Discord unity, and vulgar promiscuity, congruity, impunity, from lunacy, buffoonery. That's Gamecasters to a T. Episode 100 coming at you, beat attacking, booty smacking, crackle like a penis, wagging, couple slanging all the back as we stack episodes like a shack on until we come back. Hit your ears with the smack. Gamecasters. Episode 100. Episode 100. Yeah, Gamecasters. Jeff, the mad board gamer. Natalie. I'm Ryan, y'all. Yeah, Gamecasters now. Episode 100. Episode 100. Here we go. This is it. The inaugural cast.
The casting.
The Gamecasters. We have no idea what we're going to do for an intro yet, but we'll figure something out. So, I don't know. Let's just start and tell our names, you know. My name's Ryan James, and you are...
I'm Jeremy P. Gamer extraordinaire.
Well, he's a gamer. Maybe. I don't know he's extraordinary. Finally, after 2 episodes of being alone, I am no longer alone. Jeremy's back, everybody. He is back in the saddle. Finally, he had a little operation. He has a new name, and his name now is...
Natalie Tyson.
So I guess what we'll do first, Natalie, is introduce yourself and tell the rabid listener that we have how you got into games.
I got into games. We played Splendor. That was my very first game I played with Ryan, and I loved it. And for the next year, I probably played like 100 brand new games. I mean, you think that's exaggerating?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
But you did play a lot. Well, hello there, gamers. We're back with a very special episode 25. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Natalie.
And we have...
Ooh, Jeff.
Yeah, Mad Board Gamer's here with us.
Ooh, thanks for having me.
That. Ooh, nice. So we have talked about Jeff, Mad Board Gamer, Instagram World, 150,000 times on this podcast. I feel like sometimes I'm talking to him more than I'm talking to you, and I apologize to you about that. Like, Jeff, me and Jeff did this, and Jeff came over and did this, and I was like, gamers, and welcome back to episode 29 of the Gamecasters. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Natalie.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to fully and permanently announce, well, the announcement's not permanent, I guess it is, our new permanent member of the show, Jeffrey Madigan, the Mad Board Gamer. Welcome, Jeffrey. Woo! Jeff is now going to be a permanent member of the show, as I just said moments ago. How do you feel about this, Jeff?
Honored is the first word that comes to my head,
okay.
I think.
Do you have a speech prepared?
I don't.
Beautiful.
But I'm just so happy
We're
to be
short
here.
on time anyway.
Yeah, so that'll be the episode.
Yeah. You're listening to the Gamecasters. Natalie, Jeff, and Ryan are the Gamecasters, and they do a board game show, inboxes, and nooks and games, and top 5 lists, and sometimes there's fart jokes. Hello, hello, hello. Let's go. Episode 100. Welcome finally to the 100th episode of the Gamecasters podcast. We've made you wait a great length of time. Didn't make good on making adjacent episodes in the meantime. Nope. Oops. And really are just about to reach an entire new level of disappointing our audience than ever before. We're like first-time tightrope walkers who are on a line above the Grand Canyon with no pole. The only satisfaction likely in this episode is going to be from the bloodlust fulfilled from listening to us gruesomely fall to our deaths in embarrassment and mediocrity. Doing the show is great. We get to constantly have another chance at a first impression, as invariably this will be the first episode someone listens to. You'd think we would try harder to do a better job of showing them our best self, instead of telling stories about waffle stomps and shouting, "Give me your dick."
Yep.
Whatever, this is us. Hate us or hate us. We might make you feel uncomfortable, right? But, at least...
We make you laugh.
So my name is Ryan, and I'm the conductor of this contaminated community of cacophonous corruption. With me is the partner to my crime, the reason for my rhyme, the waster of my time, and the receiver of my slime, Natalie Michelle with one L, James, and the younger...
Slime.
I don't want to be the slime taker.
You are. You've done it.
You promised to take my slime for life. That's
your
what
resume.
you said. That's
I don't like that you
I think
call
that's
it
what you said when you married
slime.
us.
Yeah.
Will you receive his slime?
You weren't listening.
Ew.
You weren't
That was in like the
listening.
fine print.
Yeah.
You whispered it.
Yep.
And also with me is the younger, sexier, more well-adjusted, and more well-hung version of me, Jeff, the Mad Board Gamer.
What do you think about that? That was
The two of these folks
That's
are
very
let out of
nice.
the trunk I keep them in the storage room every couple of weeks, but don't worry about their well-being as they've developed a sort of Stockholm syndrome about it. They love me. And now, for the one plot device that will save this stinking pile of hot garbage. Welcome Larry the Cable Guy to the show. Just kidding. Go listen to episode 228 of the Board Game Snobs to get that reference. But we, for the first time ever, have someone here in studio, which is just a pretentious way of saying the basement, that I'm pretty damn sure you are all going to be very excited about. Please give a warm Gamecasters welcome to the show, which is like the 21 fart salute, I guess, of the Gamecasters welcome. Everyone's third favorite breakfast food, Sam, Miss French Toast, Forrintos! Welcome, Sam, how the fuck are you?
Oh my god.
I'm great. Thanks
Great.
for having me.
We have Sam on the show. Sam, I would like you to take 2 seconds only, no more, no less. Keep it
2 seconds.
for sure. Keep it no more.
Yeah.
How? Tell us all about you.
Tell us all about you.
Everyone's third
Okay,
favorite
thanks.
breakfast.
Great. Wow, Sam. Thank you. No, Sam, talk about you. What's going on?
Oh, I don't know. I have been a long time listener,
Okay.
first time caller.
Okay.
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I live closer to you now, and so I figured why not pop by?
She did. We didn't even ask her.
You know what?
She just showed up.
I have
Shows up now.
I have a
You're a
question.
little too close.
I'm on the show.
Yeah, you're a little too close.
I have a question for
Show up.
Sam.
Yeah.
You might have told us this before, but I don't remember. But like, how did you find us? Like, were you into games before you started listening to us?
Yeah.
You must have been. Like, why would you listen to a board game podcast?
Yeah. So I started kind of playing games, but not heavily. Like I was at the point where I was like, who would want to listen to somebody talk about board games? Like playing
Neck
them,
beard
but I would
fox.
never
basement
listen to a
dwelling
podcast.
freaks.
Yeah, that was like nerds.
Like, how did you start playing
So
them? Like,
then-
did someone introduce you, or did you? Just...
I don't know. I think I just started buying games at Target,
Nice.
and then I just kept playing them. But then I became friends with Jeff, and so
It's me.
yep, we
We
talked
have
a
one of
little
those.
bit
We
about
have a Jeff.
games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you. You're the
I'm
one.
the Jeff.
Yeah, he's the one.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeff.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about games. We talked a lot about teaching,
Yeah.
and then we became friends. And then he roped me in with the inbox.
So you're a teacher as well.
I am.
Really?
Yep.
What kind of students do you teach?
Young ones.
young ones.
Young one.
The young ones.
I teach 5th grade.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, Sam used to live in the Up,
Yep.
right? Now she's a troll. She's a...
Live below
Which
the
would be
bridge
the Upper
now.
Peninsula
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. The
Now
Up is
she
the Upper
lives
Peninsula.
in
of Michigan.
Now she's a troll.
Westernish.
Give us your
Michigan.
address so we can dox you. Is that what you were going to say? Now she lives here. No.
Well, I was trying to
Natalie's
like count
been
this as like it is west, but not like all the way to
Yeah,
the
so
west.
for those of you that don't know, Sam is a very good friend of the show. She started talking with Jeff a long time ago, and then she got into the Instagram inbox.
Yep.
We would hear her say hilarious things in the Instagram inbox all the time.
You've had a very memorable Instagram handle.
Yes, Miss French Toast.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, which we would talk about all the time. And then she eventually just kind of kept engaging with us until one day she knocked at our door and said, "Can I be on the 100th episode of your
Yeah, I need to
podcast?"
come
Well,
in.
And we
actually,
said
before
no.
that, I did drive 8 hours from the UP to just come hang out in your basement.
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
that's
And we weren't even
that's
home.
borderline strange activity.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
strange
okay.
activity.
I do look back on that with a lot of questions about
Also,
myself.
before that, what we didn't also mention was when Ryan would stream a lot, we would play games with Sam on TTS all the time. So we were basically like talking to her on the phone, playing games with her just online.
Yeah.
So it's not like we didn't like kind of feel like we knew her before she came to our
And now
house.
she's kind of a legend in our community.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Miss French Toast. She was the
Yeah.
first, if you remember, gamer of the week in the Discord.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
And the
right?
last,
Special time.
we only did that once.
We did that one time, and it lasted one day. Yeah, we need to start that back up again, which we will. But yeah, she was the very first gamer of the week. Everyone that listens to us or is part of our community knows who she is. So if you don't know who she is, you better fucking catch up because we're 100 episodes deep at this point.
clearly haven't
You need to
listened to
know
our
Miss French
podcast.
Toast.
Yes.
So now that we're all situated, I have something I want to do with the three of you. And it involves shutting down the podcast and going out to my bedroom for 30 to 40 seconds.
Okay, we'll be right back.
You are not allowed to ask questions, but the safe phrase is spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, mind your own business. Let's go.
spaghetti noodles.
All right, just kidding. But I do have some cylindrical objects I want to put in each of your mouths. Do you consent?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say no, but...
Yes.
You can't. Jeff,
But I know what it
Jeff said
is.
yes,
yes,
so
said
I
yes
guess
for
we
Jeff
can.
said yes. Sorry. Haha.
Yep.
So I have this. This is for you.
Okay.
Ooh, golden.
This is for you.
I have a golden one.
Yay.
It was the closest to yellow that I had.
Is this
Can
a-
you
is this a
can you
crack
pass
pipe?
that to Natalie?
Is this a crack pipe?
So we're going to be freebasing. This is called the freebase casters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you
Is that
know,
what you do
you,
with-
what
you
is
put your
this?
mouth on the big end. It's a kazoo.
Whoa, just so you know. Just Natalie the expert. Let me tell you something. Jeff, you might not know this. You put your mouth on the big end.
Wait, is
Let me tell you. I'm an expert.
my penis happens to have
Let
two
me
ends.
tell you.
One end is a big end.
Ryan-
One end is a
Starts skinnier and gets bigger. And he likes it when I put my mouth on the big end. I'm the expert. That's what you gotta do. Just so you know. So everyone knows.
I always try to be completely innocent.
All right, this was sent to us by also friend of the show, Dan the Burrito Man.
Oh, yeah.
A fat guy eating burritos, which we found out, which is funny. That Instagram name that he came up with called a fat guy eating burritos, he created that because he wanted to have a name like names we read in the board game Beatdown.
that we laugh
So that
about.
was not like his
way.
name. He just did that for the show. So we could be like, a fat guy eating burritos says, and then we just crack up and it
Isn't
goes on
Dan
the,
the Burrito
on the
Man
Janelle
with
quilt.
from Sam.
Yeah, I started calling him that.
Dan the Burrito Man. Yep, it just rolls off the tongue.
like it.
Like COVID hallway. So we are playing. This game is called.
Mouth on the big end.
This game we're playing is called Kazoo That Tune.
How many mouths have been on this big end?
Zero.
Absolutely zero.
Yeah,
I
don't
have.
worry.
Natalie,
Small
how am I
one,
doing?
though.
I have an. I
there anything to
literally
cover?
just. So
Great,
okay.
Jeff.
So Jeff's gonna try to do it. So what you do? You hum into it, Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have a hard time with
Let's
that.
apologize to our listeners in advance for
How do you do
what the
it?
fuck's going to happen for the next 3 minutes.
You look like David singing it.
I
Oh, you just say the words
I
in the
did.
kazoo?
I did. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Gamecasters.
All right. So what we're gonna do. I have
Okay.
some cards here that I'm gonna give you guys.
God, hope the levelator works.
I'm going. To,
I know. I was like, I did that. I was
this
like,
program's
oh,
going to get its fucking
blew
work
someone's
out there. We're going to have to start
eardrum.
paying for it.
all right. So me and Natalie are going to show you kind of how it works. Okay, and then we're all going to get to it. So here's what I'm going to do, Natalie. I'm going to kazoo a song on this card, and you have to guess what it is. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I guess or just Natalie?
We'll just do Natalie this time.
Natalie,
and then
take your mouth off the big end.
Yeah.
All right, you're good to go.
All right. You ready?
Oh, chameleon.
Chameleon?
Yeah.
Wait, there's more.
Come a chameleon.
Come a chameleon.
What's it called?
Do you want to help her?
Come a chameleon.
I don't know.
It's called Karma Chameleon.
Yes.
Karma Chameleon.
Karma
Karma Chameleon.
I didn't know.
Karma,
You thought it was a chameleon?
I just thought it was chameleon.
Karma chameleon
Come
is basically
on,
like.
Starting
Yeah,
the word
this-
chameleon or whatever.
Come here, chameleon.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah.
We're about to have something happen
We're
to you.
going to manually ejaculate you for
Yeah.
artificial insemination. Come a chameleon. Come a. All right, so here I'm going to give you a stack, Jeff.
I'm with
Okay.
Sam, I'm going to give you a
Oh my
stack.
god, I can't even use the kazoo.
If you don't know the song, just pick a different card. Here, can you hand this one to Natalie?
no way.
Yeah, pick a different one
here,
if you want.
Natalie, that's for you.
And then we're just gonna have fun with it. Okay, so
Fun with it.
Jeff, I want you to go next.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
if we know the
Awesome.
song, anybody just shout it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you get any? Do I get to lead into this?
You can if you want to lead into it. You can.
It's not working.
You gotta hum.
Hi ho.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
If you didn't have this,
I was doing the.
know.
I was doing the motion.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like swinging his arm back and forth like
Yeah.
Sling Blade.
That's
It was
what you gotta do.
perfect.
Sling blade. French fried potato.
I'm a chameleon.
Come on a chameleon.
Come right out of chameleon.
Come on a chameleon.
Come right on the face of a chameleon. Isn't that the song?
Come a chameleon. Okay,
It just
all right.
sounds like
All right, Natalie, go ahead.
chameleon, like the start. Yeah, I know.
I know what you
turn.
hear. All right.
Okay, ready?
All right, Natalie, what we got?
Yep.
Which one am I picking?
Remember, hum into it. Don't just blow like you like to.
On the big.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. That's not the. First of all, I called you a slime taker like 2.5 minutes ago, but that's the one you don't like. All right.
A Barbie girl.
Yeah.
What?
Right?
I thought that was like
I'm
some
a Barbie
national
girl.
anthem.
No.
The national anthem to Kazakhstan.
No. Okay, hold on. Do it exactly how you did it.
Well, now I hear
Okay.
it. I hear the
That's
answer
all
already.
right.
Well, you just guessed it so
felt like the
fast.
start of
My
another song.
dick. All right, Sam.
I just really am having a hard time blowing in the kazoo in general.
Well, did you put your mouth in
Well,
it
you
again?
don't
guys-
blow.
the big-
You
Did
kinda
you
was
even
like-
go to the big-
I go like
You
this,
come
like-
on a chameleon?
Chameleon. Come a chameleon. Come on.
C-O-M-A.
Come a.
C-O-M-A.
All right, Samantha. Frentos.
All right, here we go.
Okay, keep going.
I pass.
Suck my dick off. It'll feel real good.
It's very obvious.
Okay.
Hold on, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it is.
You know it. You
I
know
do,
it, you
totally
know
do.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on.
Do you have any arm motions you want to do with it,
like
me?
swing your arm.
it.
Swing blade.
It could have some.
French
Tail
fry potatoes.
motions.
Okay, yeah, do it.
Oh, Hakuna Matata?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't think I'll ever get a point.
Okay.
I wonder how this is
right.
going to translate.
We'll see. I'm kind of monitoring the levels, and it doesn't seem like it's spiking out of control, so we'll see. Okay, here we go.
All
Ready?
Oh, it's Britney Spears.
Oh,
You say Britney Spears song.
Baby,
Oops,
one more
I did it
time.
again.
Yeah, I just want to finish the song.
Keep going. It's 3.5 minutes long.
Nice, very good. All right, Jeff, do it again, baby.
baby.
Okay. This is a popular song back in the day,
Okay.
Ooh.
and it's dedicated to all of our listeners out there. This is episode 100, or 80-something for Natalie, and 70-something for me, and 1 for Sam. There's only one of us that's done 100 episodes. Let's celebrate it.
Oh, that's
Ready?
true. Yep.
I had the CD also,
Ooh, now that's
so now
what
it
they call
narrows
music.
it down to
Oh, it's past
40?
the tape
yeah.
decade.
It probably was on a now. That's what I call
I'll
music.
bet.
Something other.
All right, let's see.
Ready?
Oh, I'm blue.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Terrible song, yeah.
Yeah, that is a terrible song. All right, Natalie, one more.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay.
Oh my God, come a chameleon.
That's great. It's like we don't have to like script some of this.
I
stuff.
know, it just happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? No, wait. There's
The
Barbie
national
girl.
anthem.
Barbie girl again.
What?
Do it again. The same exact thing. Do 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 do
no,
do
that
do 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 do.
The do.
What song is that?
We have a genre?
Am I doing
Old.
it? Am I doing it
Old.
right? Do 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 do.
Yeah.
Also, I like that I asked for a genre and I got old.
It's like a
old
it's an older
genre.
song.
Old.
Like old as in
genre.
like
Old like Blink 182 or
no,
old like the Isley
before
Brothers?
we were born.
Oh, like Beethoven? Or
Yeah.
Probably before we were all born. Maybe.
What am I forced? Do you know
maybe.
that?
Or maybe you were a little boy.
Maybe I was a little boy. Maybe you were just
Oh, you listen to it on the playground, little boy.
Want me to do the other song on
You
my
want to go play
car?
with your friends? You go out play with your little friends?
Want me to do the other song on my car?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, baby, baby, baby.
Yeah.
God, I
What was
love
the
Justice
first one?
Beaver.
The first one was
Justice Beaver.
It's a crime-fighting
The first
beaver.
one was Funky Town. Won't you take me to Funky Town?
Oh, I would have never got that.
Funky Town.
Yeah.
Isn't that how
I'm
it
not getting
goes?
any of
Yeah, that is right.
It's not?
I don't think it's "Would you take me to Funky Town? Won't you take me?
Maybe
to
I don't know
Funky
that.
Come a chameleon.
I thought that's how it went.
General tune, I would say.
Won't you take me
How
to
does it go?
Funky Town? Won't you take
That's
me
basically
to
what I did.
Funky Town?
That's what I did.
basically
That's
what I did.
exactly
Listen, it
what
would be
I
more
did.
like this.
Ryan paused for an extra beat. That's what he's trying to tell you.
I nailed it.
Hold on. Yours was ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding.
Mine.
Mine was ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. That one little change. It's not the fucking same.
Makes
It's
it
not
totally
the same.
different.
All right, Sam, hit us with your last one.
Okay,
All right,
Vanilla
here we
Ice.
Natalie, everyone knew.
Okay, come a chameleon. Listen here, you chameleon.
Yes, it was the same. You did great. We just didn't get it. All right, Sam.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. For sure.
I can't.
Just hum.
I don't know how to hum.
Oh, like this.
Turns out.
Humming.
She only knows how to blow.
Hey, now you're an all-star.
Yes.
Why was her head going back
How
and forth
in
on the
the-
kazoo the whole time?
Is anyone getting any of these?
Nah, she got it
Let me
perfect.
know
was-
when you're done.
That's it.
So
We're done.
clear. That was so clear.
Wait, did I do two? Let me do.
No, you only did one.
All right, let me do
Right.
it.
First
the
one
one
was like a
practice one.
practice.
Okay.
Oh, be our guest.
Oh yeah, be our guest. Didn't
so
I do
fucking
that
good at the
one
kazoo.
the other day?
What?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I did.
Did you?
I totally did.
Why don't you get it now? Sam got it. Haha.
Yeah.
I would have,
Why
but
don't
she
you
was
just take me
quick.
to Funky Town?
Won't you take me to Funky Town? Won't you take me to Funky Town?
That's how it goes.
As this is our 100th episode, I figured it would be an idea to go back through the annals, yes, of Gamecasters history and show off some of the things that brought us to where we are today. Thanks to Dan the Burrito Man for his help here. Without further ado, let's take it back to earlier days. Okay, George Orwell wrote this book, which is often considered a statement on government oversight. George, well, you probably read it in high school. Or
I
were
know
supposed
this
to
name.
have. You're probably
I'm gonna
supposed to.
guess.
Yes, Natalie.
I'm not sure. Moby Dick.
Government oversight?
Well, maybe it's like a metaphor.
Oh.
The book about killing this
I've never seen
a whale?
I've never read that.
Oh, he's killing his whale. Well, the whale represents the government.
Okay, here we go. How does a gamer, dork man, son of a boomer like the D-man, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the suburbia by Providence Hospital, a squalor, grow up to be a podcaster father? Well, the word got around. They said, this kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to get him some board games, man. Shirk your obligations. Don't forget that mad board gamer. And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? The Gamecasters Podcast.
It's happening again.
Our name is the Gamecasters
My eyes are watery.
Podcast. We're gonna have a great show today. Just you wait. Just you wait. Well, hello there, gamers.
That was awesome.
And welcome.
We always have a joke on Monday of the screaming pillow that you need a pillow
Right.
to
Yeah.
scream into. But man, to like physically abuse the board.
Yeah,
It's like
Natalie
in
does
table-
the same thing, by the way, with the fart, but she has a farting pillow.
Oh, right. So it's like in TTS, like
kill
Tabletop
you.
Simulator, where you can flip the
I do
board.
not, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, she does. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Chud Munson says.
Oh, hey, Chud.
The name's
Chud.
The name's Munson. Chud Munson.
They call me Chud, you understand?
Chud.
I could just imagine him like with his varsity jacket for like wrestling. It says Chud.
Chud. Oh man,
Chad.
You don't want
we
to
gotta go
wrestle
up
Chud,
against
bro.
Chud.
Chud funded their first print run, and now they have a second Kickstarter that's like out right now. Like 2 days ago, it started, and it. If you heard that, that was Ryan
Crunching. I was like,
deciding
is he
in the
gonna
middle of our
just crunch
podcast
in the
that
mic?
he desperately needed a tortilla chip. He was like, "Oh my god,
He
do I
pulled
need
it out, and then he just puts
one
it in front of the
tortilla
mic.
chip?" And then it took his first crunch right in front of the microphone. Because right now is when he needed a tortilla chip.
I was like, he like put his hand in the bag, and I was looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
Like such a good idea in my head.
And
I was
just-
like, I'm gonna get away with this.
But you didn't even lean back when you took the first bite. The first chomp was like
you lean back
at
after
normal.
you chopped it.
You also start with these very cool. They're just like small wooden discs. Okay.
Yeah.
They're numbered 1 through 4, and it doesn't have to be sized differently, but they did, which I think was cool. So the 4 is bigger than the 3. It you can kind of stack.
And
them.
you don't stack them, or you do?
You don't have to, but they're just kind of cool that they're.
That's
I don't
cool.
know, they're
Yeah.
easily you can see them if you're number blind. Is that a thing?
In other words, you cannot count.
Yeah, if you can't count. Oh man. Do we have to write the timestamp on this down and cut this out?
Oh my god.
We've lost Ryan.
Yep, he's gone.
He's a goner.
Oh my god!
So,
We'll have more of those throughout the episode to both give you a sense of flashbacks, having to relive the old days, or if you haven't heard any of the old stuff, a sense of absolute and utter confusion as to what is happening live and what's recording. Because it's going to sound like all live to you if you don't know anything. Good luck, fuckers. So what is up with you guys? Jeff, what's up with you,
I have
man?
a joke.
Okay, let's hear it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, pay attention.
All right.
Okay.
What did the man?
It's like a riddle.
What did the man with the average size penis say while getting a blowjob? I'll repeat it. What did the
I was going to say I
man?
need to hear it again.
What did the man with the average size penis say while getting a blowjob? You suck a mean dick.
I get it, because mean is average.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't get it.
It's a math joke.
You like it's a math
for
joke.
your
No.
You're the math man.
That's pretty good.
All right, I got
Sorry,
one more.
woman. Math woman.
It's not a joke. This is a news story that Deepwater Joe sent to us.
Okay.
Okay. We'll talk about his little birthday shenanigans here in a second.
His
So
little
he
cute little
sent
birthday.
us this thing that there was this. I don't even remember what country it's in. Nigeria. It's in Nigeria. Okay. The title of the newspaper, the headline of the newspaper: Victim 6 killed by hooker's poisoned minge.
Oh, right. Yeah, he just sent
No,
us that.
it does not say that.
It says it.
Yeah. Poisoned
that.
minge.
Victim 6. So let me. There's only a few sentences that I can see in the newspaper. A factory worker met his death after licking out a hooker.
Licking out.
Licking
Never heard that
out.
phrase.
And if you've never listened to the show before, you know that I'm talking, so someone at the table is eating.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, it's Ryan.
At least
and
it's a
Sid
soft-
on
Well,
that.
we don't know who it is. We
it's a soft-
haven't figured out who
Yeah,
it
we haven't
is.
figured it out.
No.
By licking out a hooker. Okay, he
Real
is
quick,
the
tell what
sixth.
minge is. People might not know what a minge
Oh,
is.
minge is is a slang for a vagina. Okay. He is the 6th victim of what has been dubbed the poison pussy plague, sweeping a town in Nigeria.
Sweet.
According to reports, the man went down on the prostitute after having sex with her and started throwing up and then died.
Oh my god, this is
Wait,
real.
so is this like a serial killer, or is this
Yeah,
six
basically.
different
This is
women?
No, this has to be at this
yeah.
point you've killed 6 people
it's
with your
this is
minge.
intent. This is intent.
You've killed them
to
by
kill.
having them.
Go down on
Go
you, which is
down on
maybe
you.
like you have some new sense of bravery if you were going down on a prostitute.
I almost said same thing. I feel like that's like should be an unwritten rule. Like if
Yeah.
there's a prostitute and
I
you're
think it is.
doing stuff with them, don't do that.
because you will die of a poisoned minge.
Or just get an STD all over your mouth.
Yep.
Which
So
would be worse?
everyone
I don't
instead,
know.
get it over your penis. Don't get it over your mouth.
Yeah,
Don't
Don't get it
Exactly.
all over your mouth.
Exactly.
The
At least you
poison
can hide your
pussy
penis.
plague. Gotcha.
I wonder if she's timing the poison to like go into effect after she gets off. Maybe that's why
how
she's
does
killing
she do
somebody.
I
it?
also
She,
wonder
like-
like what kind of poison is it? Because
Well,
like
right,
if
does it
it's
have to be
inside
Minge
her,
poison.
digested?
No, she's like rubbing it around at and around the outside of the minge. Is my guess.
so it's
Yeah,
not
but, like,
affecting
you have
her
to, like,
in any way.
ingest it though. I'm
No, you probably have to. Yeah, you probably have to.
Yeah, well, he's
eat it.
like
Yeah, he's licking it.
Yeah,
licking
but a
it.
lot
His
of
saliva's
times,
going in his
like
stomach.
if it's some sort of like thing that you rub on your body, it can soak into your skin.
right.
Obviously not this one
maybe
because she's alive.
Well, maybe
she's
it's
still
fast
alive.
where
So
I
he
really want
licks
to
it
know the
off quick
specific
enough.
poison
maybe it's
she
tough
used.
connected.
Whoa,
it's
she wants to
fine.
know the specific poison that she used.
Why,
So
Natalie?
you can
I just
become
wanna
victim.
know.
You want to
7.
kill
I
me?
just want to know the ins and outs of how this works.
Okay. Yeah, I completely
That's a
understand.
way to
Fascinated
kill
by
somebody.
it.
That is a way.
That is a way.
Do you
It
think
is.
it's somebody who's like not actually like a prostitute, but like is like, I think this is wrong, so all the people who, in
Need
the
to
town who are
die.
gonna be doing this, yeah,
some sort of,
deserve
like,
to die,
Justice
kind of
Beaver.
thing. Right. Oh.
What's Justice Beaver? It's a
Well, now it's
crime-fighting
a
beaver.
prostitute.
That is an actual crime-fighting
yeah,
beaver.
now it's
That is
that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Beaver.
justice. Take down the bad
down.
prostitute buying men.
Big N first.
Yeah.
of Nigeria with your
Biggest.
stinky poison minge.
That is insane.
Damn. Sam, do you have anything that you would like to share in our bantery section? If no, fine, fuck it. If yes, do it.
I mean, I'll hop on when we talk about all the stuff we did together, but that's not a
Yeah, so why don't we talk about that a little bit? So we did a lot of stuff that we beep, 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 boop, beep, beep. And then we went to Joe. So Deepwater Joe, Joe Jitsu, what else do we call him?
Joe.
Joseph.
Joseph. I
Joe
don't know
Madigan.
that I've ever called him Joseph. I know you guys call him that sometimes.
Jaybird?
Yeah,
No,
Jaybird.
I
Jaybird
call
the
him
word.
Joe.
No, we had another nickname for him. It was Joe Jitsu is like the recent one. There was Deepwater Joe. It was something between Deepwater Joe and Joe Jitsu. Can't remember.
Was there?
There was.
What, he's not Donkey Kong, is he? Is that Dave?
That's Dave.
That's Dave, yeah. DK.
God, no one knows what we're talking about. Anyway, Jeff's oldest brother, Joe, celebrated his 41st
Yes.
birthday, I told you, and had a bunch of us over, and we basically had a Nerdfest day
Yep.
of game playing for him. And we played a ton of stuff. Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you say? Sam, what games do you remember playing? Hopefully you remember all of them. And which ones were the best for you?
I played Medieval Academy.
What's that?
You're basically just like playing cards to like go around these tracks, and it's kind of thematic and cute, like about becoming a knight. I don't know.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was really cute and fun. It was easy to just kind of hop into.
Okay.
What else did we play?
We played
Merchant Explorers. What's that game called?
Yeah, Guild of Merchant Explorers.
Yeah.
Guild of Random Generated
Guild
Game
Town
Names.
of Sellers, Town Guild
Played
Merchant.
Furnace.
Furnace, which is so fun. I love that game. And
Furnace is great.
What
We
was the
played
third game
Six
we played?
Nimped.
Oh, we played Six Nimped.
A
We
10-player game.
10
That was
every
wild.
single card.
There was
Yeah.
no planning involved. You
I've
just had
never
to pray to the
played
gods.
with 10 players before.
I don't think
of
I
that
have
game.
It was fun. It was
great.
really fun.
Yeah, it
We
was
played
great.
And
Fun
then
Facts.
Farmers Market.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
Downtown Farmers Market.
Yeah, Fun Facts and Green Team Wins.
Boop. Beep. Beep, boop. Spoilers. Spoilers. No, just kidding.
Plot twist. We played some
Well,
games.
okay. What was the game of the day for you? I do this a lot, where when we have like
Yeah, what
big
was
game
your
days. What was the game of the day for
Well,
you?
before we went to Joe's, we also played Witchstone.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we played Witchstone.
What'd you think?
Mhm, it
You're
was
sitting
good.
at home
I
with Sam.
loved
It was good. Natalie
I already owned
also. Wait, did you crush us in that? Yeah, she crushed us.
Oh,
in
But
she
it was
actually
really fun.
murdered us.
Murder. Me and Sam were like right next to each other the whole game. Like woohoo, yay! We're like within 2 points at the end. It was really cute. And then
I thought
Natalie's
you
like,
might
"Fuck you, 35 points ahead."
I thought you might like that one.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was
like you said,
fun.
it's very Stefan Feldy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Points
everything. The
everywhere.
action selection's cool. The tile placement of like, comboing. You start with being able to do nothing, kind of, and then it's like, I can do this 6 times. I can do this 5 times.
Here's
Unless
a
you're
question.
Ryan.
Here's a question for you.
All right.
What do you think of the artwork?
It didn't bother me. It's not good, but it didn't bother me.
It's absolute barf.
I like it.
It looks like somebody threw up.
I'm in the middle.
But Sam was like,
I'm not
fucking hate it.
barfing
And I was
and I
like,
don't
oh,
love
I
it.
like it. I think it's
No.
nice. Okay, so we have all 3
Yeah.
represented.
Natalie, break the tie.
What?
She wasn't listening at all.
Natalie.
She's on her phone, researching minge poison minge.
Yeah, poison
That's
minge.
what
This is what. Let me
How do you
explain.
actually kill somebody
with your vagina? How do you do it? How does it not
How do I poison my own minge?
Wait, what do we do?
Ryan, let's go upstairs.
We'll be right back.
What I actually was doing was, okay, so another thing that we didn't mention last night, Jeff got this like monkey tail game. What's it called?
It's true.
What is
It's
it called?
bananas.
It's called It's Bananas, and you put this big curly monkey tail on
Yep.
you, and it looks basically like a penis.
It does.
And
Oh,
you're
yeah,
trying to
it
like
is
hook things, and we
incredibly
put a
phallic.
video on Instagram, and I just got a bunch of people responding like, "Oh my god,
What the
That's why I was
fuck are
looking
you
at my
doing? What did you attach to your minge?
That was really fun.
But to
Yeah.
answer
So
your
what was your
question-
game of what was your
sorry,
game of
what's
the
my
day?
tiebreaker thing?"
Don't worry about
It's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
You'll listen back to this
This
one.
one is way past. We're gonna cut it out anyway.
Oh my
I think my absolute favorite was Witchstone, but I was most excited to get Furnace back to the table.
Oh, really? So none of the newer games that you played supplanted either of those two as your
Yeah,
game.
I enjoyed
well, hold on.
them,
Don't count
but-
Witchstone because I'm talking about game of the day that
Okay,
you
game
played
of the
at
day.
Joe's birthday.
Then I would say Furnace probably, even though I lost miserably and I just couldn't.
You beat me.
I can't piece
Oh my God, I did
that
so
game
well.
together. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jeff,
it was your best game
Yeah,
ever.
was
Jeff
playing a
murdered us
different
in that
I was
one.
just rolling.
yeah,
he does.
Jeff was.
Natalie was
I was in
collecting
the middle.
cards.
Yeah,
For some reason.
Natalie could not get a resource to save her life, but she had every card.
Yep, I had like.
Oh, so that's what happens if you win all the auctions. You don't get any resources.
Yeah, you're not demanding enough
You're not.
compensation.
You're not
Right, like you can
demanding-
get a
yeah, you don't
few
get
from your
burgers.
cards, but you get most of them. I think
You wanted
from the
demand
auction
Yeah, you
part.
needed to unionize, and you did not.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
so
trying.
your game of the day was Furnace. Natalie, what about you? What was the favorite game you played?
At Joe's.
Yeah, at Joe's.
Okay, because I would say Witchstone.
No,
So you guys are keeping. So you guys are keeping Witchstone
For sure.
Because I saw it
Hell
upstairs.
yeah.
I wonder if it was
That's
like
Sam's got it.
Oh yeah,
okay.
she brought
She
it.
brought hers because it was all
punched.
punched out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game of the day. Whew. I'd say it's a tie between green team wins.
Beep. Spoilers.
Stop. It's gonna be in the episode title. And Guild of Merchant Explorers. I just freaking love that game.
I know, that's a great game. What about you, Jeff?
And that's one I did really good.
Going that you did.
You did.
All right, what about you, Jeff?
I liked Furnace. I did terrible at Downtown Farmers Market, but I liked the second play of it. That it was fun.
Yeah, it's cute.
That's
I
a
like that
good
game.
game.
Yeah.
Man, I
Like I did so bad where I think I was like almost didn't want to tell anybody my score.
Really?
Yeah, I was
He was
Like, okay, we're done.
I had 12.
Oh, and then
I was,
Sam
really bad.
records scores in her BG stats, so she's like, "What'd you get?" And Jeff's like, "Oh,
God.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mind your business. I moved my things around, like scrambled the table
I think
around.
I had the most fun with beep, 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 and I also
Oh my
really
God.
liked our play of Six Nimmed.
Yeah,
That was
blast.
a
It was just really
blast.
fun. It was a blast.
so
I won.
fun.
And everything was,
Ryan
it was
won.
just really
is
cool.
beep beep
I
beep green
won.
team
Anyway.
wins."
Natalie. Spoilers. We'll be right back.
Minge is about to get poisoned up. 100 and done.
Oh, God. That wasn't me hitting you. That was me fucking you from. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Episode 100.
Let's get another mimosa.
Every year
knife.
since I've been going to Gen Con, I make an Excel spreadsheet that lists games I'm interested in, the publisher, designer, booth number, cost, designer's home address and phone number, excitement level, designer's favorite places to hang out after work, a notes section to jot stuff down, the most likely area to watch the designer from a distance while touching myself, and a brief synopsis of what the game is about. This year, I had 50 such games on my list and came home with about 20% of them, that's 10, Sam, and have periodically groped the list of games.
Let me talk about this note section that
ever
you've
since.
written before. You
Yeah.
didn't do it this year, but
Yeah.
in the past, Ryan has written down his interest level on these things, and this interest level ranges from interested, really, really interested, really interested, to very interested, very, really interested, super duper interested, and
Must have.
must-have game.
This
He's
seems
not
kind
wrong.
of must
He's
have.
not wrong.
But then he has his own scale of what that
It's like a
means.
10-point range.
For me, it makes perfect sense. For everyone else, it's absolute lunacy.
It's wonderful.
But so the games I put on there, it's almost like the Sturgeon's Law. The games
Yeah.
that go on there are the 10%.
Yeah.
And then I kind of rate the 10% of the 10%, with this ridiculous
So instead of just
scale.
being like, this is the game I want the least, this game is still a game I really fucking want. Because it's better than all the other games I didn't pick, obviously.
Yeah.
But I still really want
still
it. But
really
this
want
game
it.
I really, really want.
Wait, are you saying 50 games that make the list are the 10% of the 10%? Or that's just the 10%?
Yeah, no. 50 games that make the list are the 10%.
Okay.
And then of that 50, Jeff's right. I'll be like, I want this one. I really want this one. I really, really want this one. I really really want this one.
Drink like that.
Yeah, I didn't do that this year. Well, for my birthday, Mr. Measles got me a gift card to an FLGS. So I quickly devised a plan to get to that store. I told Natalie I wanted to hang out with Jeff, so I called Jeff and said, hey man, I need an excuse to go to RW. How's about I tell her that we should all get together, seeing as you live by the place, and she'll get so drunk on baby Holden that there's no way she'll object to casually stopping by the game store on the way home to buy a bunch of stuff that we don't need. What do you think? Jeff said, well, that actually kind of hurts my feelings, but okay, sounds good, let's do it. So I walked in with my ulterior motives and walked out with a game about the world of sweets called Dulce. In Dulce, players are working to build the best something or other dealing with sweets. So I wanted to say Dulce was one of the games on the Gen Con list this year that I didn't get.
Do you know, was it like the really, really, or just a really?
It was low. So it was just like I wanted it.
You wanted it.
Yep.
Okay.
I had since seen a lot of people, including Board to Play. If you guys know Board to Play, he just posts a picture of a game against the white background and you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
These look
okay,
gorgeous.
fine. I kind of want this fucking thing. In Dulce, players are working to build the best, something or other with sweets. A bakery, I don't know what it is. Basically, each player has a deck of the exact same 24 cards. Natalie, does this ring a bell yet? Ordered 1 through 24.
Yes,
One player shuffles all their cards together and then draws one. Okay? Every other player then finds that exact card in their deck. So then everyone simultaneously plays the same card. You each have a little player board that you're playing this card to. So if I shuffle my deck up and I draw card 6, I say 6. Sam, Natalie, and Jeff then find card 6 in their deck, and now we all play that same card. Does that make sense? You're making some faces, Sam.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just curious about how
What I'm
it's
gonna
gonna
say
go
next?
From there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys have a receipt, man.
Yeah, she's like,
Everybody
what
has the same card?
The same fucking
That's
card. The thing
wild.
is, there are 3 different things you can do with these cards, Sam. You can play it off to the side of your player board as a factory. You can play it on your player board
on the reverse side of that factory to plant it as a field, or you can discard it altogether and harvest your field. After each player has chosen what they will do with their card, the game moves on to the scoring phase. If any of your factories have resources on each of their spots on the card, the factory scores a victory point, and that's how you win the game, by completing these factories, okay? So each card played as a factory excuse me, has 2 spots on them for resources. Either cacao, coffee, peanuts, or vanilla. Every card played as a field, which is the reverse side of the factory on your player board, has 4 spots that will populate resources. And when you discard a card to harvest, you take the resources from your player board and put them in your factories. Does that make sense? It's very interesting mechanically. The player board is a 4x4 grid, and each card is 2x2. When placing cards on your player board, you can overlap them and turn them any way you want to. If you place a card over top of another card so that the same resource matches, you get an additional resource on the card you just played, and so you're trying to get as many resources on your cards as possible when you're planting before you harvest to then remove them all from a row or a column, okay? When you place the resources on the building cards, each spot has a designated resource, like I talked about a bit ago, cacao, coffee, peanut, or vanilla. And each spot either has 1, 2, or 3 rings around it. This is where the game gets a little more interesting. When you harvest, you take resources from your player board and you place them on the resource spots of those buildings that you have. And when you score, you gain a point, 1 point for each building if both of its spots have a resource on it, okay? After you score that building, the resources come off. But if you took a vanilla resource off of a vanilla space that had 3 rings around it, you get to move that resource, if you can, to another vanilla space in your tableau that has 2 rings or 1 ring around it. So you end up getting this cascading scoring effect as the game goes on, where you could use one vanilla resource on a 3-ring space, and then score it, move it to a 2-ring space, which might allow you to score that card, and then you can move it to a 1-ring space, which then could let you score that card, if you have the spaces available. And that's basically the game. There's another mechanic called feeding the chickens, which basically allows you to get away
Ferrets.
of game.
Feed the ferrets. Seriously though, if you don't feed the ferrets in the game, you're gonna lose. If you don't feed the chickens, you're gonna lose.
Seriously, did you feed the ferrets?
Seriously, did you feed the chickens?
Other than that, it's that simple. The game lasts 20 turns, and after God damn it. And after everyone plays their 20th card, whoever has the most points is the winner. So here's what I liked. This game is pretty interesting. Mechanically, it's much trickier than it seems, as there's lots of decisions to make every turn. How do you use the card that you get? You really want to place it as a building because it's got a 2-ring coffee space, and you already have a 3-ring coffee space on another building, so that will help you cascade. But the backside of the card has 2 peanuts and 2 cacao spaces, which you really need to populate to fulfill the buildings you've already built. But you also have a row of resources that you could harvest right now if you just discard the card. And so it's like that for 20 turns in a row. The decisions aren't always that difficult, but you usually have to consider at least 2 different ways to use the card that aren't always super obvious, which I really like. The cascading way that the cards score is also really cool. It's very satisfying to pull off a turn where 2 resources end up scoring you 3 different buildings because you planned correctly and built your engine the right way. I also really enjoy that you can place your cards on your player board such that they overlap. It creates some really interesting decisions there, and that feeling of not being hamstrung by where to place is kind of juxtaposed by the fact that each player board has 4 pre-printed buildings on the corners with 1 each of the resources in that 3 ring. So you really don't want to cover those spaces up or else you lose the easy scoring, but also that leaves you with even less area to populate your board, and that's a really cool idea that I enjoyed. Things I didn't like. The player board, as I think Natalie will mention this too, is weirdly small. The way you track your victory points is by this tiny little meeple that's really easily messed up. And the way you keep track of your ferrets, your chickens, is by putting this little tiny little chicken meeple off of the board next to the number instead of like on top of it, because the board is just too small to hold it all. And it's weird, and it feels kind of unnecessary. If you like nudge the board at all, you lose track of where your chicken is.
Could it be bigger? With the,
yeah, I mean the cards. The cards are 2x2, so I feel like if the cards are the board is probably small because the cards are small.
Oh, the board is way smaller than the box.
Yeah, you don't. The
Like
box
that-
is like it's one of those boxes where it's like, okay, they wasted all this space.
I feel
They
like
could've
the
cut
board
box
is
in
like
half.
or they could have made it.
the board is
Or they could have made the board
5 by
bigger.
5.
Yeah, they could have made the board
square
bigger.
or something.
The game was good, but never really felt super fun for me. I wasn't really excited while I was playing, and about halfway through, I remember looking at Natalie and going, not a bad game by any stretch, but maybe a little forgettable, if I'm being completely honest here. I placed this one solidly in good, not great territory, even though it does some things I actually enjoyed. The whole just didn't equal the sum of its parts for me.
I liked all the things individually and even cerebrally. Like talking about them is cool and sounds interesting. Like the cascading thing, that's really fun, and placing the cards on your board is kind of cool. But when I actually played it, I was kind of let down. It seems interesting, but there was nothing in there that made me want to go back for more, I guess. I played it. I'm happy to have played it, but I don't think I need to play it again. Natalie, what do you think?
Well, I guess first of all, I agree. I thought it was good, not great. I really liked the pastry cards for some reason, and every time we'd pull them out and be like, "Ooh, a cheesecake!" I'm like,
They were
"Ooh."
delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I oddly enjoyed that, which it does not usually a thing. You know, I don't usually care about the theme stuff that much,
Yeah.
but for some reason I was like, ooh, and I remember Ryan was kind of like, I don't care about these at all. And I was like, I like it. Oh, I'm getting one of these, you know?
Yeah.
I liked making the decisions, you know, on whether I should put the cards on the board and get resources or putting them in the engine. But honestly, like that part, even though I liked it, it wasn't that interesting at all to me. It was just kind of like, okay, do I do this or do this? I did not utilize the chickens hardly at all compared to you. I think I did like one or two because I just happened to use my resources very efficiently. And so I didn't like need to, but it also, I think, might have hurt my score because then the chickens like kind of give you like free.
Yeah, so basically you get resources from these cards, but if you use these chickens, which you get them in certain
Yeah, it's
different
like a wild.
certain ways.
You
You can get a wild
Yeah,
resource.
and so I didn't really have any of those, and you had a bunch of them. So at the end, you got to like put extra things out.
Yeah,
when
and
I
score
didn't, but like I didn't really have anything to use for the chickens because I was using my resources so efficiently in the game. They were just like
God,
all
you're
used
so
up
efficient.
perfectly. Anyways, but like I said, I think that might have hurt me. I don't know. But to me, by far, the best part is when you get that engine built, and then you start like satisfying your cards, and you're just like
Cascading them,
Yeah, you're cascading them, and you're moving them to different cards, and just like completing like a ton of stuff at once, and that's like really fun and satisfying. So to me, that was the best part of the game. But like you said, all the rest of it was just like, okay, it's fine. Like you said, I thought it was good, but I didn't like love it, and I'm not sure it's something like we'd honestly pull out all the time.
Don't play an 8.
Yeah, and then I agree with you. I did not get why the board is so small.
It's tiny.
It was almost like you were like struggling to like make everything happen and keep it in place.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I'm like, why couldn't they just make it a little bit
Just
bigger?
just move it over slightly. Just make it a little bigger. Yeah, it was
Right,
really
yeah.
strange because again, you would just tap the board and it would just kind of like everything's shifted, and you're like, uh-oh.
Right, or
There's
like
not
you
enough
said,
room.
like keeping the chicken score, like it would just moved like a centimeter.
And it could be now. I don't
And then
know
I'm
what
like,
number
I don't
it
know
is.
what number I'm on. You know?
So that's Dulce.
Yeah.
Chickens.
Is fucking ferrets.
I think
yeah.
the box is really nice looking though.
Whenever we say like, well, at least it looks good. That's usually like, ugh.
Yeah, you're right.
But okay, the game is not. Ugh. It's a good game. It really
it
is.
is
I don't
a
think
good
it's bad.
game.
I would play it if someone was like, let's play Dulce. I'd be like, well,
Yes,
let's play
same
something else.
here.
But if you wanted to,
Oh,
really, I would
yeah.
play it. I don't hate it. It's probably not going to stick around in our collection because we like to only have games that we love.
Yes.
But if what
And then
we
a few hundred extra.
but if what we talked about
like, what you
sounds
love
Whatever we can't
interesting,
get rid of.
Yeah.
if it sounds interesting or really capitalized, really interesting,
Yeah.
then maybe consider checking out Dulce. I think. What do you got, Jeff?
Games.
All right, Sam. What about you?
Love it.
Let's talk about Gen Con.
All right.
I'm working my way through Gen Con games.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Sure.
I have a few left. Brazil is one that's high on my list.
forgot
that
you
wanna
bought
play
that.
very soon.
Yeah.
But this was maybe the really need want. I capitalize all the letters want game at Gen Con. This game is called Terracotta Army.
Yep.
Okay, Board and Dice put this game out. They sold out on Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday.
First
but
day.
it was
Whatever
first
their
day-
first day we got there was, they sold out.
because they were right next to Board and Dice was right next to the DeVere booth, and I remember going over to DeVere and talking to the people, and one of the guys that works at the DeVere booth, he was like, "Oh, you got Terracotta Army," and I was like, "Yeah, that's all they have left," and he like just left. He like left his booth
what?
and went over there and bought it. He was like, "I'm out of here. I'm not talking to you
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
leaving," because he wanted to go get it. So he went and bought it, and they sold out quick. So I was like pumped to have this game. I was
Agreed.
excited. You also like open the box, and inside the box there is this. Is it necessary? No. But is it cool? Yeah. So there's this box inside the box that holds all of this Terracotta Army
the miniatures.
in rows, which is cool. Except Ryan's is kind of like shifted.
Mine's all askew,
and it's
man.
weird.
Damn.
And a piece that you need to put the board together is
Lodged.
apparently in everyone's box, jammed somewhere in that fucking thing.
Yep, mine was
You have
too.
to like stick something in there and flick out the. It's just ridiculous.
Luckily, mine, I just tipped it over and it fell out.
I had to like. I had to like Miss Frizzle send a bus in there to like remove it out of there, and then it was absurd. But that was kind of a cool thing to open and see. It's a cool way to store stuff. So I like that. Here it is. I picked it on game night a couple weeks ago. It is a worker placement area majority game, which it's not conflict area majority. I have this conversation with Donkey Kong all the time about like area control versus area majority.
Yeah.
Versus like area majority is having the most of something versus control kind of.
Yeah, it kind of implies like you're king of the hill, like you're fighting.
There's conflict or there's fighting. There's no fighting in this game. This is just having control, having like the most of something in an area. So
it's like Belfort area majority.
Yeah, Belfort's area majority.
Yeah, more area majority.
Right.
And they're like a cross term and people use them all the time. But that's how I'm trying to use them to not turn people off if you don't like an area control game.
I agree with you.
I
think there should be and maybe there is, and we're just like we're not. I think there should be a delineated difference, between those two.
I think
when people talk about that,
it says area control / majority.
Yeah,
like
I think they need to be separated out because they're very different fields.
And I wouldn't play area majority, but I would
Control.
play area majority.
Yeah.
I don't like.
You don't want to do the combat.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, I'm going to come in and kill your guys, and now I have more than you.
Like,
If you want to take it back, you got to come fight.
Yeah, like
Yes.
Rising Sun is a very different game than Terracotta Army.
Yeah.
But they're both categorized under
Area control.
Area
Yeah,
control
bullshit.
/
No, I don't like
majority.
it.
Yeah.
So in this game, you are building wondrous terracotta statues in a mausoleum. It's beautiful. You have clay. You wet your clay. I know.
Damn.
I wish we had
Big
a number
M first.
count of how many times
Big
Ryan
M
has
first.
gone. And then Natalie goes, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Well, I mean,
giant
look at all the
board.
disgusting things he says in every episode.
It's true. What's Natalie doing over there?
True. Nothing. I have
She's looking
no
up
clue.
more
She's on her
stuff.
phone. I'm
All
telling
this-
you, I'm
guys
going to
talk
die
everybody-
tonight.
You're dead.
I'm never eating your minge again.
Poison minge. So the main board has this this grid, which is the mausoleum, where you're going to be building all these terracotta statues. Okay, there's a space, there's an area of the board for special powers. There are an area of the board that hold all the cool special statues, like a giant horse. And there is then one of the main parts of the board is this action selection wheel, which, if you think of it like pizza, it's sliced into 12 pizza slices. But there is a middle and top layer to this, which then spin and creates 3 different actions on the same wheel, and the middle wheel and the top wheel can spin. Does that make sense, Natalie?
Yes.
She's not listening, but yes.
I know. Yes. So that's pretty cool. So players take turns placing teeny tiny little workers. Have you seen those
Yeah,
teeny tiny little
I
meeples?
have.
There's like a normal
And there's
meeple,
one normal
and then
one,
a teeny
yeah.
tiny one.
And the normal one is like the big one.
Yeah, it's like the big one.
Yeah.
You can place them. So you take turns placing your workers on an available action space, which is one of those little pizza slices, and you take all the actions on that pizza slice, and you just get stuff. Okay, so you get clay. You can wet your clay. Gross. You can get coins, and then you're spending all that stuff to build the statues in that area for the most part. There's also this very cool master action area that you can activate, which lets you do really awesome stuff throughout the game, which helps you build the special statues and put those out. And all the special statues have bonuses and special abilities. And each round has its own like scoring objective. And at the end of the game, you earn points for majority within the groups in the mausoleum, depending on how many are there and who's there and presence and all this kind of stuff. Okay.
Yep.
That is a simplified version. But honestly, the game is not complicated.
Oh, okay.
You play 5 rounds. There is not a massive amount of setup. There's not a massive amount of resources. Honestly, the only resources are coins and clay. And it's either wet clay or dry clay, and you just flip them over back and forth because it's two-sided.
Right.
So there's not a ton of like chits and bits and those
Big
other
fat
things.
tits.
Big fat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
It might be. Depends who you're playing with.
You never know.
Yeah. So there's not a ton of that setup. The setup is what's nice is you're kind of setting the game up when you put it away because you put all those statues back into that box.
And they
then
go
the
upside
box-
down in there. Did you
Yeah,
say that?
it's almost like you're like dipping them into the
You're
clay and then
right.
taking them
Blue.
out. So then so then as you take them out, you put them back away. When you play the next game, they're already kind of set up. You put that next to the board. So that's a really nice thing to it. But the game overall is pretty simple. I think there's a lot to like about the game. A couple things I didn't. Here we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
The action selection wheel is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it sounds so cool. Because you can turn and make a whole different thing.
Yeah, it has tough choices. You can pay to rotate either the top or the middle one, which creates an entirely different choice for not only you, but the next player and the next player.
And the bottom one is the board.
The bottom one is the board.
Okay.
So you can either turn the middle one once or the top one once.
Okay.
And they go in like opposite directions. The top one would be turned clockwise and the middle one could be turned counterclockwise.
You can't ever turn them both at the same turn?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And that itself is very awesome. because it creates so many different possibilities. It reminded me a little bit of Tawantinsuyu, where you're trying to find a spot in that pyramid that's the best kind of fitting for all of your actions that you want to do. But it's dynamic because it changes. So you want to save money to turn that wheel. That was my favorite part of the game by a mile. I did. Yes, Ryan?
Is it hard? Thank you. Ryan James, Gamecasters. Is it hard to plan ahead in that way if the wheel is being turned a bunch before it gets back to you?
It doesn't get turned as much as you think.
Okay.
And it really only shifts it like one spot. It's not completely different. So you have in your mind like, okay, I have enough money,
like,
or
I
have
wanna
enough
do
clay
this.
to make a statue. And if someone turns it, now it's like, okay, maybe it even got cheaper because now you can build the same statue for 2 clay instead of 3. So it doesn't do a lot, but there is you do have to like wait.
Yeah.
Like if you have to wait.
You have to wait.
So if you see something like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is my backup. But yeah, there can be some AP and going, all right, what makes the most sense now? Or now I can't do my master action because this, or I don't want to do that thing because I can't activate my master action because I don't have any money or something like that. So yeah, there is a little bit of downtime in that, but that didn't bug me.
Okay.
Because the game's heavier and you got to think about things.
Yeah.
The puzzle of placing statues in the mausoleum was more fun than I thought it was going to be, and had a little bit better decision making than I thought it was going to be. And there was this kind of fun point scoring between figuring out the balance between end game scoring, where you want to kind of control these areas of control these groupings of soldiers, but you also want to get points in the scoring round. So you have to find this balance of, I want points now, but I also want points later. You can also see all the scoring rounds right at the beginning of the game, so you can know this is how round 5 is going to score, this is how round 4 is going to score, and I like that a lot. Random games, there's Obsession has this variant that you can play with where you just kind of flip it over and you're like, this is what everyone's going to score right now. And I'm like, that bothers the shit out of me. So I like knowing and planning for those things. And this does this really well. The special master actions are cool. They're just like super actions, but you have to pay for them to start with. So like the first time you take it, you pay, and then you put like a little, it looks like a bust. It's like a head. Yeah. And you put that on there and say, all right, now next time I take that, I can take this action.
Ooh.
So
does it feel like OP in a cool way?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is great.
You're kind of, I don't want to say wasting an action to start with, but you're like, all right, I got to pay for it to go out. I got to spend money for it to go out. And then I can start using it, which is, I just like that. I like that the scoring tiles are random, and there's a bunch of 12 or 15 of them, and they all kind of change the way that you're going to play. Because our game, we had one of the statues, like the beige looking statue, we needed to score in the first round. And in the first round, people were trying to load up on those. Mm-hmm. And then we also needed one later that was the white statue or whatever it was. So people were trying to get that one too for the later round. And we didn't really buy 2 of the statues because we didn't need them during scoring. But then throughout, it's like, all right, if I can make my own groups and try to score points that way. So I liked all of that. Every moment that I was playing the game, I enjoyed, except when it came to scoring. Mm. I had issues with the scoring. I thought it was finicky. I thought it was unintuitive. It just didn't flow well. It wasn't oh yeah, I know easy. Exactly what I'm scoring, and then let's move on. There was this moment, and maybe this is the first time we're playing, but even then it should be better than this, where you could look and be like, all right, I know what I'm going to score. Scoring takes 2 minutes, and then let's move on. Yeah. There was a lot of looking and counting and trying to figure this stuff out, which I didn't love. And there's these 2 things that scores the most. It's called domination and presence, which is basically just having the majority or not. So it creates some really odd situations where someone with the bare minimum can score exactly the same as someone who is tied for the lead. So dominance means you have to be winning majority by yourself. So if the 4 of us are playing, and it is have the most clay, that was one of the goals, have the most clay. If I have 10 clay, Sam has 10 clay, you have 2 clay, and Natalie has 2 clay, Ryan has 2 and 2. We tie, no one has dominance. We all get the same amount of points. So it's not that we tied for dominance and we split points.
Nobody's
and then you split points.
Winning over
no one is winning.
Else.
But you had the bare minimum. I had 10 and tied, and we now all are just presents, and we have the same amount of points, which is weird. It doesn't feel good when you're winning. It feels good when you can sneak in and go all of a sudden, and I go, I get one thing and I get 2 points, which also feels strange. But it also creates this thing where it's everyone's getting 2 points, and now we score the next thing, everyone gets 4 points. Everyone gets 6 points. Or then you have dominance in this and I have dominance in that. So we kind of even it.
It's washes, yeah.
It was just felt weird. There's a better way to do it, and I don't know what the hell it is. But someone can figure out, I think, a smoother way of scoring. Yeah. I think that it might actually, you might not feel this at all if you play 2 players. because I think you might play 2 players.
Yep,
Yeah,
Because-
probably.
If dominance and presence, that's like a normal 2-player thing. If you're winning, you're going to get the higher points. If
Yep.
you're losing, you're going to get the lower. If you're tied, you're
Yep.
just going to get the lower one.
Right.
So with 2 players, it's not going to feel.
You're not going to have this weird
Yeah, it's not going to
10-10-2-2 situation.
But with 4 players, you felt it a lot. I also, this is just a nitpick I have about every fucking game.
Yes.
Give me a goddamn player
aid, yeah.
One
Oh, yeah.
fucking time. Your board and dice, you can make a player aid. It's
Yeah.
in every other area of games. Just put a card in there.
Yeah.
Or on the board, I want to see what endgame scoring is. Somewhere on the board. You
Wow,
can
that's
figure it
weird.
out.
Most games do that kind of stuff.
And it's
now.
just like that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff bugs me because it's so easy to do.
And now you got to look in the rule book every time.
And now it's like, okay,
Yeah.
at the end of the round, let me flip through and go through the
Or you're just like, what
checklist
is
of
this
like
again?
what are we doing in what order. So
Or even
make
when
sure
you're
we do it
playing, you
right.
just don't remember everything.
Yeah, so I like the card would have been nice to just have here's what you do at the end of the round, here's what you can do on your turn, and then something on the board that says here's how you're scoring at the end of the game. That would be my fixes. So I'm having this like weird dilemma of like loving it as I was playing. I'm like, action selection's so cool.
Yeah, so fun.
It looks so awesome on the table. You have these like cool little statues. You're like trying to wet clay and just like I was like, this is so fun. And then I'm
Sounds
like,
so
okay,
dirty.
scoring. All right.
You got to
scoring.
the end and you're like, oh.
All right, got some points. And
Yeah.
Bill like ran out to a huge lead, so we ended up. I caught up to him. We all kind of caught up to him, but however long I was like, man, if he wins by like 50,
Yeah, it's gonna
that's gonna be
feel
really
bad.
bad.
Oh, yeah.
But we all kind of caught up. He ended up winning by a couple, but I was just like, man, I love what I'm doing, but the scoring's annoying. So I'm hoping.
Did
to just
everyone feel that
play
way?
it. Yeah, I'm hoping to play it with Devin. Just like maybe it
Yeah,
just
see how
becomes
the
one of
two-player
our
is.
heavier
Yeah.
2-player
Sure.
awesome
Right.
games that we play, and it doesn't ever
Yep.
matter. So Terracotta Army, I'm excited for you guys to play it.
Yeah.
Because I think you'll like everything that you're doing, and I don't know if you'll feel. I don't know if you'll feel the points things. I don't know if that'll be a problem for you.
It sounds like it wouldn't be in 2 players, but you telling me that kind of made me mad.
It's kind of annoying.
You and Sam getting 10 points and me and Natalie getting 2 and we all get the same.
And then we all have the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, it's just it was.
And
like,
then I could see a situation where like you have 10, we're about to score, Sam has 9, and she's like, well, if I just get one more,
Well, that's what I was thinking.
I'm
Like,
good-
if
we're all-
Then everybody
somebody's
gets- so-
ahead,
then it just
like,
knocks you down because
Right.
the
Yeah.
3 of us would still get the 2, right? But now if
right.
she
So now
ties
I
you,
get
now we
2.
all
So now
get
you're
2
pulling
instead of
someone,
getting 6.
which again, that
Could
could
be
be
a
part of the.
strategy.
No, that's
Not
part of the game,
strategy.
but I
Or-
can see how that would be like, God, that sucks.
Yeah, or it's
Yeah.
like I need to have presence in something, so let me just go get one of something.
Wow.
So now if I get one of
Yeah.
something, I can just at least have part of the game. And then the scoring with the mausoleum at the end, you have to like remove certain things. Some of the special statues add something to like adjacent things. You kind of have to sort of play that little puzzle of scoring.
Yeah.
But man, I really loved what I was doing while I was playing it. And I talked to pretty much everybody who played the game after, and we all kind of thought the same thing. We're like, man, we really liked what was going on. We want to play it again, but the scoring was annoying.
But I guess if you play it more times, you'll remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
hopefully.
maybe it'll alleviate itself a little bit. So right before I go to the next game, did you have something for him?
I was just wondering, do you know before you're scoring that like you guys are like tied? Like how much each other has?
Yeah, there's no like secret really.
Okay.
Unless you're just counting wrong or you're not seeing the board right.
Yeah.
But we as a group like to like when we play, we look at the board and go like, oh okay, we'll all talk like, okay, Joe has the majority here.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not right, if I like say that out loud and I'm not right, someone will be like, oh no, Dave has the majority because this guy's here. So we kind of like,
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
everyone has
Checked
that
each other.
information.
I just
There is
mean,
nothing like secret.
after playing that once and seeing how that went, I wonder if people like pay more attention to that next time.
Yeah, and that would be really annoying if all of a sudden you're like, surprise, I have something. No,
Yeah.
everything is known in the game, which is also a good thing in Euros, which I like.
So occasionally I get text messages. I think we all probably do get text messages where I think it's just scam
Yeah.
or spam where someone's just like, hey.
Yep. I get it.
And they
all the
want
time.
you to
Hello.
say, hey back. And then like, oh, is this the wrong number? Oh, God. Do you want to see my nudes?
You've got,
You know,
That
you've got
happens to
I've
you
gotten
more
like
than
actually
anyone I
it
know,
does. But listen
yeah.
to
Yeah.
this. While Jeff was speaking about the game Terracotta Army,
Spewing
this
on.
text just came through and it says this. Hi, Dr. David. My dog has been vomiting since coming home. What should I do?
I think that might be legit.
You think so?
Well, you have to at least
Just in
say,
case
like,
it's legit, you got to be like, I think you have the wrong number. You should really get Dr.
I'm going to
David.
research what to do when dogs vomit. I'm going to prescribe something, I think.
You should be like, take him to the vet.
Right, take him to the vet.
Bring him in to see me.
Yeah.
I'll be in
Yeah.
there from 8 to 3.
Yeah, bring him in tomorrow
Yeah, just do
morning.
that.
Say what you will about Stonemaier, but man, do they make good-looking games.
Truth.
Most of their games are pretty stunning. So for their 10th anniversary, they released a free micro game for 1 to 2 players called Smitten, designed by Jamie and arted by Vincent Dutrait. Vincent Dutrait is a genius. When Jamie Stegmaier got VD, it must have felt so damn good. And VD arted all over this game. It is gorgeous. VD, of course, being Vincent Dutrait. I don't know what else you would think of this. So, Like I said, Smitten is a micro game designed for 1 to 2 players and consists of 18 cards, but really just 9, right? 2 copies of 9 cards. Okay. In Smitten, players are working together to play every card in a 3x3 grid. The cards are numbered from 1 to 9 and must be played so that card 1 is in the top left of both grids and card 9 is in the bottom right of both grids, and so on and so forth. Each card has text on it that usually makes your teammate do something, and players win if they successfully complete both grids. They lose if they ever can't legally make a placement, or if when they read the text on their played card, they can't do what it says. Each player starts the game with 3 cards, and the players may freely decide each turn who is going to make a play. Jeff, you missed my Vincent Dutrait VD joke. You're allowed to say something like, I can play a card, or I can't play a card, or I can play a card, but I probably shouldn't play a card. Basically, some indication of preference to play. This is pretty cool because it eliminates player order. When you play a card, you may play a card to either grid, and the card you play must be orthogonally adjacent to a previously played card. After you placed your card, it has text on it that instructs the other player to do something, which is usually to place one of their cards in a grid. And then after that happens, the turn ends, and you redraw to 3 cards, and then once again, you discuss who goes first or who should play. At the end of it, if you succeeded, the grids make an identical panoramic picture that's really pretty dang beautiful, because of VD. VD is all over the place in this game. Vincent Dutrait, yeah, okay.
I'll fill in the blank from last.
Okay, cool. So the cool thing is, and this is what Sam noticed, is that the panoramic display that it makes is essentially the Stonemaier catalog.
Of all their games.
Of all their games.
Yeah,
well,
like
maybe not all of them, but a
There's
lot.
a lot.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, a bunch
that's
of stuff in there. So things I liked about this game. This game is really cool. I love micro games, for one. The portability, the ease of play, the quickness. There's a lot to like about games with a tiny ass footprint. I did say it that way on purpose, yep.
Yeah.
And this one is a lot of fun to figure out. It's cooperative, which I also really love. So Natalie and I can work together, which is what we love to do in games. And I don't want to steal Natalie's thunder, but this game gives me a lot of the same feels of another micro game that we both love that I'll let her say when it's her turn to talk. Then you have that artwork. Thank
He's
you,
so good.
VD.
He's VD
for
is
being
so good.
all over this game. I wish I had VD.
Yeah.
To do the
Don't
art
we all?
for my game.
Yeah.
Things I didn't like. The game is pretty damn random. There are many times where you simply just have a losing board state, and the game ends instantly without a legal move. That's not super great, as you have no control over that. But the game is not trying to be super great. Those design imperfections are not worth ironing out in a game like this, and so they don't. They're like, okay, this game is random. Yeah, it is. Sometimes you might get completely BF'd by the randomness. Even if you win this game, it takes all of 5 minutes to play. So it's really nothing to rack it and just try again. And it doesn't really feel that great when the randomness gets you. But in the times where it doesn't get you and you have a winnable board state, it's really great. And I'm going to compare it to Solitaire. Solitaire is simply
Nothing
unwinnable. Like 25% of the time. It's unwinnable due to the draw of the cards randomly. Okay?
Is 25% the real?
I think
or
so.
you just, like,
No, I think
okay.
it's. I think it's like about 20. Like in a game of Solitaire, you'll win. The game is winnable about 75% of the time.
Okay.
I think. Okay, so about 25% of the time, due to the randomness of the cards, you're gonna lose. But people still love and play the absolute shit out of Solitaire. Right? Going through the motions in that game is what's fun. And that's the same thing here in Smitten. Going through the motions in Smitten is what's fun. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes you just can't win. But when you do, it's really, really cool. It makes a great picture, and oftentimes there are moves that you can make to set yourself up in such a way that is much better than a different play. So the game does not just play itself, right? There are decisions to make and consequences for bad play. The thing I think is that I like the least about it is the case that it comes in. It comes in a paper envelope, and the paper is made of the same like material that the rule books are made of, which is nice linen.
Well, it's free, motherfucker. What do you want?
So okay,
Yeah, exactly.
let me get to the next part. It's not. It's free. Okay, it's eco-friendly. It's plastic free, and you didn't have to fucking pay for it. But it is just kind of worse for it. You know, it needs a case, not necessarily a box because it's just 18 cards, but it needs something more than what they give you. But again, it's free. Deal with it. Okay. So we go clockwise on this show.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Before we move on,
Yeah,
how
sure.
do you purchase this game?
So-
Like, you just go on and say I want it, and they send it to you, or do you have to like pay for shipping? Is it buy a game and get this for free?
You might. I don't know if you can just get it. You might. It might be a free add-on to a purchase. So what I did was I went and I bought on Stonemeier's website the newest 3. That's crazy. The newest 3 Rolling Realms that they just put out.
Okay, the packs.
There's 3 new packs.
Yep.
And so I bought those, and then it was like free add-on, Smitten, 0. And so I just did that. So I think that's what you have to do. I think you go to Stonemar's website, you make a purchase, and then it's free. I don't know how long it's going to do this for, because it's like a 10th anniversary promo thing. So I'm not sure if it's going to be up for however long it's going to be up for. But anyway, we go with our thoughts. We go clockwise on this show. Samantha, Frentos. And guess what? You are clockwise from me around the table.
Yep.
So you
intentional.
get to go next and tell us what your thoughts are, because you played Smitten.
Then you can steal more of Natalie's thoughts.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Natalie's
I'm in
favorite
the
thing.
perfect spot.
Hey, just learn the game, Natalie, and then you can go first.
Yeah.
You did learn the game.
I did learn the game
She taught
wrong.
Dude, it's like one paragraph of rules. We played it the first 8 times wrong.
Played it 8 times wrong, and then the ninth
I was like,
time
what
we were
about
like,
this? And she's like, I don't know. And we looked at the rules, and she was like, oh.
Oopsies.
And then we won immediately. Sam, what was your thoughts about Smitten?
So I loved it. I was actually, when you guys were just talking about how to get it, I want this game. And I was just thinking, like, what could I buy from Stonemaier that I don't already have that I actually want? And I was like, I'd buy Tapestry so I could get this.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
that's so excessive
Right.
to get
Yeah.
this. But it was so fun. I loved it.
I don't really
would
want
like to
Tapestry,
spend
but I'll spend $60
$90
So I can get a free game.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
get this
and I love
tiny
Tapestry,
free
but
game.
I just wouldn't. It wouldn't. Hit
Do you
the
not have
table.
Rolling Realms?
I got rid of it.
You did. Okay.
Yeah,
Fucking
I did.
hates Rolling Realms.
Stupid.
No, I
Little
loved Rolling Realms.
Because I was going to say you could just get a
You
realm.
love it so much that you gave it to someone else.
Yeah. I love it so much. I
mean,
fucking hate it.
It made me feel dumb when I played the solo version of that.
Sure.
And then
Oh, I
I
never
had
played
no
the solo
friends
mini golf
now.
Yeah, the mini golf thing, I never
So
played
then
that.
I was like, fuck this.
Fuck it.
Anyway, so I was kind of nervous because I don't like co-op usually. Like it freaks me out. But the thing I don't like about cooperative, well, it's because like
Jesus. Spooky.
I lose a lot and I don't care. But when I play with people like co-op, they are gonna care if I fuck it up for everybody.
I see.
But
pressure. You
You play with nicer people.
But play,
Right.
well, that's
Play with people who don't
part of the
suck.
problem. But playing like with one person, like I played with Natalie. Natalie's not going to care. And we got to this point in the game where I was like, oh, well, it's in the bag. We have it. And I played this card so confidently. Within a half of a second, Ryan and Natalie both goes, well, you lost.
Yep.
That ruined it for us. But because it took 5 minutes, it was like the least big
Right.
deal.
It's like, oh, who cares? Let's start over.
And Ryan was like, all right, we can go to something else. I was like, nope, we're wrecking it again.
Yep,
like,
gotta
here we
win.
go.
Yeah.
Yep. So we played till we won, which was only the second time.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a blast. I did think the art was confusing until I realized it was Stonemaier, like games, but I loved it. It was beautiful. It was easy. Like I learned it in 2 minutes?
Yeah. Very quick.
And it kind of falls into that category of games that I really love and keep around, which is like coffee games. Like if I can have my cup of coffee in the morning and play with a friend, it's staying on my shelf. And
And you can
that
play
falls
this
into that.
solo. There's solo rules.
Oh, really?
We didn't look at
Oh,
it,
yeah,
but you
that's
can
right.
play it
Cup
solo
of coffee
too.
and don't even need a friend.
Fuck people.
It's gonna get
Perfect.
played.
Even better.
It's my table.
Usually what we like to do, fuck people.
Fuck people.
And
Fucking
that's
kill
the
them
other
with your
interesting
mint.
People with sex dummies. They're fucking
Fuck
dummies,
them.
yeah.
Just fuck
Fucking
them.
dummies. No, but that's the other interesting thing is I don't like solo either, but I would play that. I
So
would
quick,
try the
right?
solo
Micro
variant.
games are so
yeah.
cool.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. So yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Wow.
Loved it.
Very cool.
Oh.
Nice.
10
Well,
10
yeah,
free game. Well, the
because
cost
for a
is a
free
little
game-
bit tough
Yeah,
to
for a free
justify.
game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Careful.
how
There's
can
no
you
risk.
screw up something free that takes 5 minutes? Like,
Right. Exactly.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah. Natalie's about to tell us why. What do you think, Natalie?
No, I thought this game was great. I love how quick it is. It's like a quick, fun puzzle to like try to complete. Basically, I think it was so cool that when you put all the cards out, it makes like one giant picture that fits together.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool and clever. And what Ryan mentioned earlier, what I compared it to, it feels kind of like cooperative love letter to me,
It does.
which we love love letter.
We love Love Letter.
And so that's like a really, big mark in its favor. But yeah, no, like it's just a fun little simple game. It's just, I don't know. I have nothing bad to say about it. Like you guys already said everything kind of, but it's,
That's what happened. You
it's
go
great.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. We steal
Sorry,
it all.
start explaining.
Sorry, girl. Yeah. You have to
I
explain it
agree
next
with
time.
you. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah. You enjoyed the VD? So that is Smitten. Okay, free micro game. You can at least get it right now as of the date of this recording. I don't know how long it's going to be available for on the Stonemaier Games website. I do believe you need to make a purchase. I don't think you can just go there and then they'll just send it to you. Maybe though, but I don't think so. I think you need to make a purchase and then it just adds on as a free little micro game. I think it's worth it. It's not gonna. I mean, I don't know. It's not gonna. It's like Coinage.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Coinage, that little micro game Coinage. It's not really. You're not going to be like,
You hate it,
man,
it's
this
free,
is
and then
so
you could just
good.
throw it away.
Yeah,
Right.
It's 18 cards,
Couple
but I don't
cards.
think you will because
Right.
man, it's just got really beautiful artwork in it. And it's just fun. All right, what else you got, Jeff?
Okay, 25th Century Games. We play a lot of their games.
Yeah.
Did you know that? What's up, Chad?
Friends of the show.
Friends of the show.
Like the show.
Like the show, Chad. So this game is from the same person that designed Medium and this old wallpaper.
Ever heard of it?
You ever heard of this game? Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah. So we are at AEG's big game night at Gen Con this
We've
year.
told it already.
My God.
But go ahead.
All right, well,
I
just
just-
shut the
I
fuck
just
up,
wanna-
Ryan.
How
You made it sound
Okay,
like we
well,
didn't
let's
mention
move
this
on
before.
here.
Wow, this
So the designer was like, "Oh, I never played another game for it. Have you ever heard of Medium? Oh yeah, it's just one of our favorite games. Okay, cool.
Right. I'm just
We
saying.
already told it before. You stupid
Okay, wait.
idiot.
Can I go back in time like 2 minutes though?
Yeah.
Because we're already off. Smitten, you can buy on the Stonemaier website for $10.
Oh, you can buy it or you can add it on.
Oh,
Or
so
it's
it's
a free
only
add-on.
free if you
Yes.
have it as an add-on.
Yes.
Or you can buy it for
or
$10.
$10. It
So
is worth $10.
$10 or a free add-on,
Is it
and Ryan
worth
can still shut the hell up.
Fuck you, Ryan.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan. We already told
Probably.
you. If you want to hear this story, go back to the Gen Con
It's cheaper than
episode.
buying Tapestry.
Hell yeah. it is.
Here's what we'll do. Ryan will cut in this segment of the Gen Con episode and put it right here, and
Yeah,
then the
there
story
you
will be
go.
there. So
There
now we
you
don't have
go.
to hear it
Now
again.
we don't have to
Okay.
listen to it again.
I also got a bomb ass fanny pack that says Green Team Wins on it.
We might probably said that already at some point.
Oh, sorry. Shut the fuck up, Jeff. Shut the fuck up, Ryan and Jeff.
We've heard your name
God.
a couple times. So what do we do?
God, you and these inside jokes and the same stories repeating over and over again, you stupid idiots. How does anybody listen to this show? How do we ever get to 100 or 80 something for Natalie and 70 something for me? And
We just
1 for
recycle the
Sam?
same stories, I
Yeah,
guess.
what
That's
the
how
heck?
we do
That's all we
it.
do. Oh, brother.
God, that's funny.
Okay.
You
My
can tell
fanny
your
pack's
story
sweet,
if
though.
you want.
No, you're
I
fine.
don't want.
No, you're fine.
I don't want
No, we're not on.
I was all into it too, and you were like, "We told it
If you want to
already."
hear the story, message Natalie on Instagram.
yeah.
Okay, and
She'll
tell
point
everyone
you
that you're
to it.
disappointed.
Listen
we
to
didn't
the
get to hear
Gen Con
story.
episode from August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, listen to 99. I need some more.
Yeah, we need to get downloads more for 99.
But anyway, my fanny pack. I wore my fanny pack to school. I told you guys this. I didn't tell the listeners. Okay, Natalie. I wore it to school because we had like dress up days for Spirit Week, and
Yeah.
we had a 90. We had to, like pick a generation or pick a decade, and I like wore the fanny pack and
You picked the 80s or
MTV
the 90s.
shirt.
That's
and-
sweet.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's cool.
MTV shirt.
So yeah. So the goal of this game is called Green Team Wins. The goal of the Green Team Wins game is to be on the green team because the green team wins.
That sounds legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Green team wins. Goal, be on the green team.
The rules are kinda
How do you get
complicated,
on the
but-
green team? Good question, Sam. You have a dry erase board and you are answering 3 types of questions. A pick one, this or that type of question. A multiple choice question, which is just pick one of the 3 instead of one of the 2.
Yep.
And a fill in the blank type of question.
Oof.
And when you answer that, you're answering it secretly. And then everyone flips their answer around and you want to be in the majority. If you are in the majority, you're on the green team.
Yay.
If you're not in the majority, you're on the orange team.
Ooh.
Boo. Right?
Yeah.
Now, that's sad. So if you are on the orange team and you become on the green team, you get 1 point. If you are on the green team and you stay on the green team for the next question, you get 2 points. So you want to stay
That's
on the green
100%
team
more
as
points.
long as possible because the green team wins.
Wins.
Okay? You get 5 cards of each of those types. You shuffle them together. That's 15. 5, 5, and 5 is 5, 10, 15. Okay?
5
And
plus 5.
that's it. That's the whole game. You play for 15 cards. That's it.
yeah.
And then
Well,
you have
most
at
points
most
wins.
29 points. Most points wins. That's
I want
it.
to clarify that because I got very confused early on.
That you thought least points wins?
Based on the name, I thought you just had to be on the green team.
Oh,
to win.
like at the
But
end of the game,
really,
whoever's on the green
the
team
winner
is the winner.
whoever has the
I
most
see.
points.
Yeah.
The most confusing thing about the game is the ties, but it makes sense if you just know the name of the game because it's green team wins.
Right. Me and Jeff and the second play tied. We were both on the green team at the end, and we both had like
Yeah, and then the
26
tie
points or
for
something.
like there's 10 of us playing, and 5 of us write down that we think a penguin would win President of Birds.
Would
and
have.
5 people write down the owl.
Damn.
Think
Well,
that
owl's the
there will be the
answer.
president
Why
of
is
the
it
birds.
owl?
I said
Those are
penguin.
there are a lot of weird questions. Some are like somewhere from like not really serious. To
I thought it was
the-
penguin because he's wearing a suit.
So that's why I went with penguin. So 5 of us write owl. That they're going to be it's going to be the president of the birds, and 5 of us write penguin.
President of the
That's a
birds.
tie. So there's no majority. So whatever you wrote down, if you were on the green team in the moment, green team wins.
Yep.
So if I wrote down penguin and Ryan wrote down owl,
I wouldn't though.
he wouldn't. If I wrote down penguin and Sam wrote down owl,
Yeah, she might.
then and we were both on the green team, we both get the points.
Yep.
And if you were on the orange team at all, you don't get it. So
Right.
that's the only like it's not even confusing.
No, not at all.
That's the
It's not
only, like,
confusing at
caveat
all.
for that, which I think is
Yeah.
kind of cool because the green team wins. And the game's called Green Team
Right.
Wins. Chad is paying me $5 for every time I say green team wins.
Green team wins.
So
Which
green
team wins?
Green team wins.
Okay.
The green one.
I
The
see.
green one.
All right.
Green team wins. I have to say the whole name.
Yeah, what happens with the colored team?
The green one. The green team wins.
Okay.
And the orange team doesn't.
Doesn't. That should be the sequel.
Yeah, orange team
loses.
Yeah. So this is a party game. So if you thought this was a heavy game, you're wrong. This is a party game. This is a game that you would want to play over and over again, type of party game. You'll set it up, you'll play it, and you'll be like, I want to play it again, I want to play it again. Teach is very, very simple, and the gameplay is pretty fun. Sometimes you don't want to write down your answer that you think. You want to write down maybe what everyone else is thinking. But is everyone else thinking the exact same thing? Do I want to write down what Natalie writes down? But is Natalie going to write down what I write down? And you go through that stupid thing in your head, and eventually you just write down the wrong answer.
Yeah, but that...
that was fun.
I'll wait. No, I'll wait.
So, I'll just say, like, 2 more things. This is a good memory, good laugh type of game. Quality of the game. Whiteboards are, like, thin, but work just fine, and the markers are good. I love that it plays 12. My only, like, downside is that it's not the most unique game, right? This is a pick the popular answer game, which there are lots of, but I'll tell you right now that this is better than most of those. I really liked it. I'm glad it's in my collection. This will be one of my most played games with big groups of people. All right. I'm done.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Green team wins, green team wins, green team wins. All right.
I am very... Okay, I'm going to do something I don't know if I've done before.
And we've all played this game.
I'm going to do a review within a review.
Okay, review.
So I'm going to talk about another game. But that game I need to talk about, I kind of want to talk about that game to talk about Green Team Wins.
Okay.
It's not going to take long.
I'm listening. I know what you're
We played a game right before Green Team Wins at Joe's birthday yesterday that I bought, which is the new game in line with Just One, So Clover, the next game in that line.
Which those are heavy hitters.
Oh, man, called Fun Facts. And I was like, fuck, yes. God, So Clover and Just One. Just One is an essential.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Clover could get there. It's that good. We played it then, and it was awesome. Just awesome. And then so Fun Facts came out, and I was like, fuck yeah, the next one in the line. Also, it kind of went through that board to play, white background picture of awesomeness, and I was like, oh, that's great. I bought it. We played it right before Green Team Wins, and it was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. It kind of reminds me of Wits and Wagers a little bit, where you are writing a number down, you're trying to order it with everybody else at the table, although this one's cooperative, and you're trying to get
more like personal.
most in a row. Yeah, more personal type questions. And it was fun. It was a good game. And then we played Green Team Wins right after it, and I was like, fuck. Green Team Wins is 100 times more fun than Fun Facts. And it reminded me exactly of what happened when we played Get On Board, which was great. And then we played Next Station London right after it. And I was like,
this is way better.
Next Station London is so much better. I only want to play this. Green Team Wins did that exact same thing for me with Fun Facts. Fun Facts was fun. Green Team Wins was awesome. Green Team Wins was raucous, hilarious. We were cracking up. Jeff mentioned this thing that you wouldn't really think would happen in this game. And he's right. It is, there's nothing super unique about it. It's guess the thing that everyone else knew. You want everyone else to guess the thing that you're guessing kind of game, like a game like Hive Mind or something like that. But what the game does that I thought was really cool was this moment that Jeff talked about a second ago where you're thinking to yourself, okay, I know what answer I would say, but I think Sam, Natalie, and Jeff are going to say this. And so do I just do that? But then they're also going through that in their heads. Like, okay, I would say this, but I think Ryan's going to say this. So I'm going to say that to match Ryan. And then we all write down what we think everyone else is going to say. And it turns out we wrote the thing that we thought someone else was going to say, and they did the same thing to me. And it's like, oh man, now I'm on the orange team. God damn it. And the orange team doesn't win. Who wins, Jeff?
The green team. The green team wins.
Okay.
$5.
So I really enjoyed it, and I was a little bit mad because I had just bought Fun Facts, and I think that, and so then I bought Green Team Wins like right after that. And I think that we're probably only going to play Green Team. We're just like Jeff said, that's going to be my go-to party game for a while, I think, with big groups of people, is going to be Green Team Wins.
I didn't super dislike Fun Facts, but now that you said that it was in this lineup with Just One and So Clover, it's so much worse than those two games.
Green Team Wins should be the next one.
Is so much better than
Green
Fun
Team
Facts.
Wins should be the next one.
And then Just One and So Clover are just... sorry, Fun Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bummed. I'm bummed about it.
It was fun.
I still like it.
It was fun. I liked it.
So Clover and Just One are so much better.
We played Fun Facts, and I really do think everyone... I didn't think people were like, God, this is terrible. I think we were like, okay, this is cool. We're gonna go, and we were making jokes about where to put stuff and who's gonna do this, and then we played it, and it was good, and it was fun. And then we played Green Team Wins immediately after, and it was like we all just took a few uppers at once. Like we all were just like, we were just like all so happy, and it was that game did that. This game that doesn't really have that many rules to it. That's just I don't know. I had a great time playing it. And like Jeff said, it doesn't do a ton new, but at the same time, it does new enough that it's going to be. Like, I always look for party games to hand the baton to the next party game, okay? Just One was the game we played, and then So Clover came out. And Just One kind of handed the baton to So Clover. Mm-hmm. And So Clover we played a ton, and it's great, and we'll continue to play it.
Yeah.
But you kind of need it to hand the baton to the next one to kind of keep getting excited about party games, because party games just don't have a ton of depth to them, right? So I was kind of hoping, Fun Facts might be the one that the baton... No. Fuck it. It like elbowed, like punched, elbowed in the face, just Fun Facts. And So Clover has handed the baton, I think, to Green Team wins. And so I didn't like it. It was good, not great. What do you think, Sam? Just kidding. Loved it. Great game. Loved it. Great game. Bought it. It's going to be awesome.
So I really liked it. I liked it a lot. And one thing I think that makes it special amongst the party games is like, first of all, I kicked butt. I totally dominated the first game. And like I walked into a party at a person's house I didn't know with 90% people I didn't know.
What else is new? Sam just drives hours and hours to show up to people's houses.
I do. I brought brownies to make up for the fact that I was just crashing a party. But so I was still able to win even though I didn't know people, And like...
Unlike Fun Facts.
Yeah, I did okay in Fun Facts though, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But I think what makes it special too is like sometimes party games are either like too like relevant and like that leaves people out if they're not connected to like pop culture in some way or offensive in some way, like to be funny. This didn't have that. Like Lucky Blank. Like that.
You're
that's
right.
not like I could play that with my grandma and I can play that with a 6-year-old.
Sure.
And we're all gonna have fun.
Sure.
So like that's the kind of game that like adults, like a room of adults can play and have a great time. You can take it to Christmas and play with a ton of different people. Like it's never going to leave people out. And it doesn't feel like a big deal if you don't get it right. But it has that fun element of like, what do I think these people are going to pick? So I thought it was fun, easy to get into. I don't know. Even like in a room of people I didn't really know, I was like, all right, I can do this.
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah. So I thought it was great.
Those are some very
good points.
Sam has good thoughts. I
observations.
guess this is my last episode. I'll see you.
Astute observation. Yeah, sorry. This was the replacement episode.
3 normally.
Yeah, it could only be 3.
It was fun.
Just kidding.
70-some episodes is pretty good for me.
You did great. We're happy to have you for a while.
No, but yeah, even with like Just One, we've had times where like people are like, somebody wrote Justin Bieber or like Bieber as their clue, and somebody was like, I don't really know anything about who that person is,
Yeah.
And like this never, this never happened. So I thought it was a solid game. Yeah.
Awesome. Natalie, what about you?
I loved it, but I love these type of games. Like as much as of a gamer that I am now, like I still really love party games.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, when you're like so into this hobby, people think like, oh, well, you probably don't like party games as much, which is what like the
mass people like. Yeah,
the masses like. But I still love party games just as much as I love the hobby games. And so this game was like right up my alley, and I seriously would have played it like 10 more times, but I just didn't want to say anything. Like I was just let's keep going.
I know. I totally.
I would have just played it over and over and over again. That's how much I liked it. I don't know. Because of that though, I don't really care about it not being like super unique, because I just love that kind of stuff. Like Just One, So Clover, even like Hive Mind or monikers. Like sometimes we'll overplay monikers and I'm like, I'm kind of sick of it, and it'll be a year and I'm like, okay, I'm back into it again. You know what I mean? It's just like, I never get sick of them. Even like code names or any of those party games. Like I'm always into those, and I don't like look down on them or anything, because I have just as much fun. It kind of brings out like that social aspect of getting together with friends. And I mean, this game is like Sam said, it's so easy to learn and get into. It's very fast paced. It's quick. And it brings out like a lot of like laughter and emotions, because you're just like, okay, what am I going to pick? And is it this? Is it this? Okay. And then you turn it around and you're either like, yes, or you're like, oh no, I got the wrong one. And, and then you're on to the next one. And it's just like, it's a whirlwind, and it's just a great time.
Yeah. Another great observation. God, that game's good.
It plays 12 too, does it?
Yeah, that's another like
12 is great, because So Clover is great, but again, 5. Is it 5 or 6?
So
Yeah, it's
Soul
not
Clover
very
is
much.
5, I
And
think. Yeah.
just one is 7.
This
or
one's
8.
7, I
Seven,
think.
yeah.
So,
This is 12.
Yeah, that plays a
and
ton
honestly,
of
you
people.
could, like, if you just had other whiteboards and markers, you could
Oh,
play
heck
with.
yeah.
Yeah, you
2,000.
see
yeah, just write
in there.
orange and green on one side of paper.
Right.
Play with thousands of people.
Thousands and thousands.
It'd take a long time because you'd have to survey everyone.
How many people said owl?
Yeah.
So you played it with 12 with your students?
I haven't played it with the students yet.
Okay.
We did play it with
Because they're going to love it.
Yeah. They're gonna
Oh
love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably there's some games that I have 2 copies of, one to keep at home, like just one
Yeah.
is one of them. I'll probably buy them a copy to keep at school.
Yeah.
Because they'll just they're
Tear it
children.
up.
They'll just those markers.
They're
will just
children.
die.
They are.
Those
And they
markers
act
will
like children,
die.
right? They're children and they act like children.
Yeah, for sure. They don't.
What
They
did you play
don't
with?
necessarily keep track of or respect
7?
your property.
Green team wins. Yes. So we played before the 3 of you showed up, and we played with 10,
Okay.
maybe, and then we played with 7 or 8, and it worked great with 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I think probably if you're sitting at like 4,
Yeah.
5, you probably don't want to play with 4
4
or 5.
probably isn't the best.
Pick just one or Soul Clover if you have 4 or 5. If you're hitting that 8 zone, play Green Team.
Yeah, those 3 games fit all those things. A smaller group, like 4, pick Soul Clover. You got like 6 or so, play just one. And you got like more than that, play Green Team Wins. Even though Green Team Wins is not in the line. Anyway,
Yeah.
back at Gen Con
We're just gonna add it in there.
2017. Gen Con 2017, I snagged the pre-release copy of Spirit Island at Greater Than Games. I got everything that was made for it at the time. Remember that, Jeff?
Yep.
Including the playmat and everything. I was so damn excited. A new cooperative game, which I love, with dynamic player boards, which I can't help but cover in plastic as I uncontrollably 3 all over them. 1 is pee, 2 is poop, 3 is sperms. And it's got
my
a
God.
really cool theme
Mean
where
slime.
I'm the magical spirit of the island. I could not be happier.
Is the plural of sperms?
Sperms. So many
That's
sperms.
like
I don't
came
think
out.
so. I think sperm and sperm is the plural.
Well, I got it home and played it and lost immediately, having no idea what the hell I was doing. That sucked. So I had Donkey Kong come over a couple weeks after that, and we played it again. And about a quarter of the way through, we were in a losing situation and had no idea what the hell we were doing and lost instantly, and that sucked too. So I pretty much wrote the game off at that point. My last play of this was on September 29th of 2017. Natalie, what do you think?
Whoa.
Natalie went to the bathroom. I would say things like, I'm all for difficult cooperative games, but if me and Donkey Kong can't even figure it out, it's just too hard and complex for its own good. I did not enjoy the game, and I could not figure out a way to unlock the fun. Neither play left me wanting to play it again, and so I sold it. And my Spirit Island libido went into hibernation for the next 5 years until Jeff got a copy and played it with the game group, and they all seemed to love it. He came back and he was like, man, I think you should try it again, actually,
played
because
about 5
it was
times.
really fun, right? And for some reason, this play, and I think I like it, actually. And I was like, there's no way. I have absolutely no desire to play this damn thing again, but Jeff planted the seeds of uncertainty in my mind that eventually started growing into a doubt tree that eventually blossomed suspicion flowers and confusion fruits. So then I started hearing about a newer introductory version of Spirit Island coming out called Horizons of Spirit Island. And as I plucked the fruit of confusion and began to peel it with my paring knife and drink the succulent juices of hesitation from within, I decided $30 was a good enough price point for me to try this fucker again.
Yeah.
So I bite it, tabled it, and ravaged its brains out while Natalie watched with horror. In Horizons of Spirit Island, it's the exact same game as Spirit Island, so you are choosing a growth action, gaining energy, playing cards, either fast or slow, dealing with invaders, ravaging the land, building towns and cities, and exploring the wilderness, looking for new places to ravage, all the while attempting to destroy their civilization, striking fear into their hearts as you ultimately attempt to drive them from the island once and for all before they do the same to you, or they cause too much blight, or the invader deck runs out, meaning the island has gone too far beyond saving. That's about all I'm going to do here in the way of game explanation. Spirit Island has been out long enough that I think it's reasonable to expect most of you to know what it's about. Jeff also talked about it before. It's ranked number 11 of all time for crying out loud.
Wow.
When comparing this game to the base Spirit Island, everything mechanically is exactly the same. There's no differences that I'm aware of. However, the game board is now static. It only plays 2 or 3. There are no miniatures at all, and instead everything is simply cardboard. And there's 5 new spirits, which, while fully compatible with the regular game, are meant to be a bit more straightforward to understand and play, causing the weight of the game to drop from 4.06, which it currently is, to a more palatable, feel-good 3.35.
Okay.
All right. So things I liked. I really like all the changes to make the game cheaper, honestly. The static setup and cardboard tokens do not bother me in the slightest. Because, in regular Spirit Island, you have those cool boards that you can kind of like make in different shapes. Yeah. The more straightforward spirits are most welcome for me, as I found the game to be much smarter than me the first 2 times I played it. I remember having very little idea of what I should be doing and how I should be playing my spirit, and that made the game less fun and more overwhelming than I was really looking for. I honestly don't know if I understood how to play my spirit that much more in this game, but the clouds of overwhelmingness did eventually dissipate, and the rays of fun started to peek through by the end of the play. The choices at the beginning of each round, once your hand of cards is mighty, is really fun and juicy. Working together with Natalie to figure out how and what exactly we should concentrate on this turn was incredibly confusing at first, and then shifted slowly into overwhelmingly confusing, and then eventually into focused determination and puzzly, which was actually a really nice progression. At the beginning of the game, you simply can't do a whole lot. But a lot is going on still and happening, and it's very easy to feel like you're never going to be able to put out all the fires. And so which one to focus on is really difficult for me to grok. But then, as the game goes on and you're sort of spinning plates in the air on sticks while trying to ride a unicycle, you sort of get the hang of it. But by the end of our play, which we eked out a win, it wasn't exactly fun, but what it was incredibly satisfying. I would think it'd be like sitting with like a Rubik's Cube, and you have no idea how to solve it, but then a few hours later, you kind of do it, and you're like, well, that wasn't necessarily like a raucous good time, but wow, I did it, and that was an accomplishment. Okay, cool. So I really enjoyed the decision of what new card to gain. The major power cards were so great, but really expensive, and then you have to get rid of a card you already have, which is very painful, as all the cards are good. We got into a situation with a few specific cards where we were able to like chain some sweet combos together, and we exploited that to stay afloat until we saw this tiny little opening where we could maybe get the right combination of things to happen where we could win this turn. And figuring out how to effectively use the fear we found was paramount to victory, and that was the part that felt the best during the game. We had one turn where we generated so much fear that we were able to resolve 3 fear cards before the start of the invader phase, and we were at level like 3 of the fear, and so that basically decimated them ahead of our final turn or 2 of victory, and that was really cool. So things I didn't like. The game still felt really overwhelming, and most of the game we felt absolutely lost on what we should be doing. Nothing really felt right or in the sweet spot or smooth. We felt like we were just shrugging our shoulders as we made decisions that seemed no better or worse than anything else. And something didn't really sit right with me the first 75% of the play. Like my shoulder was not seated properly in its socket. You know, it was like, something's like weird. If I can use a very weird metaphor. But you did. It felt uncomfortable, and that contributed to the lack of fun for me during the first 3 quarters of the game. More objectively, at times, the cardboard components are a bit too large for the spaces they're filling up. I don't know if you necessarily get this in the miniatures because they're not just like flat laying on the ground, they're standing up. But you can get into a situation where a space or 2 has like 5 towns, 7 explorers, and a few cities in it, and there's no room, and it's spilling everywhere, and things are like mixing up. If you're not careful, you can like lose track of which token is in which space. Other than that, I would say I'm very, very happy with this purchase. And I think that this is the Spirit Island for us. We likely won't play it enough times to necessitate all the additional content, as I seriously think we could play the exact same 2 spirits we played over and over again and have different experiences every time. It's exactly the same game as Spirit Island rules-wise, though, so I would caution people going to Target, because this is a Target exclusive. I would caution people going to Target to grab this game thinking it's going to be a nice family weight game of fun and frivolity. It's deep. Not. It's complex. It's meaty. It's bulbous. Yep. It's veiny. Yep. You need to know that before you buy it. So I'm not sure Target's honestly the right store for this, as most nons are going to see the box, think it's cool looking and simple, and then get it home and be miserable. Overall, I liked it. I liked it maybe a lot after the end of it. The first 75%, I was kind of like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I feel stupid. And then once it kind of like focused, we were like 2 horses in harness. We were like, all right, I'm going to do this, and you're going to do this. Ka-bum, ka-bum, ka-bum. And it was like, all right, this is what we got to hit. We could maybe win this turn if we do it this way. If it doesn't work, we're fucked. But if it does, and it falls our way, and this happens, because that fear card could do the exact thing we need to help it. It was just, and that was awesome.
That happens in Spirit Island. I think that's why I got back into liking it. Was like our last 5 plays have been, all right, we won the first time, so we now know.
Yeah.
We know that we can
do it.
So at the beginning, when you're like, fuck, why are we doing this? You know that there might be that moment. There might be that opening where something comes out right, or I drew the right card, and I killed the right person, and now you can do like that. Those moments are what I think make Spirit Island so good, when you know that moment can happen.
Yes, I am starting to see that, because the whole time I felt like I wouldn't even say we were treading water. I would say we were like, my nose was underneath, and then periodically I'd be like, and then it'd come out, and it was like we were drowning but not drowning. That's how the whole entire game felt until right at the end we were kind of like, okay, I think I can fucking do this. You know what I mean? So I'm actually happy to have this exact version. It was only $30, and we'll keep this and we'll play it again. I think, and we'll see.
$30?
It's only $30.
Spirit Island's like 70.
It is,
and if you don't need the 15 spirits and you don't need the minis,
quite a deal.
I think it's a very, very good. If for a couple things actually, because what I've heard is the 5 spirits it comes with are a great addition to the normal game.
Yeah,
they're not like you can throw them in, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this and say that okay, well while they are a little more straightforward, it's not like their baby's first board, so they're actually still really fun and offer a lot of strategic depth and complexity and stuff like that. So I think this works really well as like, I don't want to say an expansion for people who already have Spirit Island, but if you already have Spirit Island, $30 is not a huge price point to pay for at least 5 new spirits. Maybe. And then for people who are not into Spirit Island, have never played it, this is a good, like, ease you into, because it's the same game. It's not like it's a lesser version of the game and you're, I need to play more. It's the same exact fucking game. Rules and everything are the exact same. But you're only spending $30 to see if you like it or don't like it. You know what I mean? So Sam, you've played Spirit Island.
Yep.
Did anything that I say... Because you don't like Spirit Island.
I hate Spirit Island. Right? In the defense of the game, I only played it once, and with the very wrong group of people. So, but again, I don't like co-op. So that is just already a huge mark.
But what if you played it with like Natalie and me?
So that's like the one thing you said. This plays 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
So that would be one mark in its favor where it might be a better play, especially with the right people. Like if I played with you guys, it might be okay. And other than that, the only word that I liked that you said was puzzly. Everything else was like, nope, I don't think it's for me. Nope. So I think if I'm giving Spirit Island another shot, it's going to be with this version. But I wasn't like, oh yeah, now I got to try it again. Like I still am not like crazy inspired because, like you said, it's the same thing basically.
It is.
Yeah.
And I found the first thing to be frustrating. Like the original was frustrating and exhausting and confusing. And I'm not a non.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And I still was like,
no, I felt the same way.
Oh yeah, Ryan felt that the first
even in this play. I did.
Right,
Those are 3 adjectives that I ascribe to this as well.
Yeah.
It's just it was that 25% at the end that I was like, oh, maybe this is actually really cool.
What would have happened if you guys didn't win?
It would have been the same feeling. If that first 75% lasted the whole game, I would have been like, no, I was right the first time. I don't need this. I don't need this anymore.
I think because at the end we were so close, and if it didn't happen, it would have been at the very last second, it would have been still so close. It felt like we had a chance and we just barely missed it. So I still feel like
have played it again to try. Yeah,
totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think, Natalie?
So this game, it's kind of confused me in a couple ways. One, in the normal confusing way where it was hard for me to remember how the ravaging worked and the building worked, and luckily it was cooperative, so you were kind of right there, helping me out and stuff. But kind of games like that just don't click as easily in my brain for some reason. It doesn't make sense, but eventually I figured it out. But I was kind of getting a little frustrated with that.
It's a confusing. It's not the most simplest of rule sets.
Right.
There's things where you're so how does when do we add a explorer?
Right, but I also feel like it's important to know, because when you're playing and you want to know, when you're gathering or pushing or whatever you're doing, you kind of have to know what the situation is. And so it's not you can just be like, oh well, Ryan will just do that during the ravaging phase. No, you got to know that to even play the game.
Right.
So I don't know.
Can I chime in?
Yes.
I think. So I'm back on the I like Spirit Island. I know I'm alone, but you guys are
you're not alone.
You guys are on the side of the boats.
I think we're getting to that side.
So I think I have a little bit of an advantage. So one person in our game group, whose name is Bill, is very, very good at knowing the rules and running the game.
Yeah.
Especially cooperative games where... So one of my intro games and gateway games was Arkham. I didn't need to know the ins and outs of playing Arkham Horror. I could know what I was doing. Yeah. So... when I was playing Spirit Island and being overwhelmed by all that kind of stuff, he was like, this is what needs to happen. And it's just in his brain. He's just fucking weird, and it's just in his brain somewhere.
He's wired
so I can focus on like my cards, what I need to do, talking about strategy, and not going like this, because Bill will automatically be like, we're going to get people here, we're going to get people here, this is what's going to happen, boom. I don't have to think about that, so it maybe left a little bit of room in my brain to like pull that back instead of you trying to figure it out or then pulling the rules out for how you're doing.
Right.
So, get a Bill, I guess. Yeah, find a Bill. And
Ryan's basically my Bill.
I'm your Bill.
The other thing that was confusing was like, I felt like it was like, I guess it's like what Ryan said. I didn't realize you felt this exact same way, but like the first 75% of the game, I felt myself getting frustrated. And then at the end, I like had a ton of good feelings about it. 'Cause, like when we were playing the game, I was kind of like,
what areas did you feel these good feelings?
in my heart.
Oh man, boo! Who cares?
What about your minge feelings? Do you have your minge feelings? Who cares? I don't care.
I don't care.
Like at the end, I was like, okay, so like mostly through the game, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like this game. I feel like I'm getting mad a lot, or getting like frustrated. And then at the end, when it was over, I was like, this was so great. And then I was like, wait a minute. Like I didn't feel that way this whole time, but now I'm like all of a sudden like, yeah, this is a great game. So I was like, I'm confused, about. Like,
I agree. I want to chase that feeling because I felt the same way. The first 95% of the game, I was like, no, I was right. I was right before, not right, but like the way I felt before is the way I feel now, and so I made the right decision back then to not like it. And then we finished it, and I was like, oh my god, I kind of want to rack it now. And now that we know. Like, okay, fear is really important. Let's try to hit fear earlier and see what happens.
Definitely
if we get those fear cards going sooner.
For me.
Let's see how that works.
But like figuring things out together was really fun, deciding what cards to play. The power cards were like all so good. But to me, I don't think it felt unique because I don't think I've ever played a cooperative game where you can literally share every piece of information and discuss everything.
The rulebook's even like, not only is it okay to table talk, you need to.
Should be.
Like,
right.
do
Most
it.
games are like, you're cooperative, but you can't tell them what cards are in your hand, or you
That's
can't
because
do
this game is
this.
so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Someone can't just QB the entire game.
Right. You have to like,
Where a
here's the
pandemic
card I
sucks.
have that I'm going to play.
And you have to do something secret so you're not necessarily
Even
just
for
letting
like
everybody have it.
deciding cards, and I'm like, should I get this one or this one or this one? Like that's never a thing that ever happens in other like cooperative
right. We
games.
can all talk about it. Here's what I
so
drew.
that was like kind of
Would this card help us? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, I think it would. Yeah, that,
right.
I agree
like, should
with
I
you.
get like a defend card or a damage card? What do you think? And
I
like,
like that they made it because most people get annoyed with that in cooperative games. Like, we're playing together. Why can't we just show everybody?
Right.
And so I like that this game made that rule set where it's like, just fucking show everybody everything.
right? Because
Let
like a
everybody
lot
see
of games,
everything.
like it is cooperative, but like this one actually felt cooperative. It wasn't like it's cooperative, but you also have a hidden thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this was like full on cooperative. I'd say like my biggest downside is I felt that it was very long. Mm-hmm. It probably took us about 3.5 hours to play it. What? Yeah,
It was long. I
And
remember
so-
it's funny. I didn't feel it.
yeah.
I did
Ryan
not
didn't feel it, but I kind of did. It wasn't like, oh my god, is this ever gonna end? But I was kind of like, kept looking at the clock. I'm like, dang, this is like going on a
Is
long
that
time.
with the teach?
No,
Oh my god.
Are you sure it was that long?
I am sure because I remember when you
We
were
go
done
kind of slow.
when you were done teaching. It was around 1:00, and I think we finished around like 4:30
In the morning? So the three of you didn't play together? Sorry.
No, we played it before
No.
Sam on Friday. We took the
But
day
you
off of work Friday.
You played it.
I've just played regular Spirit Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's basically the same game. So I want to
Yeah.
give you the last word, Jeff.
Okay.
It's not the
But
did you have more?
I just want to say,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
overall, I want to say that I did enjoy this game, and I want to play it.
I would
more.
play it soon.
Yeah,
That
Now that
25%
it's, like, in our
feeling,
head.
like,
Yeah, we got to chase
Ride it right now.
Yeah, we got to chase
Yeah.
it. I agree. I completely
Gotta
agree.
find,
I think.
like, 3
I think. I want to. No, I think we can get it.
I
I
think
think
we'll
we can
get
get
it
it. Well, because
faster, too.
we were figuring it all out.
Yeah.
What do we do? So Jeff, I want you to have the final word here. This is the 5 new spirits are really what does everything to the complexity.
Yeah.
And all that. So other than that, everything that there is to know about this.
Right.
What thoughts do you have about Spirit Island?
So I think the fun part of Spirit Island for me is trying to, with those spirits, whether you're playing with 2 or 4, figuring out how you're going to win. So you both said that, like, all right, we need to attack fear. We need to like start stirring up some fear. But if you don't have someone that's generating fear and you're trying to force it, it's not going to work well.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I have someone that attacks, or I have someone that's on the coast or doing something, but you're like, I'm just going to keep trying to do fear. But it's like, that's not what your spirit is supposed to do. And I don't think there is always one path to just winning, because there's so many different combinations of spirits and how you should play off each other that it becomes so variable. And that's why I think it's not easy every single game.
I think fear is one of the... There's like... So if you look on the back of your spirits, it tells you what your spirit is good at.
Yeah.
I don't know if the ones in the normal game do that.
Yeah, I think
but
they
in
do.
this one it
Yeah.
does. And
They
so
use
I
some
think
stats.
fear is one of the stats. So I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe
Yeah.
we play with the spirit that is high in fear. to
Yeah,
see
and
how that works.
because it's then you just start producing them, and then other people can help you then produce them. And I just like that the game is difficult, and I didn't like that of the first play and a half that we had that was overly difficult, where I was like, "What the fuck are we doing?" But I
Yeah.
think maybe it was because I hadn't played a co-op game that was that hard before, because it was always, you think of this like, Ghost Stories, or you think of Pandemic, where
Yeah.
it's just kind of, let's move here and fight this thing, move here and fight this thing. And there's so much more with those cards, and so much more with, all right, I need to lose. I'm going to take a lesser action this time so I can get a sweeter card for later. And that's just, I love those decisions. Because like, I'm not doing anything right now. Let me just like rest, get my extra, whatever those tokens are called, so I can then do my awesome action next turn.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued to play Spirits of
Horizons of
Spirits of Spirit Island.
Yeah, right.
Horizons
Right.
of Spirit Island. But I don't know if I ever will, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I know, so Bill he bought the Horizons
Oh, he did?
and has played it at work.
Oh, cool.
With people, or introduced it kind of in that way. I think I'll end up just playing Spirit Island, but I'm assuming that he'll add.
Oh yeah,
those
you'll just
games.
add the
He'll
spirits.
add the
in.
spirits.
You would
in.
never play with the guts of that
Yeah.
game if Bill has the actual thing.
And
you
I
would just play
also
with the
say,
new
like,
spirits.
It tells you complexity on there. Start with an easier one. Don't, especially if you have 4 people. Don't have 4 people have difficult ones. If you've played it 3, 4, 5, 6 times, maybe you take the hard one. Let everybody else take an easier complexity one. But it's good. I'm glad you guys liked that play, and it didn't.
Me too. I'm glad to.
Yeah.
I wanted to, because I mean, I can usually see the good in games that are popular.
Yeah.
Usually it doesn't. I'm not usually the odd man
Other
out.
than West.
Other than
Kingdoms.
other than the West Kingdom games. Ugh. Anyway, one of my absolute favorite games of all time is Star Wars Destiny.
Oh my God.
Another one of my favorite games of all time is Terra
Maria.
Mystica.
Oh,
If Star Wars Destiny and Maria simply never existed, Terra Mystica would be my favorite game of all time. All time. It's a game that I just enjoy playing regardless of who I'm playing it with, how the score is going, and it's just so much fun for me to play. That does not usually happen for me in games. Typically, I'm very aware of the score and trying my hardest to do everything I can to win, and my enjoyment is partially tied to how well I can manipulate the gaming system to perform well, but not Terra Mystica. Terra Mystica is like a personal little puzzle for me to figure out each game, and I'm just in my own little world, tinkering around and pulling levers and pushing buttons to see what they do and how they work, like a kid in a hands-on museum. It's just like so much fun for me. So when Capstone announced this newer, lighter version of it, I did not even give a fuck about anything else and pre-ordered it instantly. Terra Mystica is the perfect weight for me. I have always said that. It's not heavy like a Lacerda game, but it's heavier than just a medium weight game. I would call it like on the medium side of medium heavy. And that was typically the sweet spot for me. Over the last couple of years, however, I've skewed lighter. I've enjoyed lighter games. And so when Terra Nova was announced, I was happier than a Natalie in Hobby Lobby and could not wait to get it to the table to see how it compared. Well, it just arrived a couple days ago, and so me, Natalie, and first-timer Sam gave it a whirl. Like Spirit Island, I'm not going to go over the rules for Terra Mystica, as it's been out for a decade now, and most of you should at least know enough about it. I'm not going to make the show go from like 4 hours to maybe 5. So I'm going to instead just illustrate the differences between this and Terra Mystica and then tell you my thoughts. Terra Nova is essentially Terra Mystica stripped down, where Horizons of Spirit Island is the exact same game, only a touch less complex. Terra Nova is the exact same game as Terra Mystica, but with many mechanisms completely removed. Gone are the worker cubes, the priest meeples, the cult tracks, the temple buildings, the temple tiles, and 2 entire land types. Gone. So this is a very streamlined, simplified version of Terra Mystica, sort of baby's first Terra Mystica, to use the parlance of our group. What does that mean? Well, it means the complexity is scaled way back, and the game is much more focused solely on the round scoring tiles and exploiting your player race. This reduction in strategic decision space makes the game much more simplified, but a bit more cutthroat as well, as you're likely and basically doing the same exact thing as everyone else each turn, and so the things that you're doing and competing for go much quicker, but also the decision space is lessened. The game is fun and still feels like Terra Mystica, but almost like Terra Mystica if you were to like demo it at a convention. Or maybe a better thing to say is a freeware version of a video game where you get access to some things, but you have to buy the full game to experience everything, right? Then that's fun at first, but you don't want to just play the freeware version. So that's how I feel about this one. I'm not going to do a liked and disliked section even. I honestly feel like this is still fun. But it's like you're playing a locked version of Terra Mystica. Only this isn't actually free, so there's no reason to own this, in my opinion. If you, just buy Terra Mystica. The sacrifice of mechanisms for the sake of weight reduction and streamlined play is just not worth the loss of strategic depth for me. The ceiling for Terra Mystica is the St. Peter's Basilica. The ceiling for Terra Nova is like your first apartment. The mechanisms are still fun to carry out and play, but there's no payoff. It's like they took the hands-on museum and made it only that bulb thing where you touch it and the lightning goes inside and touches your fingers. And that's it. That's the only exhibit at the hands-on museum. And it's like, okay, that's fun, but I want to play around with so much more. What'd you think, Sam?
I liked it.
Not able to compare, I know.
Yeah,
but
I
you
didn't
played
love
Terra.
it.
But you
Yeah.
played Terra.
only
Nova.
played Terra
And so
Nova.
that's an interesting thing. I liked it. I liked the factions and their abilities.
Did you like beating us into a powder?
I didn't, because I still don't feel like I earned that win. I don't know
you
how I got
totally
there.
did.
I don't
Do
know
you
how I
ever
got
think
there.
like people think that we're good at games, and then Sam comes here and it's like, wow, you guys suck.
Are you kidding me?
Like I just destroyed you.
Well, we do play games with Sam a lot online.
Yeah.
And I beat the fuck out of her all the time, so
Oh
she
my
knows.
God.
She knows how
Okay, let's
great
bring up
I am. No, I know what you
agility.
mean. I totally know what you mean. Joe. Yeah, people say that all the time. I think that's one of the big. We talk about this all the time too. Not to derail this, but
okay.
people talk about this all the time where people are afraid to play games because they don't want to look stupid.
Yes.
But
oh, yeah.
There are certainly games where if you played with me and I've played 10 times and you've played 0, I will destroy you. There are games like that. But then there are most games, I would say, you have just as much of a chance as I do.
Yeah.
Even though I've played them a bunch, I feel like.
Yeah.
Look at the Terra Mystica is like one of my favorite games of all time. We played Terra Nova. You beat the snot out of me.
Yeah, I think
You know?
lost. Like third place.
What? No way. Did you lose? Did Sam win this game?
I mean, like I think he got third.
She was using that as a way to say she also beat me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say that? I think you like lost. Like,
You're
like
the-
if there
you were
was a
the worst.
scale
Last
of
of the
how
three
much
lays?
you're a loser, you were such a bigger loser than me, Natalie.
You sucked.
So Sam
Yeah.
won, Natalie almost won, and Ryan lost.
Basically, yeah.
miserably.
That's how it went.
What's the opposite of a hype man? That's Natalie right now.
a
Whatever the opposite, a downer. Natalie's just
Debbie
like,
Downer.
yeah.
Yeah.
You lost
Well,
bad.
you sucked. Do
You
you remember
lost
that?
bad. I won. I beat you too.
Remember that?
I beat you too. Ha 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 ha
This
ha.
is like a real
I'm a
implementation of
realist.
your favorite game ever.
And you lost hard.
You losing at Death Star Destiny.
I'm just trying to
Just
prove
being
your
crushed.
point you're trying to make.
I was doing fine. Okay, and I still kind of felt good about myself. You were
now-
like, you know what? He's a little bit too
Now
high
you're
on
a
his
loser.
horse. A little bit too high. No, that's a thing that gamers, I think, or nons are afraid of.
I think even gamers are afraid of that. but
Even gamers are
yeah.
afraid of that, of like losing and looking stupid. And that's why a lot of people prefer co-op games, because they don't get that feeling of, oh no, you all beat me.
Yeah.
It's like we all lose or win
And
together.
thankfully, I'm okay looking stupid. I just don't want to bring the.
Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, I look stupid on the reg.
Yeah,
Well, I think like even as like gamers, like I play with the people that I play with all the time, and I feel fine. But if I like play with a group of people I don't know, I feel like I'm back to like that
Yeah, like-
non-status
and then if you
feeling.
lose,
like
what are
they
they
don't
gonna
know
think of
me,
me
they don't
as a
know my
person?
history, they
Right.
don't. It's like I don't want to look stupid.
Okay, well, that's actually funny because I just wrote some notes about this game, and it literally says, not exactly a dislike, but it was tight with money and energy, and sometimes I felt defeated. That's not the game's fault. It's me needing to not be an idiot. So, like, I felt like it was tight at times, but because I was, like, not thinking things through as far as I should have. But, like, it wasn't hard at the same time. Like, I can't piece together, like, what parts of it were hard other than, like, I just didn't have the whole thing figured out yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was their first play. Like we both have
Yes.
played Terra Mystica.
Yeah,
several
but this
times.
But
hard. There was in Terra Mystica, you have those feelings where you have all this stuff, and then you make these moves to do this thing that no one else does. In this game, you have to kind of do the same thing everyone else
okay,
is
so
doing.
that's what I just that was the next
Yeah.
thing. Because of how tight the resources were, I didn't really have that many choices.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
choices were I either buy a shovel right now and use it, or I look at the objective for the next time and I say, oh, I'm going to get more points if I use the shovel next time. I'll hold on to this money. Those are my two
That's
choices.
it. Right.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Absolutely.
I couldn't chain, like, I couldn't, it wasn't crazy decision making, but sometimes that's a good thing depending on what you're looking for. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, for sure. This is not to say, like, what the fuck, why does this exist? For me, I would never play this over Terra Mystica. I was hoping that I might, because I was hoping it'd be like, okay, this is a lighter version, and if I, Terra Mystica takes a couple hours, and maybe I can get through this in an hour, and it gives you the same kind of feel, and awesome. No. For me, no. For someone who's not ever played Terra Mystica, this could be a really good introduction to that game, too. If you like Terra Nova, having never played Terra Mystica, chances are you're going to like Terra Mystica. And I would say, where Horizons of Spirit Island, I think I only need to own that. That's only the game I need to own in the Spirit Island universe, I think. But Terra Nova, I think, is a gateway game in not the sense that we normally use it. I think if you like Terra Nova enough, I think, okay, get rid of Terra Nova, buy Terra Mystica. And you're going to love Terra Mystica. But if you play Terra Nova and you're like, I don't know if I like that too much, I don't think, chances are you're not going to like Terra Mystica, because it still feels the same.
Yeah.
It's like the freeware thing. You play a freeware version of a video game, they give you that so you can tell, okay, do you like it?
$4, you can unlock 2 more terrain
Yeah,
types.
you can get 2 more terrain types, exactly. Or you can get the priest meeples, or you can get the cult tracks now. And none of those things change the game's feel. More than, because if you play Terra Nova, this feels like Terra Mystica. That's how Terra Mystica feels. The power works the same. The dynamic player board is there. The races, the building. There's just way more to it that makes it way more fun.
See, because if I could have gone up even a single track on this,
you'd have been like,
like it might have scratched an itch a little bit more.
Oh, there's so much more in Terra Mystica.
So I think I would give Terra Mystica a chance. If you ever pull out Terra Nova, I wouldn't be like, ew. But I'm not. I'm not going to buy it. Like, I'm not that interested in
it.
Ew. Gross.
What'd you think, Natalie?
I mean, like you said, because it felt like Terra Mystica, I thought it was still very fun. It kind of made me like miss Terra Mystica. Like, oh, we need to play that. Like, why haven't we played that?
True.
But I also think it took out the most fun parts of the game.
Right.
So while it was still really fun and felt like it, the best parts were not there. But I also disagree with you a little bit. I agree and disagree about because you were like, basically like, don't buy this. If you like this, you're going to like Terra Mystica. But I also think that, there's such a variety of different opinions and tastes. And I think that it does have a place for someone who thinks maybe Terra Mystica is a little too much and wants something a little more simplified, but still getting that feel. I think that there's a place for people like that, to have Terra Nova. I don't think necessarily that everybody who likes Terra Nova is going to love Terra Mystica. But we do.
Yeah. I'm biased because it's like my favorite game.
Exactly. Yeah. And I agree. I like Terra Mystica better for sure. But I mean, I have nothing against this game except that it's just a simplified version of Terra Mystica. Yeah. And so why would I play this kind of thing?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, that's
very cool. That is Terra Nova. Occasionally on the show, I like to get a bit musical. I can't help it. It's just part of my package. Yep, that's the right way I wanted to say it. Whether it's a song about a poop knife, liking big boxes, or these three about a great number, a magnificent game, and a loser. Okay, you guys ready for this?
Okay.
Yeah. This episode of mine is number 69. Natalie can't decline this type of 69. After this, I may resign, as our content will decline. After 69, 69, 69. One more time. This episode of mine is number 69. Yeah, your ears may go blind from all the 69 jokes. Listen while drinking wine, and your spouses may just find that you'll 69, 69, 69, but probably not. I'm gonna play 12 turns, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna have to pay up. This game's fucking awesome. Walk up to the table like, what up, check out my big top. I'm just pumped, just bought this shit from the game shop. Dice on the fringe, they're so damn frosty. Natalie's like, damn, that game must have been costly. Rolling in, hella deep, headed to the mezzanine. Drafting all pink, except those posted tiles, those are green. What you taking? Let me peek, I hope it's not what I need. Probably shouldn't have got this, now I gotta pay for these. Piss. But shit, I should have got that tent. I'm gonna play 12 turns,
Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna have to pay up, but this game's fucking awesome. I'm gonna play 12 turns. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna have to pay up, but this game's fucking awesome. There's polyominoes, it looks incredible. Thematic circus shows from that big top down the road. So streamlined, don't go slow. Plays for even so low. Dice drafting, holy smokes. Boost your power, score the most. Oh, I'm gonna play 12 turns. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna have to pay up. This game's fucking awesome. Long time ago, I remember Hero Quest, and playing once got me obsessed. It was really fun, and I played on and on and on for days. I don't even think I bathed, I was a mess. But then my friends looked at me sour. They told me it was time to shower. It felt so strange and so weird, but I even shaved my neck beard. So I started looking at some girls on the internet in Mom's basement world. I nearly called one, but I hurled the day my courage died. So bye, this here confident guy. Thought I was a Rico Suave, turns out I'm way too shy. So I'll stay at home and kiss my love life goodbye, and play board games by myself till I die. Board games by myself till I die. Did you know that Corona makes it impossible to find love? Gretchen Whitmer tells me so. But if you played games like Too Many Bones, who needs a love life when you have those? And you can even play them solo. But if COVID wasn't here, I would win. I'd plan to find a girl at the gym. I'd just go get my shoes. Oh, the virus pounds I'd lose, because I'm just a lonely, desperate, awkward guy. But I'd walk right up to her and give it a try, then accidentally spit right in her eye the day my courage died. I'd start by singing bye, this here confident guy. Thought I was a Rico Suave, turns out I'm way too shy. So I'll stay at home and kiss my love life goodbye, and play board games by myself till I die. Thank you. The poor lonely gamer.
I'm like crying.
The Gamecasters are hosting a convention. Yes, NerdFest is now open to the public and admission is completely free. Simply head over to eventcreate.com/nerdfest. There you will find all the information you need to get registered and hopefully pumped up for the con. So we would love to have you on January 13th, 14th, and 15th to play games and laugh along with us all weekend long. Once again, the website is eventcreate.com/nerdfest. If you're looking to support the show, maybe consider flushing your money down the Gamecasters toilet by way of our Patreon page. There are 4 different tiers which will get you access to behind-the-scenes content, exclusive content, or content ahead of time. You will also get swag that nobody else has access to, and just the opportunity to help out and support a podcast which you sometimes listen to. We have amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you'd like to donate to help us pay for things like hosting fees and that blank that Jeff's had his eye on, please head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters to help out. The Gamecasters Twitch account has relaunched and we're live every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday night, streaming board game and video game content and having a blast talking to all of you. If you just simply can't get enough Gamecasters in your day, please consider heading on over to twitch.tv/Gamecasters and give us a follow and maybe a sub. I have the best time streaming for everyone, and it's just a super fun place to unwind after a long day and watch someone who is trash at games play games. Come hang out and engage with me in a way you never thought you had to before, but I'm sorry, you do. Twitch.tv/Gamecasters. Possibly the best way to interact with all of us, though, is via our Discord server. If you go to the Gamecasters Instagram page, you can check out our link tree in our bio to get access to our server. It's a great way to engage with all three of us on a daily basis, as well as meet a bunch of like-minded, awesome people. So check out our Discord server. It's now the time of the show where we get to hear you, and you get to hear you, and it's all about you in this episode's Instagram Inbox.
And now it's time for the Instagram Inbox with the Mad Board Gamer.
I am back for the 70-something episode and Natalie's 80-something, Sam's first, and Ryan's 100th episode celebration.
Ryan.
I went on Instagram and did some things. Now,
Okay.
I did two things on Instagram. One was send me your favorite Gamecaster moment, okay?
Love it.
So I want to tell you the two people that responded. No, there were more than that, but I want to run through some of the favorite Gamecaster moments. It's sort of like the Seinfeld equivalent of a clip show where we're just going to, ha ha ha, let's relive our
Glory
experiences.
days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mama and Mary Kay, Devin's friend Lauren,
Oh, yeah.
who is now an avid listener.
Is she really? Occasionally.
And every once in a while, she will listen to us.
Wow.
Her favorite thing,
Okay.
the 99th episode song.
Oh, at the beginning?
Prince
Gold.
song.
All right.
She loved. So if you want, do you want me to say that slower and like?
Yeah, please do it again.
Lauren loves that song.
Lauren thinks Ryan's so funny.
She's just like so funny.
Devin called me talented yesterday, and I almost
He
cried
almost-
and hugged her at the same time.
Yeah, he almost.
I was like, can we go in the back room and hug?
naked?
Yeah.
She like
All right.
made a reference yesterday. Devin did to like one of the Gamecasters moments, and she was like, "See, I listen."
No,
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, it was during Green Team Wins. It was the question was game blank. And we all wrote like game.
She wrote casters.
Night, game
Yeah.
something. She wrote casters, and we all did it. She was like,
that's
"Hello."
That
only
wasn't
one.
it. There
Oh,
was some
wasn't
other.
it?
That
Okay.
She
was
like
it. There was
referenced
some
like something
from the
specific
show.
from the show.
And we were like,
Okay.
looked at her, and she was like, "Yeah, I listen."
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, Lauren. That was very, very nice.
Plurpy loves when the kids are on.
Oh yeah,
Said the kid episodes are delightful.
awesome.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do more. Of
What
that.
is
Plurpy's
it?
first episode began with the parody of the Hamilton song, and he was immediately hooked.
I know he liked that.
And this episode, I gotta talk about this
we go.
episode, okay? I listened because I've been trying to listen back, and we had a little project over the last few weeks of trying to find some episodes.
Yep.
And I listened to that episode, and Ryan's very talented. Okay, he is. We know this. And Natalie, halfway through the song, is just like crying, like, oh my God, Ryan, babe, oh my God, and then she says something extent of like, oh, it's happening again, my eyes are watering.
Yeah,
like,
it's happening again.
You're crying. That's what you're doing. That's not like a problem.
What is
happening
this?
again.
Oh my God, just love him.
Oh my god, that's so great. That is so great.
Miss French Toast
I know her.
I know her. Santa, I know her.
said her favorite moment was being friends with me.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
something-
good. I love
something to
that moment.
something to that
That's a great
extent.
moment.
M Stop said that time Natalie got drunk.
I actually know what she's talking
Clarify
about.
with which one.
Probably the
Was it
first
the OG?
one.
Yeah.
The first
The
one.
first one, that was
We
great.
had so many people write in and go, "Oh
Oh
my god."
And then for the next few, Natalie was on fucking fire.
Yeah.
Like she was
yeah.
on
Yeah.
fire. Like
Yeah, it was
shut
like
up,
rapid
Brian. You suck, Jeff. Smack your hand out of the way. Bam, bam, bam. Now she's searching poison minges.
Yeah. Right. What were we talking about?
What were we talking about? Just trying to poison up my
Damn it,
minge over
Natalie.
here. Better Half Reviews loved the mini painting competitions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Ryan's Twitch streams.
Yeah. Damn it. I know. I need to get back on those.
And just the chemistry that we have together, which is something that we always try to pride ourselves
Yes,
on.
absolutely. That's a great one. Thank you, Allison.
Peter, Nuclear Knight. Peter's wife loves that Natalie calls it a front.
I
don't anymore. I did.
No, you do. We do now.
Yeah,
no,
that's like
we
a
do.
thing. Yeah.
Up front.
That's what I thought it was called. When I was
Peter
a kid.
says he likes the episode where Natalie got progressively drunker.
Hey, I'm telling you, that was a
It's
popular
a
one.
famous one. And also, of course, he still makes poop knife jokes around his house.
Oh my gosh.
You know what's so funny about that? That's kind of like become...
associated with us,
Yeah,
even
and
though
it's not you
our
guys.
thing.
No, but I mean, yeah. But even more than that, that's almost like the thing that we're known for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jeff tells
Telling
the, like,
some
tell the
crazy
poop knife
stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
It's
Gamecast. Like
funny.
whenever a new listener comes to the Discord, they're like, "Oh my gosh, the show was great." Yes, even the poop knife, and they keep saying, you know, and it's like they
Poop
always
knife,
know.
or
the poop
even
knife.
like the wedding book story. Like,
Dang it, yeah,
It's great.
it's good stuff.
So Mr. Measles said he laughed hardest at the number blind for some reason.
Yeah.
That's because that
that's
was the
so
funniest
funny.
fucking thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
because you're like, why would they have this? I guess
Out of all the
Because you're
things
number
that you
one.
could have said at that moment in time, I lost.
That's one of my favorite things. Is like
I
catching you
lost
off
my
guard is
mind.
like because sometimes you can like see a joke coming and it's like okay,
Yeah.
it's fine,
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Catching you off guard is
Oh,
one of my
you
favorite things.
Nailed it. That was the funniest goddamn
He also
thing.
said Mr. Measles, really loved Natalie picking a game she hated as her Gen Con number 1. Which is absolutely amazing. Just like
so embarrassing.
we have that game and you hate it and it's over there.
Just like I see it.
It's
Just
just
like,
like
no,
it's
you're
right
lying.
there.
Just like it's right
It's
there.
right there.
It's right in that box. I'm
even
like, it
knows
was
where.
just on the fucking table. I
Yeah.
explained the rules and you were like,
No.
nah.
But I love Cryptid, so
I am
want
so
this
excited
game.
about this game called Cryptid Urban Legends.
It was just like silent for like 2 seconds after. What?
You guys are just like, are you serious?
Oh my
Natalie,
god. That was
Yeah.
so
That had to
again,
go along with
in
Twister.
the manual, in Natalie,
great.
we all have a manual. There's a
Yeah.
manual that says, "Here's what." In the Natalie's manual, you flip to page 13B, subsection Q, and there's Natalie saying a game that she's played that she hates that she wants.
Yep.
It's in
As
the
number
Natalie's
1.
It's number one.
Well, I like Cryptid.
It's in the manual.
So CP Wilson was nice enough and said too many to count. Thanks.
Oh wow, that's very nice.
Jim Gamer says hearing Ryan's game obsession come back naturally over the course of about 6-7 months or so.
Wow.
was a beautiful thing to hear.
That actually is a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you, Jim.
Jim was
Yeah, he's
nothing
right
but
about
nice
that.
in these things. So
That's
Jim, if you're
very nice,
if you're
Jim.
not feeling well, please
Yeah, what's
let us
wrong? Are
know.
you okay, man?
Hope you're okay. We love you.
Oh, geez, you all right, man?
Eason over on the Discord. So
Yeah.
he responded in my inbox as go to the Discord. So I'm in the
Oh,
Discord.
nice.
And he said he wanted to respond to the inbox. And he said his favorite parts were the D stories, along with other stories that we've all told about our lives. He said it makes him feel like he's our friend, which
Yeah,
you are.
again, which is
And he's glad to be part
That's
of the
what we want.
Gamecasters family.
That's
Can
great.
I just say something?
Natalie.
Yeah.
It reminded
Yep.
me of Jim Gamer that I totally forgot about. Remember when we had everybody roast us and he just took it way too
Oh,
far?
yeah, he just crushed
We were
us
like
into
all
We were, like,
I
crying.
feel like bad about myself. I feel really well. You know what? In his
Because he didn't
defense,
understand like
he was
American
he was
roasting.
I've
I
never,
don't know what
I
that
didn't
is.
know what this is. He's like, am
Yeah.
I just supposed to like make you cry?
Yeah, it wasn't like, haha, Natalie farts. It was
Yeah,
like,
it was-
hey, your personality is terrible and I fucking hate you. I hope you like, oh.
You're ugly and you stink. Like you actually
funny.
smell. Like no, stop. Like hey, take a
I feel
shower.
like he was like, oh no, did I do it wrong?
Poor guy.
Nelson from Nelson All Over. Favorite Gamecaster moment is the Hamilton rap.
oh wow,
Nice.
very cool.
Awesome.
Yep. Our buddy Matt Cousineau says obviously his favorite is when his favorite moment is when his favorite podcast talks about him and his game on there.
Gotta feel pretty good.
Hey,
That's gotta be pretty cool.
well, okay, just to say, Kyperium is going to be at Nerdfest. He's
Yes.
bringing a few
Yeah.
copies of it with a bunch of his buddies
I was
that are coming down.
wondering,
Yeah, I
yeah,
cannot
if he was
wait to
gonna bring
play it
that, yeah.
IRL.
He also says he laughed his absolute ass off at the I cut you choose abortion
Oh
Mad
my
Lib
God.
section.
Was
Said
that
he was
the
in
Mad-
That was
tears.
bad. That was bad.
And he says that moment he knew he found his favorite podcast.
That's great. How did that happen, you guys? That was
I don't know.
that. Was, I could not. Okay, I
could not
scripted for the
even
show. I could
plan for
not
that.
have scripted something that beautiful.
Yeah, that was funny.
that was
Bored to
oh.
play says one of his favorite moments is playing Gardic Phone.
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
that
Stream, which is-
Board to Play is so
fun.
freaking good at that game.
He is amazing. At
And
that.
specifically drawing Ryan at a wedding.
Yeah,
And then he says, if you know, you know.
yeah.
So that was one of his favorite things. And then I'll
Over
end
my
this
shoulder.
segment. I have a second part to the inbox in a moment, but I want to end this segment with
These are great.
Swoozle, who said he's very bad at remembering specific moments, so he's going to make it corny. His favorite memory is just watching the show grow and develop, as well as getting to know all of us and the great people in this awesome Bulbasaur community surrounding it. There's amazing many episodes, so many great interactions. The podcast has brightened his day. Thanks for all the great memories. Congratulations on 100, you sexy beasts.
Man, Swoozle.
That's
great. That's so great. The Swoozler.
So I then went out and was like, all
Thank
right,
you,
let
guys.
me just throw out another question.
Yeah.
And the question was, what would you rather do 100 times and listen to the Gamecasters 100th episode?
Here we go. This is the real stuff. This one I got 10,000.
Oh, time out. Go back. I got one more, which is from Gabi, but seems like it's from Gary for the Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary. Fucking
Let's call him Gary.
Fucking Gary.
He calls you Brian.
I know.
He does.
Good. So it seemed like
Gabi and Gary.
But Gabi's favorite Gamecaster moments are episodes 1 through 28, the Jeffless ones.
Oh,
no.
That was Gabi? That
was
couldn't have been
Gabi.
Gabi.
That does sound like a Gary
He doesn't
thing.
do that.
That's what I said.
The Jeffless ones. Come on.
Yeah. So, Eason, again, this is the one. What would you rather do 100 times before listening to our show? I would rather play chess against Ryan 100 times. Somehow win all 100 times. Ryan accuses me of cheating with the use of 100 vibrating anal beads, and then I sue him for $100 million.
That's
Booyah.
perfect.
He is suing him.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, I posted
Ryan
it.
put it in the
I
Discord.
posted it in the Discord.
There was a whole discussion.
It's
Jeff.
really more than
Actually,
I'm so missing it. I know.
you have to check that out at some point because it got into a really good conversation
With Sam.
Sam was involved.
About anal beads.
Sometimes Sam shouldn't talk. It
Sort of.
comes down to.
Yes.
It
it's
was really funny.
Sheer boredom. Instead of listening to the 100th episode, would rather walk on hot coal, which isn't 100 something. So I'm just assuming it's 100 pieces
100
of hot coal.
coals.
Yeah, or walk over hot coal 100 times.
100
I'm not
times.
quite sure.
Oh, man.
Yep. All right. The McMeeples. Work at a toll booth for 100 hours with only an Arnold Palmer bottle and a poop knife as my bathroom utensils.
Pencils. You need
The McMeeples also said take the SAT 100 times without taking a break in between exams.
Ooh,
Rather than
ouch.
listen to it.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Listen to Friday by Rebecca Black on a 100-hour repeat.
Oh, my God. Kill me.
Mr. Measles, before saying, he says nothing. I'm so fucking excited for this episode. But he did say, I would drink from 100 Arnold Palmer bottles in Ryan's basement while blindfolded rather than listen to our
Oh, my God.
Gross.
Mr. Measles
great.
would
Well,
also
Mr.
rather
Measles, come on
play-
over. We'll have them ready for you.
really
then.
hates us.
Would also rather play Maria 100 times with Natalie than listen to our show.
Really fucking hates Well, he win every time.
That's me. He's trying to torture me.
Mr. Measles also would rather take the anal beads out of Hans Niemann's ass 100 times rather than listen to our episode.
Like, he's the one that takes him out.
He gets to pull them out, apparently.
Hans doesn't push him out.
No, he doesn't push him
Yeah.
out. Hans...
That's what I said. Hans doesn't push
Sheer
him
boredom
out.
would rather get his butthole waxed 100 times. Would rather try taking a cop's gun 100 times.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's hard.
oddly
Mick Dave
specific.
Mick would rather drink 100 Arnold Palmer bottles in Ryan's basement.
Oh, people like your pee, babe.
That's why they're best friends.
Swoozle
Those
would
two.
rather play Paladins of the West Kingdom 100 times and listen to our show, which he
believe that.
probably
He
would.
would
Yeah.
love, he actually would love to do that.
Sean Riesling, probably Riesling. Is it Riesling? Hey, Sean. New,
Yeah, right. New member.
you are the man.
Yep.
Anything to do with a minge, he said. What about the poison?
What about
minge?
getting...
He
Well, he said anything. He
say
said
that.
anything.
You didn't hear this episode
man.
yet when you.
We just killed
when
it.
you said that.
Our new listener.
Face. And then we'll end it with Jim Gamer, who again said something very nice.
I want to be like...
Jim Gamer, listen to all the other episodes over and over. He says, I can't say anything nasty. I love you guys. Can't wait for the episode.
Jim Gamer.
Jim Gamer coming
Jim.
through. So that's what people would rather do 100 times than listen to us.
That is so... That was great. Oh, man. And thanks for all the kind things you said about us, notwithstanding Gabi and Gary.
Yeah, there you go.
We love interacting with everyone in our community as much as possible, as without you, there's no us. And a lot of the fun we have isn't just relegated to doing the show, but it's what the show has brought about, which is the crazy fun community we've built on our Discord server. For a bit, we were doing Game and Gamer of the Week, and our first Gamer of the Week was none other than Samantha Frintos herself. And if you guys remember, we just kind of spoiled it a second ago, but I did come up with a Mad Lib about it, and it went something like this. Are you guys ready for this?
Okay. No.
This Mad Lib is entitled The Gamer of the Week. Okay. This is going to harken back to our Discord server where you can go and find cool stuff there like a Game of the Week and a Gamer of the Week. Okay. Here we go.
Cool.
When you're named Gamer of the Week, you have a lot of responsibilities you need to take very seriously. I'm going to illustrate now how our first Gamer of the Week has gone, which will give you a sense of what it's all about.
Okay.
Samantha Cheeto Dong, which I'm pretty sure is her name, was selected by Red Rover to become the first ever booty of the week. As soon as I approached her with this dog-like honor, she tooed with yippity-doo-dah.
Oh my god.
At the thought.
She's pooping and saying yippity-doo-dah.
Her job for the week, for the most part, was to gyrate wallabies. She would see what everyone was writing and just jizz with excitement.
Oh man.
What should I say first? Sam would ask herself before shamefully responding to each one. Her natural inclination was to always say the same thing. Well, smack my ass and call me Sally. But instead, she actually responded to people normally. She also had to provide 2 neck-bearded fucks and polka dot shorts for people to ponder on all week. And at the end of the week, she would reveal which was the basement-dwelling fuck.
Oh.
It's like some award show. Well, out of these 2 fucks, you have won the award.
Basement-dwelling. It was also her job to nominate the next box fart to be the gamer of the week and introduce them. Sam chose the great Gamecasters listener Swoozle and chose to say, "Welcome, you have a stinky midge."
Oh, bless you.
And I hope you have a disturbing week and try not to hump by the end of it. Listen, the last thing for our Gamer of the Week is to select 1,040,059 games for our Game of the Week. Everyone will tiptoe to that thread to choose which yellow snow we're going to celebrate this time. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The first week we chose the always fun I Cut You Choose game, Abortion the Board Game.
Oh my god. No.
Oh my god.
This guy get caught out.
I can't believe you guys.
This
And this week it's the Naked Body Board Game. Hope you had a yucky time in the spotlight, Sam, and thank you for reading all about how the drying paint of the week works.
Oh my god.
I can't believe the mechanism you chose was I Cut You Choose. Natalie's board. What the hell is Natalie going to demolish today? She's a brutal babe full of bad feelings and a bodacious booty. Listen more to hear which game deserves to be destroyed in today's edition of the Board Game Beatdown.
Hey guys, today on the Board Game Beatdown. Okay, I have to share something with you.
Okay.
I had an original idea. I went out to dinner before a concert.
My first one.
I went out to dinner before a concert with the Measles, and they brought something to my attention that I wanted to use as a surprise beatdown. But it didn't end up panning out. But I still want to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay.
They live in Redford, which is the city that Ryan and Jeff grew up in.
Yep.
And
Jeff teaches there
where
now.
Jeff teaches, and they said they were driving by some shady places in Redford and decided to look up Google reviews.
Time out. They also live in Redford. But let's just get that out.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what
you
yeah,
did say
they
that.
do.
Okay.
And so they were like, let's look up reviews for this place. And there was some like really funny ones. So I was like, I know, I'm going to beat down Redford and find a bunch of
That
shady
would've
places
been
with a
great.
bunch of
Yourself down.
shitty
Yeah,
reviews.
Most times it means
But
North Redford, that is.
Besides
Yeah.
the ones they showed me, everywhere else, nothing was that bad.
Oh, darn. Well, do you want to read the ones that were bad? Do you
Yeah,
have
so
those?
one of them was I don't know how to say
Chateau?
it.
Here we go.
Chapeau
Chaperone.
Vert Lounge. I think it's like an adult entertainment.
Okay,
place.
I honestly don't know that.
They said they got a 1 star that says, in the 70s, we called this the dog show. We would go there if we were broke. Stopped in last week. Woof.
Buzz your
What's your
girlfriend.
girlfriend?
Woof.
Another one said, the KKK comes here.
Oh, that's the whole review?
No, they don't. That's how.
KKK comes here. 5 stars.
That's how.
Yikes.
There's an Embassy Motel
Embassy Suites? Oh,
in
motel.
that area
Motel.
on 8 Mile.
Oh, boy.
North Redford.
North Redford, yep.
These North
And
Redford people were
Ariel had a lot of bad reviews. I
South
just picked
Redford,
a
all the way.
few.
South Redford.
Ariel H gave it a 1 star. Says it rained in my room last night. Enough said.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't raining outside.
Yeah.
It rained in
my
the room.
Yeah.
Maria H says the few years I have stayed here, I noticed rats roaming through the rooms and walls. Other rooms had bed bugs. The wall fell on me while I was in the tub.
That's
The rat
great.
wall.
The rat wall.
And last but not least,
Rat
Simon
King.
says, just okay. Wish there were more thug black guys when I was there. Wanted BBC in me, but ended up listening to The Girl Next Door. Get it from a couple of black guys.
What?
That's a Google review of a motel.
How many people liked that review?
That one actually was 2 stars.
How many people found it helpful?
2 stars because there was BBC.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in
Not
her.
me.
Yeah, it wasn't in
Like
her.
I was like, oh, I gotta find more of these, but
Damn,
I know.
that is still pretty great.
But I
How
still
you
wanted to
fucking feel,
mention
Redford?
it. Yeah.
North Redford sucks.
All right, now to the real beatdown
Okay.
of board games.
Board games.
I didn't pick just one game. I picked
All of them.
a bunch of games that are in the 100s rating.
Oh,
no,
what?
not ratings. The
Rankings.
100 rankings.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Worst of the 100s is
So,
what I call it.
Okay, I like
100s.
I like that you're branching out with the beatdown and kind of making it not just about one specific game. This is nice.
Okay, so
what
I
do we got?
picked one bad review, one bad
For each game.
Yeah,
Oh my
for
god,
each-
100
Not all of
reviews.
them.
Here we go.
I maybe got like 20, but they're in all the 100s. Okay, anyway. Number 100 is Lorenzo Il Magnifico.
Yep.
And Lorenzi Who says
This guy made his name just to rate Lorenzo.
Lorenzi Who
beatdown.
says it's crappio, so
It's crappio.
yeah.
Ooh, like Lorenzo is crappio.
Well, isn't the what's the publisher? Doesn't it have like an EO?
Cranio.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Crapio.
Cranio, creations, crappio.
yeah.
The game ranked number 101 is Tigris and Euphrates.
Yep.
Ravensburg 24 says it's so dry it hurts.
Ooh.
Oh, I see. Like it needs lubrication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me dry my tongue off. You like it really dry, right?
Yeah, then the poison really gets into my mouth.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Number 102 is Decrypto. And your buddy from Canada says
Your
Wait,
wait.
Joe, it's born to play.
I was like, is he talking about
Don't that's their name.
Your buddy from Canada? That's what it said.
Yeah.
Well, listen here, buddy.
Maybe it's Jeremy.
Well, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not your buddy guy. I'm not your guy friend. I'm not your friend, buddy.
That's from South Park.
Yeah.
I never know.
They say if you enjoy playing code names but think that it's 40 minutes too short or the clues are too specific or the rules are too simple, you should try Decrypto once and then never again.
That's great.
Great
Oh,
review.
that's great. Your buddy from Canada.
Thanks, Canadian. Hey.
Thanks, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy. I'm not your guy friend. I'm not your friend, buddy.
The number 103 ranked game is Inish.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
Seal Bludgeoners.
Oh, no! Cut
God.
this out. We can't do that.
That's their name.
No, it's
That's
not
their goddamn little government name.
My Christian
That's
name.
their name.
Also, that's when you
Joseph
draw the
A.
line.
Seal Bludgeoner.
Like, that's his line.
That's it. Seal
We found
bludgeoning.
it.
Yep.
Ryan's line.
Seal
Right.
Bludgeoner.
Yeah.
Seal. Don't hurt the animals.
You're right. No, fuck the seal bludgeon.
Fuck this bull. Don't
What
bludgeon
did you
him.
just say?
You can fuck them.
Don't.
You can
Don't
fuck
you
the
dare
seal.
hurt
Don't
those
bludgeon.
seals. Fuck them all you want. Okay?
You
But if you
can't
hit one of
bludgeon them.
you're out.
Well, you can bludgeon them with your cock while you're fucking them. But
Oh my God.
Line
Going
crossing.
Joseph
out of
A.
here.
There we
Seal
go.
Bludgeoner at your
The seal
service.
bludgeon we get cut out, but we're keeping that in.
I'm not your buddy, friend.
Anyways, Seal Bludgeoner says, notice to board game designers, take into account color blindness with red and green. This affects more people than you realize.
Okay.
fine with that.
Can you? Okay.
What name was that
Yeah,
again?
no, but listen,
In-
that's
Inish.
Inish. That's Inish. But that's a fine review. But can you imagine the publishers at Inish going, "Hey, listen, Seal Bludgeoner has a point.
Yeah.
We just got a good point here from Seal
Seal
Bludgeoner.
How's it going to be taken
This guy bludgeoning
seriously?
seals.
Needs a point.
Doesn't know the color of it.
Right. I'm not your friend, buddy.
Number 105 is Cthulhu Death May Die.
That
on.
That game.
Okay.
That game.
Yeah.
Good.
And Kiss GG says, rating of 1 for mistreating the literary legacy of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, there's always those book readings.
Mistreating the literary legacy of H.P. Lovecraft is like racist.
So,
I know.
He's like a horrible person.
No, I don't like fireworks. People, there's something creeping up.
Lovecraft?
No.
Oh.
Fourth of July.
Snobby fucking book readers.
Oh. I think you've always hated
Creeping up
book
the
readers.
list. I just.
Well, no, he hates reading books.
Why?
No. There's a difference.
Well, you know
there's
all the
a
letters,
difference.
Natalie. We know. Okay.
But there is
really
a
likes
difference. There is a
listening.
difference. He
There's
does
a
hate book. So book readers doesn't mean people that read books. That's not what
I
it
mean.
means.
Everyone who compares everything to the literary.
The book's better.
The book is better.
Book's
the book
better.
Is this. How dare
we know
you?
the book's better.
Shut
We
the
know
all
it's
those Lord
better.
of the Rings
We know the
people.
book is better. Of course, it's
Yeah.
better. But you can't make a movie or a TV show that has all of the
Right.
stuff that
It's
the
gonna
book
be 10
has.
hours
You
long.
have to condense it down, which means it's
And
going
you'd
to
still,
be
and they'd
worse.
still hate it. It doesn't matter. It could
Yeah.
be word for word, and they would hate something about
But
it.
I feel like you've always hated book readers.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Number 106
Go on record.
Good.
is Patchwork.
Oh.
Leroy.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Porkins
All right, fuck it. Here we go.
says a lot of this designer's games have confusing rules. I also don't like it when games punish you with negative points for not being a good player when the game doesn't even give you enough turns.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, just hold on 1 second. Wait, read that first sentence again.
A lot of this designer's games have confusing rules.
Yeah, that doesn't apply to this
That does not
game.
apply to Patchwork.
Yeah,
compared to like Agricola and Caverna.
But you don't like you're rating Patrick a 1 because a lot of the other designs are confusing. So fuck this game.
Yeah, and get better at it.
Leroy Porter.
Number 109 is Trajan.
Oh, don't.
Here we go.
Oh, 109? Man, that slipped. That used to be like sitting at 99, 100 for a while.
I think it was in the 50s.
Hate Machine says a giant pile of steaming dog crap, probably even worse than Bruges.
It's definitely not worse than Bruges.
But I like how he writes the review as if we know his thoughts on Bruges.
Probably worse than it. Yeah. Bruges is my favorite game.
We all know what steaming dog. What's his name?
Hate Machine.
We all know what Hate Machine thinks about Bruges.
Steaming dog.
Number 112 is Dominion.
Okay.
Leper Colony says
Leper Colony. Is it like Leprechaun? But it's leper.
Leper.
So leper. It is Leper Colony. Jesus Christ.
Say I'd literally rather watch paint dry than play this again.
Oh, one of those.
We've heard those. Yeah.
Get it.
Paint. Think of a new fucking insult and watch paint dry.
Number 115 Codenames. Blue Horseshoe says the worst game ever, just like Battleship, but with words. Except the original Battleship is more fun. In fact, this is more like Battleship the movie.
No.
Burn.
Oh. Battleship the book was better, by the way. Remember read Battleship the book? It was so good. And then they made a board game out of it, and it just ruined it.
Right.
Number 116 is Roll for the Galaxy. And Gaia Hero says tons of dice.
I'm not your buddy guy.
Oh, God. Yuck. These dice are so awesome.
Number 125 is Parks. Green Flash 21 says, I tried to like this. I really did. But I just didn't like it. It has amazing art, though.
I tried to like it. I tried.
I just tried so hard.
And
the whole time I was like, I'm trying.
Number 130 is Hansa Teutonica.
Oh. Watch it.
Crambaza says, this game made my roommate cry because of its dull and lifeless gameplay.
So that person likes their roommate enough to go on and rate it a 1.
This game is so dull. My roommate was crying.
Are you okay? It's just so dull.
It's so dull and lifeless. Where's the life in this
You know
game?
what? It's okay, sweetheart. Don't worry. I'm going to go run Board Game Geek and I'm going to write a comment.
Yeah.
It might get read on a podcast.
We'll get back at it.
It's okay.
Number 141 is Star Wars X-Wing miniatures
I know.
game.
Who's close?
Flowercita says,
This segment is just names.
the stupidest, tiniest little cards with tiny little writing on them I've seen yet. I hate FFG for these fucking cards.
What game is this? Star Wars something?
Star Wars X-Wing.
X-Wing.
Yeah.
They are small.
Okay.
Number 146, Rajas of the Ganges.
Okay.
That's a good game.
Casual says,
I know casual.
What the F?
I just what the F.
It's like F.
Maybe the rest of the review is this is so good.
So good. I just forgot to put it.
Yeah, I forgot to put a 0 after the 1.
Yeah. Number 157 is Jaipur. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
name?
Well, maybe.
Hazard says, I'll give it credit. It's not as painful as Splendor and lacks the cubes of Century Spice Road, but it's still just drafting and hand management for no real purpose.
Yeah, what's
the
purpose?
It's like buying a fancy illustrated version of Go Fish.
Yeah, what is the fucking purpose of games?
The weird thing
What's
is you rated it a 1, and you said it's better than 2 games.
Probably better than Splendor.
Yeah,
It's better than 2 games.
And there's no cubes.
Still worth it. No cubes. Not one.
So,
like
no fucking cubes.
Could you
in it.
imagine making a game and not having at least one cube?
Right. I mean, could be spent Century Space Road.
Number 165 is The Resistance. And Vapo
Viva la
says, if
Resistance.
I'm going to spend half an hour arguing with my friends, I want it to be over something much more interesting than whether the card in front of me is blue or red.
I would have licked the inside of your ear.
I wanted something that your thumb had touched. Would have ordered the inside of your ear.
Number 171 is Sagrada.
Sagrada.
Alti Mauricio says,
Okay.
it's the dictionary definition of it's fine. Nobody cares about your stained glass window, mate. I'm too busy heads down
You
with
cannot
mine.
look up "it's fine" in the dictionary.
No.
So
I know.
just
The
so you
definition
know,
of it's fine.
there's
a
no
phrase.
"it's fine" in the fucking dictionary. You stupid piece
Dummy.
of fuck. Just kidding. You're probably cool.
God.
You're cool. You're a cool guy.
Yeah.
Your opinions,
Number
though?
183, Captain Sonar. Milio Talk says, it's stressful as hell. Probably just who I was playing with. I don't know. It was traumatic.
Okay.
Rate
My
your
friends-
Probably not the
friends,
game's
yeah.
fault. Probably not the game's fault.
Rated a 1.
It even said, like, I don't know. And
Right.
like, I don't know.
Probably
Like, they're
not the game's fault
talking.
at
I'm
all.
traumatized. I'm pretty fucked up. I hate my friends. But
It doesn't have to do with this game. I just wanted to tell someone.
yeah.
I need to
need
tell
help.
someone.
And the last one, number 198, is Carcassonne. Hacksword says, takes 2 slices of suck and spreads sucknut butter and suckleberry jam. Layer
I think we did
alternating
this.
slices of processed American suck and slowly roasted suck. Add some pickles and garnish with crisp iceberg suck. This will yield a suck sandwich that sucks only half as much as Carcassonne. Yeah, I think we've done it.
Yeah,
But man, it's good.
That's a classic.
It's
That's
good.
a classic.
I'd eat that suck sandwich.
There were some amazing names.
I know,
in
right?
that
Names
one.
were key.
Seal Bludgeoner.
Yeah, draw the line.
Yeah, no way.
No one will hear this one because you're cutting it up.
That part is gone.
Yeah. We have to draw a line somewhere.
What was the other
So
one?
you can fuck seals.
Oh yeah, your buddy from Canada was.
I'll put it on.
That's
You
your
have to-
buddy guy.
You have to put your mouth in the big end.
Yeah. I'm not your guy, friend. 2022 has been an incredible year for board games. Possibly one of the greatest I can remember in a long time. There are so many games I've played this year that are top 10 worthy. I've even played one that's top 1 worthy, though it wasn't released this year. But that's besides the point. Every so often, Jeff, Natalie, and I come together and we find a game that the 3 of us collectively feel is superlative, the bee's knees, and other such idioms. And those games, rare as they may be, get put on this list that we like to call the Gamecasters Essentials. These are games that we feel will have a spot in every collection. That's not to say that every collection should have these games. But if you're just getting into games and you're looking where to begin, the games on this list are such that we feel it's extremely unlikely that you will go wrong. Prior Gamecasters Essentials include Bonanza, The Castles of Burgundy, Strike, Just One, The Quacks of Quedlinburg, Underwater Cities, Istanbul, and The Lost Ruins of Arnak. The rules for a game becoming an essential are this. We all have to unanimously agree. The games need to have mostly a feel that would work in every collection, so they need to have very broad appeal. Without any more preamble and ado and fuss, I'd like to now reveal the 9th game to enter the hallowed halls of Gamecasters Essentials line. Everyone, please welcome to the show the random board game name generator game itself, the Guild of Merchant Explorers. Congratulations, you are the 9th game in the Gamecasters Essentials.
You're an essential game in the
You're an
essential
essential game in
Gamecasters
the Essentials
Essential
line.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
This game has shot like a rocket to the top of our constant want to play list and has firmly cemented itself as a mainstay in the Gamecasters Essentials line. But why?
Oh my god.
What makes the Guild of Merchant Explorers such a great game worthy of your attention? This game encapsulates the fun emotion and drips it into your veins as if you were hooked up to an IV of pleasure. The entire game feels good. Almost every card flip yields something great. You gather a modicum amount of points every turn almost that eventually blossoms into like 150 or so by the end of it. It's over in a reasonable, 35 minutes or so and plays out differently each time. There are different maps to try, different combinations of cards to utilize, different treasures to exploit, universal goals to race towards, and the opportunity for really explosive, bombastic turns is just extremely prevalent all the time. You'll have turns in this game where you look around nervously and feel as though you might be cheating, because you're just getting so many points this turn. You'll have tense moments where something great could happen, but only if the cards come out in just the right order. And when they do, you feel like a genius. And when they don't, you still have to figure out this contingency, which usually there always is. The game packs so much fun into such a small amount of time. Outside of the fact that it's very multiplayer solitaire, which we love, there's really not much I can say against it that people might not enjoy. The art is contentious as it's just very gray, kind of dull. I personally enjoy it, but the scoring mechanism is ridiculous. Also, it's easy enough to homebrew, which is not a big deal, and I just absolutely love this game. But why do you guys think it deserves a spot on the list? We're going counterclockwise with this one.
Whoa.
Jeff, why do you think that the random name generator game deserves a spot in the Gamecasters Essentials?
I have to admit something. Natalie and I told a fib to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
So Natalie and I were off in the corner. And, yada, yada, yada. And we said that we had a tie. So the two of us had voted.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's just tell Ryan that we tied on a vote and then let Ryan
Because we were like, what do you think it should be? And I was like,
because we had another
I don't
game
know.
in mind. And we were going back and forth. We were debating.
Yeah. And he's like, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, what do you
we
think?
talked about. We had a conversation.
could
This
not
game is really
decide.
good, and here's why I think
And
it's
we're
good.
like, let's make Ryan the
all right,
tiebreaker.
let's just tell Ryan that we tied.
We'll
and then
say that
Ryan
we
will
each
pick.
said one, and then he has to decide.
Yep.
And then you were like, which one did you say? This one? And I was like, mm-hmm. Because we just were like, I don't know.
So you didn't actually.
We didn't actually pick anything.
I was like, I think Jeff said this one. He was like, you're right.
You're right.
I was like,
yeah,
you did.
I know, I thought they
So
were.
we didn't do that. We didn't do it.
Yeah, I thought
You
they
just
had picked
didn't. You
the
just
other
couldn't.
one.
You just didn't do
But
either.
I do know because you said what I picked, and now I know what side you sided on.
I thought that
Well,
too.
You sided with Natalie. The nuptials.
No. Remember, if you remember, that was also the first nominee I had, separate from Natalie. My second thing in defense, this is my defense, is that both of these games I feel deserve a spot.
Right.
So I do think that it will happen.
So
I'm your hype man just as much as you're mine. That's
for Natalie and I to have our
all right, Jeff. We'll continue then. Why do you think that this deserves?
Okay,
a spot?
Guild Master Hall Merchant Travelers is
of the traveling fans
is wonderful from a standpoint of I don't play games very much to I play games and I need something meatier and bulbousy to fill my 45 minutes that I need.
Yeah.
That I can sit down with my also gaming partner and play and say, we played a game tonight. You can have that feeling. Or you can introduce it to people who don't play games because it's so simple.
Yeah.
Flip a card, place a cube on one of those spots. That's 65% of the rules.
That's true.
And they don't need to know like how the cards shuffle up and you can run that part of the game, and the rules are so simple. And I think that where it also thrives is there is no downtime in that game. Like even between rounds, how long it takes you to shuffle 9 cards is the downtime between rounds, or how it takes you to like take the cubes
taking
off
the
of
cubes
your
off,
board. And 0 downtime is what everyone looks for in both nons who don't necessarily want to play a game or are like kind of intimidated. You're doing something all the time in this game. You're not waiting for that person with AP to take an extra amount of time. You're not waiting for it to come all the way back around to you. You're just kind of doing your own thing. And yes, that can be a downside. It can be heads down. I'm not looking at what, we played it yesterday. I'm not looking at what Sam's doing. I'm not looking at what Natalie's doing. I'm just kind of doing my own thing, which, yes, that can be a problem for some people. It is not for us.
Right.
And sure, say what you want about the art. It's not bad. I don't think it bothers me anymore. The name is still bad, but the art doesn't really bother me anymore.
Yeah, I actually like the art.
I'm really looking forward to. I'm happy, and I think that's easily expandable. The new maps and the new boards.
How do we get those?
I don't know.
I've been trying to find them. I don't know. People are posting about them on Instagram. I'm like, how did you find those?
I know. I don't know if you had to buy it at Gen Con or something, and we got it at the big game night or something. But why didn't we get it? Because we paid for.
Yeah. What the fuck?
And we went through the rules of the advanced boards. So there's like 2 kind of more basic boards, and there's 2 advanced boards. And again, it adds this kind of level of complexity that you can throw in because there's these like giant volcanoes that you just can't put cubes on. So you're traveling around those, which then also makes some of the Era 1, 2, and 3 cards just better. Specifically, I saw this one card yesterday that was like, go in a straight line on water as far as you want. That was your placement. And I was like, on the map that we were playing, it didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to get around something, like a volcano in the middle of the room, or middle of the map, I can use
now
that.
You go in a straight line there,
that
now you can get around
changes
it.
maybe how I want to play. And it's just so solid, I feel like, for all types of gamers. So if you're starting a collection or you are looking for something to bring lots of types of people to the table, I think this one does it very well. And that's why it's essential in our collection of 9 so far.
Man, I couldn't have said it better. Natalie, what about you? Why do you think? What do you want to add? Yeah, how do you follow that shit?
Okay, well, one thing that I was going to say that Jeff said is I 100% agree is one of the best parts of the game is that it is so quick and it just constantly is moving. Like you said, there's no downtime. It's just like, next, okay, do my thing, next, do my thing. And I like that. And that makes it kind of, and like that on top, like even though the rules are like simple and stuff, you're just like constantly doing stuff. And so even though the time that you're playing is pretty short, which is great, it also feels full, like it feels like fulfilling for a 35-minute game. It feels like you just played a game. And I mean, obviously this is a game that like all 3 of us love and keep wanting to play over and over again. And that's proven by the fact that we just went to Gen Con like a few months ago, and we've already played this, 3, 4, 5 times. And that's not normal for us, at least, like Ryan and I. And so that just tells you how much we love it. But the thing that makes me even more sure of wanting to have it as an essential is that everybody around us who we've introduced it to or who was at big game night or whatever, they all loved it too. You know, so it made me feel like it's not just us. It's not like we love it, but they don't really love it. You know, like some people like it, some people don't. I mean, obviously that's going to happen, but like it makes me feel like most people will like this. It has a lot of really good things going for it. It's not overly complicated. It's not long. It's
Right.
You know, it moves fast. It's just got all that good stuff. So
I think the surprise helped too. I don't know if we were going in thinking that we were going to really like the game.
Totally.
oh, I did
And the
not.
surprise
I just
kind of
looked
was
at
like,
it and was
oh,
like, ugh, I
okay.
want to play
I
this.
saw like a review. What's that? Naveen and Monique. What's that channel called?
Before
You Play. They posted a review. Do you know them, Sam? They posted a review like a month before Gen Con about it, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, cool. And so when I found out it was going to be the game at beginning, I was kind of like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, but that was it. I didn't
Right.
I didn't really have any expectations. I just kind of was like, happy about that it was going to be that game. I did not expect to be hit in the face with a bludgeoning seal bludgeoner.
Yes.
I think last night.
How great this game
I think
was,
last
because it's
night
great.
was the 5th time that I've played it, and I felt just as excited about it. I felt like I did new things that I'm like, for the first time ever, I was like, I got all 4 towers, and I like was pumped
you
about
beat the
that.
mess out of Sam and I.
But it just like it didn't
Me,
feel like
both
it
of
got old, and I still like. I mean, I think we played. It wasn't a map that added new stuff, but it was different than like the basic
Right.
one. But I still felt like I liked it just as much. Like I loved it.
It's like I only want to play that. You know, not only, but that's a game. I look at it on the shelf and I'm like, I would play it right now. God, it's so fun. Like, let's stop the show. We'll be right back. And play. It's
I have
so
40
great.
minutes. I'm playing this. I have 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm playing this.
Yeah.
Until it feels old, and I don't know when it's going to feel
Yes,
old.
exactly. I completely agree. Sam, do you have any thoughts to add about the Guild of Merchant Explorers?
I think kind of like what Natalie said, like it's easy to learn but hard to master. Like if you play it 10 times, you can do something different every time still. And I think that's important.
I think if you drew a line on
Very
the map
succinct.
that I played on yesterday, right down the middle, I don't think I went on the left side of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
I've had plays like that where I don't go to the right
There's
side at all.
nothing over there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need anything over there.
Yeah.
Just ignoring that
Right.
entire thing.
Yeah,
I
but then she was
not the Guild Hall
somehow
Master Traveler
everywhere.
Merchant Explorer.
She
No
kicked
one
her
got any of
butt.
my shit on that side of the entire map.
Yeah.
I merchanted everywhere else.
Right, but you can still do really well doing that, you know. And then
Right.
so now you're going to play it again, and it's like, okay, maybe I'll try to diversify a little more.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or even if you're somebody who's like, you just got taught this game and you're like, I don't really know what to do. It still has those three goal cards, so you can just try to go for something there.
Right.
Or
'Cause while
it has
you're
the
doing that,
powers
you're
would
going
kind of
to
throw
get
something
points.
new, and it's just it's a lot for something so tight. I don't know.
Toit.
Tweet.
Why don't you step inside? Come on, it's warm in there. You think you found some grass, but nope, it's pubic hair. You wonder why there's so much underwear. You stepped inside of Natalie's Nook. For today's Natalie's Nook segment, we're going to hand the reins off to our guest hosts. So instead of calling it Natalie's Nook, we gotta think of something similar. So we're gonna call it Sam's Vagina. What do you have for us in your vagina today?
Oh Jesus!
What's up in there?
You know, 'cause it works both ways.
Let us
I
know
gotta
what's up
wet
in
my
there.
Sam is never ever coming back.
Is this like a guess what's in the what's in the box?
What's in Sam's vagina?
Step inside of Sam's vagina.
Would it be better if we called it like Sam's slit?
Oh God!
No.
Sam's slot?
No.
Sam's
Axe wound.
yeah, Sam's axe wound.
Sam's
All right,
seal
Sam's
at this
vagina.
point.
Sam's seal.
You missed an opportunity.
Oh my God!
Like that.
Or. All right, no, Sam's. So what's in your vagina?
Oh my God!
Let us know. What's all up in there?
Poison.
Let us know what's all up in there. You got poison.
Drink it, boys.
Oh boy. Hello.
We now move on to the game of the episode.
Anyway, now that's just me and Natalie. Here we go.
Oh my god! I hope I'm recording. Okay, I am.
Oh my God!
Anyway, today we're going to talk about organization.
Ooh, in your vagina.
Yeah. So first of all, when you enter on the left,
When you enter, okay, hello.
if you hook up a little
left.
bit, you'll find.
Oh,
Oh God!
I'm just Sorry, that's not the right show.
Hello. That's the right show.
Go to the left. You're giving a tour.
Yeah.
Anyway, the
Everyone knows
mimosas
when
are
you look
hitting.
up a little bit. What that means?
Stage left.
Well, yeah, stage left or
Thank God my parents.
A lot
don't
of
know how to
compartments.
podcast
They got my
Organization.
Yeah, we're sending this shit to them.
yeah.
it. Yeah, okay, great.
Mama and Papa
Cool.
fritos.
Anyway, so I feel like gamers have very strong feelings about organization.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we don't always agree. It's very interesting. And like from when we put the game on the table, you know, some people have just dumped their meeples out and just have piles. Other people line them up. Other people are playing with them the whole time, building pyramids. Ryan yesterday made a beetle out of his
Yeah, it was
pieces.
really cute.
Yeah.
Battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, Beetle Mouse. I'm so bad at that game.
And some people have, you know, like some people may even pay extra to have special like organization things on the table, you know, like special
Yeah.
bowls
little
or
trays and
magnetic
bowls,
trays,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
And then when it's time to put the game away, people have very specific ideas. Like if it's not your game, you're like, how do you want me to put this
That's
away?
also very true.
Yes. Like you don't assume.
Yeah, it's like you want
Nobody
help. You want
does.
people to help you because that's what the. But there's sometimes where I'm like, just let me. Just
Like,
let
don't
me
worry
do
about it.
Yeah,
Just
or
let
you're
me
like
do it.
watching somebody do it and you're like, why are you
Why are you
putting
doing
that in
that?
that
That's
bag?
stupid.
Yeah. So from then, you know, you guys have talked about how you put it on the shelf even. You
Yeah.
know, like you guys have talked about horizontal versus vertical on the
Sure.
show, organizing by color or designer or, you know,
Height,
theme.
box height.
You know our show
yeah,
very
there's
well.
like I've heard it.
Yeah, what's your game here, Fritos?
So I think we're going to focus on, you know, two things primarily. Well, actually maybe three, because one, why are we like this?
Why are you the way that you are?
What's wrong with you?
But I think the first thing I want to ask is, like, for you guys, when you have your pieces on the table, your player pieces, like, what do you do with them?
I make beetles sometimes. You know what's funny? A lot of times I don't ever have them in just a haphazard pile. Usually I will like if there are like a bunch of meeples, I will do my best to line them all up. You know what I mean? So they're in
Yeah.
like a nice organized kind of
Like a row or
yeah, I don't usually go crazy and put them in like pyramids and like Christy will like, you know, like make these elaborate designs
Sometimes
out of
it's
them.
rare, but I will sometimes stack. But usually, yeah, it's like lined up,
yeah.
slightly organized. While
But some people do just throw them in a haphazard
Yeah, they
pile.
don't care.
Those
Well,
people
I
are
feel like for me it
maniacs.
depends. If like even in guilds of merchant
What's it called?
Guild of Merchant Explorers, there's a bunch of cubes, right? So at the beginning of the game, I like kind of organized them all and like made them all straight and nice. But then you're like picking them off the board and throwing them back in the pile. And I was like, okay, well, it's something like that where you're like constantly messing
Yeah.
with it. I don't really care if it's just messy. But if
Yeah.
it's something where it's like you're just like one at a time taking something and using it, I will keep it.
You're right. I didn't give a shit
line.
about what my pile of stuff looked
Yeah.
like in Guild Explorer
Even in
Traveler
Furnace
Homes.
at the start, like I had my coal and my oil. Then you're just like exchanging resources, and
Right.
it's
Or
just
even
a
the money
pile of
that
your
you collect in
shit.
Furnace. Like I always saw that I wasn't just like stacking it up nicely because I was just kind of like, okay, I got some money, moving on to the next
Yes.
thing.
Right.
You know. But so for me, it depends on the situation.
I would say 80% of the time for me, it's a nice, neat row of things. I like to look down and see it organized
Well, it's
enough.
nice to know, depending on the game, how much you have left too. You know, without it being, oh, I've got 6. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's a-
right, for sure.
You know,
It's
an
easier
array.
to yeah.
Well, plus I
count
feel like
that.
there's a lot to keep track of in this game, in a lot of games,
Mm-hmm.
mentally. And so if I look down and I see like it's like a cacophony of just like shit everywhere, it kind of like my brain
Feels
gets
more frazzled?
Yeah, I feel more frazzled, and you know I don't perform as well. I think probably not. It's like when you turn the radio down just so you can see better.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
that's a
Yeah,
thing.
look for
That's why
something.
people
Yeah.
like to have like a neat, organized house because if it's cluttered,
Yes.
it makes their brain feel cluttered. But if it's neat,
Too many
they're-
senses going on.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
That's an
we're
actual
stimulated.
thing.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Well, in like my last game group, there was one person who took so long that we almost like the other 3 of us would have like a sub game going on of like who can make the coolest tower.
Yeah.
While this
Yeah.
person was
Find something
thinking,
else to do.
yeah, we've all
Like,
been there for
test
sure.
this out,
How do
know?
you organize, Sam?
Generally, like a nice row, you know, or like
Yeah.
an array of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the pieces are so, those gems in Witchstone are so freaking awesome.
I know they're so
Yes.
cool.
Man, those are cool. I've not seen gems like that in the game before, and so like I made them into this little cool
Like
beetle.
that.
I just did it because I was like, "Ooh, look what I did!"
Ones, yeah.
It wasn't like the crystals,
Here's the energy
Yeah.
ones.
because there are 2 kinds of like gemmy things.
I have also played games with people who take the stacking to a level of like annoyance where it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
stop. Stop.
Play the game
Messing
now.
with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, play the game,
It's
please.
falling on shit. Like, knock it off.
Yes.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
it's
you mean
your
like just to be
turn.
obnoxious?
Yeah, or just they're just trying, and it's like they're like, oh, let me stack this up into this.
Yeah,
thing,
and then it all falls
and then they
everywhere.
Do it again and
Yeah.
do it again, and it's like,
Yes.
okay, well, let's not for a second.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Can we just...
Yeah, you don't have to live like this. What if?
Yeah,
what
there
if,
we go. I was waiting for that.
What if you didn't do that? what would that's those words come out of my mouth 10 times a
That's
day
so
to
funny.
students. What if
Yeah.
you stopped yelling in my classroom? What if you stopped? What if you
touching
stopped
them.
doing that?
Yeah.
How do they respond to that?
They just look at me. Nothing. I'm like,
Well, because,
"Then
yeah,
let's
basically,
try
do it.
basically that's
Then you
Jeff
bet
going
it.
like, fucking stop it.
Yeah.
And they go, well, nothing. I'm like, well, then let's try.
Yeah, maybe let's not do it.
Let's try. Let's
yeah,
see if we
it's
can
without
all-
Jeff being an ass. He doesn't have to be an asshole.
Yeah.
He just has
What-
to make him feel like
What if
dumb.
you didn't do that? anymore?
So good.
That's awesome.
That's so good.
I want to do that.
So
No, because you're gonna do it to me only.
yeah.
No.
You're only gonna do it to me.
Like one of the kids, if they're doing something like insane, I'll be like, what if you didn't do that?
Lexi, that won't work on. The other kids, it might. Lexi's too smart for that.
So I
like,
guess
what if I
I
did?
think the thing that makes people more like, I don't know, like upset is how it goes away. Like putting pieces in a certain way. Like my old board game group, one person would not let any wooden components touch any cardboard components.
What?
Like
Does he let his peas touch his carrots?
Yeah, or his French fries touch his burger.
yeah, she would be like, okay, you're yellow,
Okay.
you're yellow, your cardboard pieces go in this bag and your, wooden pieces go in this bag.
Yeah.
And if there weren't enough bags, then all the cardboard pieces go here, all the wooden pieces go here.
So is it like? Do you think
even
it's
if
like?
it makes it harder to set up the next time.
Okay, so it's not a function thing.
Oh,
it's like
she's like very concerned that the wooden piece will cause a dent in the cardboard piece.
Oh,
Oh.
so she has a reason.
She does. But she's
but that's
also,
still kind of psychological.
Yeah.
Well, and I also put like, okay, when you take the pile of pieces,
Yep.
you pour them in the bag.
Right.
Yes, right? That is
Yeah.
a normal behavior.
Yeah.
Am I
Is it-
correct?
Does she want her to
Yes.
time it?
Yeah. I agree.
I put them away that way one time and she asked me to redo it. I had to put the pieces in so they were like it would lay
Oh, like
flat on the
facing.
table.
Oh my gosh.
Like
So
they had to
now
be, like,
she's
one at a
involving
time.
you in her psychosis.
Well, I was like,
If you're gonna be that picky,
embarrassed.
you better just do it
I was,
yourself.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
was
right.
like, I don't
Don't
feel
let me do it.
comfortable
Former
putting
game
stuff
group
away.
of yours is
I love
So many
them
problems.
so much, though. I love
I
them.
love them so much. They yell at me and scream at me. I can't put
Well,
bags.
I
in.
just-
I have to learn the games. On
I
my
just,
own.
I did learn the games on my own.
But
and
I love them. They're
I
wonderful.
did learn how to put things away differently. But if it's my game, I'm like, shove it in. We'll
Who
figure it
gives
out.
a fuck?
Oh
Actually,
my
though,
gosh.
no, my
Arboretum cards,
thinking-
bend them in half.
I just
Okay.
played Arboretum.
They were not
with
bent
her.
in half. They were just a little bit warped from
No,
Or
that
not
was
just a little
shuffles.
bit.
Curler.
It was like this, Jeff. The
Jeff, she
cards.
put the
They're
stack
not
on the
like
table
that.
and it was like
I also opened the rule book and almost ripped
Ryan
it.
was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wasn't.
What is
She's like,
going on?
let me check that rule. And just rips it in half. She's like, oh, I guess I've used this a lot. I'm like, what is?
Okay, but that game costs $20 at Target is very old.
The
Cards were
They
literally
were like a
L's.
90-degree angle. Yeah,
They're L's.
yeah, they were L's.
It's so you can see it and you can lay it on the table.
Here's
it's
the
like,
thing.
It's like someone sitting down.
It was like
Here's
she
the
would play
thing.
Rhino Hero with those cards.
Yeah.
We just shuffled them.
Ryan and I were trying to like
aggressively.
bend them back to be straight.
I was so unfazed, and they're like,
Yeah, Sam didn't
they
care.
were so.
Sam
We were like,
concerned.
It was funny.
But like, really, when I do put a game away that has a lot of pieces, I'm like, how is it going to be easiest to take out the next time?
That's
my
exactly
thought.
how I try to
That's
do it.
probably
Yeah,
the
what is
smartest way.
because it's all about setting it up. How do I
because-
set it up with the most minimal effort?
Yeah, and I know a
possible?
lot of people like how it comes to them is how they want it to go back in. Like that's the right way. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
if it's not the easiest way. They're like, well, it came to me like this in this box. Like this is how they intended for it to go back. And I'm like, that's not always the best way though.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
You got thoughts?
Yeah, I'll start with let's just lay this out. Put your shit in baggies.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you don't have
if you
enough
don't,
baggies, you
have
don't have a board
problems.
game problem. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's good
Okay?
for you.
Yeah, if you're like, boy, I don't have enough bags.
Like,
I
wow.
don't.
win.
I don't live in the same world that you live in
Right.
because I have gallons of bags.
Right. Oh,
I have
yeah.
bags and bags and bags and bags.
Me too.
So put the stuff in bags. I don't care if they're like a little too big or a little too small or something. Put your stuff in bags. My suggestion to you is, like Sam said, find a way that's going to make it easy to get the game out into the table in the shortest amount of time, because that's what matters. Getting it out and to the table quick. Okay, less downtime, less annoyance, less time for people to change their mind. Get it out, boom. I always put everything in the same component or same color in the same bag. If this is what you start with in a game, and I can physically put things in a bag, that's what I do. Everything that's yellow, even if sometimes it's like everybody starts with $2 and a starting card and a player aid. Sometimes I'll put all of that stuff in a bag and then that's what you get.
Yeah,
put it on
you
the
can just
table.
hand it to them
Yeah.
and be like,
And
here's
then
all
it's
the
like,
stuff you need.
Boom, boom, boom. And then you can even say like, all right, you can have people set it up together. Put the things out like this. This is where this guy goes if you want. Or it's easier for me if I just set the game up to everybody. I take out the bag, dump it out, put everything out, and I move to the next person.
Mm-hmm.
Can I want to piggyback off of you and talk to you. I want to have a conversation here. What I'm interested in this specific thing that you're saying, what interests me about this is, do you find enjoyment in organizing your board games specifically? Or are you thinking only about functionality? I want to tear this down in the way that makes the most economical sense, so it's easy to tear down and it's easy to set up. Is it mostly that, or is there like a little bit of like, do you have fun
I do.
doing that too?
When I punch games, I think about how I'm going to put them in bags. So like when I punch games, like all these tokens are the same. The directions call them the hoo-ha tokens, so they're all going to go in one bag together because they go on they go on the hoo-ha spot, and the hoo-ha spot's over there, and I'll put all those in the bag.
And you enjoy that?
I do like doing that. I also like now that I have access to a 3D printer through Joe, having inserts makes that organization like kind of fun.
Yeah. So talk about the Quacks inserts that you have.
So the
for a
Quack
second.
inserts are amazing, right? That was honestly maybe the reason why Joe and I bought a 3D printer was to just print that.
This specific
everything
one.
else is bonus now.
Yeah.
And because everything is in there, and you just literally open this like tiny little plastic 3D printed crate, and the pieces for Quacks that you reach in and touch on your finger pads just are in there. And the board that tells you what the thing is slides in there, and then when you put it away, you just close the top and put it away. And it's done.
Does that add to the enjoyment that you get in?
Yeah, and it also adds to, on the other side, it adds to the thought of, I can get this game out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so it increases a
ready
lot
in
of
5
stats
minutes.
for the game.
Any game that is long for me to set up, I would love a 3D printed insert, or like the game trays, or what's the other, folded space.
Folded space, yeah.
Those things are so necessary for me for both reasons. A, I like organization, and B, I like games getting out quick and putting back in a fast way.
Agreed.
So I'll look for those in any game that I can. Like Trismegistus is a hard game to get out and organize because there's a lot of moving pieces, but when you have this nice sweet insert.
Board game inserts are fun.
Yeah.
Are they fun for you, Sam?
Yes.
Because I
but,
wonder
like,
if it's just us. Because I enjoy the idea of getting an insert. Like, oh, cool! I get to put this away in this way that makes sense,
I
and
think
it
people like that.
feels
See,
really good.
But to me, I haven't sprung for it yet. Like, I'm like, it's not worth the money for me.
Yeah, they can be expensive.
But,
That's true.
Like, the number of times I've looked at those Quacks boxes is astronomical. Like, I just like sit on Etsy and I'm like, oh, do I?
You can get them on the Board Game Geek store too.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Yeah.
You could probably just like ask Deepwater Joe and he'll print them.
Yeah,
for
he'll
you.
print them for you.
Yeah, I'll Venmo you, Joe.
Sweetwater
Consider this
Joe.
my order.
Yeah, consider this my order. Yeah,
No,
we'll see if
but
he listens. Or
I
not. He
was
does.
thinking about it, like, do people enjoy it? Is it for convenience, or like, is it about money? Is it about taking care of your collection, like that pride in your collection? Like,
Yeah, true.
like, I don't know. I don't know why people do it, especially because most people care more than I do, as we've witnessed.
I think part of board games, as most of us's main hobby, is we also tend to enjoy things that are peripheral to that hobby that make them better, right? So, like, if you're into playing guitar, you're not literally just into the guitar. You're into the highest quality strings and stuff and picks that you can buy, and what pickups to play, and what case to put it in, and do I change out the stock of the head? All that stuff goes into it, and I think that's kind of what board game inserts do for our hobby. It's another
The web that you get caught in.
yeah,
It's the
right,
adjacent
exactly.
hobbies.
It's the adjacent.
It's buying the
thing
calyx.
to-
It's organizing your
Yeah.
games. It's having the game. It's having the little cups that you put your stuff in. Oh, this is cool. They're magnetic.
Right.
You don't fucking
Yeah.
need that.
Right.
game
No, you could
accessories.
just get those.
I
Yeah,
have a
like
cool
the other
dice
ones. The
tower. I have a
cupcake
game
ones.
table to play games on specifically.
Right.
All of that goes hand in hand and participates in the enjoyment of the game itself. I love what Jeff said about how he's got this insert to Quacks, and it's not just that the insert's cool or that it puts the components away awesome, but it also increases the amount of frequency that he's going to get the game to the table,
right.
which just like that's all what it's about in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I have this, I can just take it out, open the box, put those things on. I don't have to like separate
There's
out
nothing to
every
dread
individual
about it.
ingredient or take them out of because you want to put those in baggies at first, but there's like 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
So you got like 100 baggies full of these damn things.
There's
Now they're
like
just all in their own little
the 1,
box.
the 3, and the 5 or something.
Right.
Like 3
And you
different
want
ones
those
the
in
same
separate
color.
baggies
Yep.
because you got to split them apart.
And when we play Quacks, we're literally like, somebody's got the orange bag. It's not by the orange card. Chuck me that.
Yeah. So you got these little boxes and they're
Yeah.
always in there. Always. And when you take them out, you just put them back in those.
and then you just like take the lid that is holding the thing, right? And I just put that back on, and it's put away.
Right.
That is the most perfect adjacent component to a board game ever, and it's all about
for
organizing.
Sure. Yeah.
It's all about
and anytime
organizing.
it fits actually in the box, the best.
Yes.
Like, what's that game that? Oh, Meeple Land.
Just fits away
one of the,
perfectly?
no, it's
No,
just one of the
it's
dumbest
one of the worst
inserts.
Oh, it's
things you
terrible.
could
The tiles don't
imagine for
even fit
yourself.
in the right spot.
Yeah.
But we've learned some things about inserts being printed not for storage and
Right.
more
Yeah.
for like the holding the
Right.
the punch boards.
The
and
punch
things
boards,
like
yeah.
that. But it's a stupid, like it's stupid.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
me
Like, you would
it
open
makes
it-
me mad, and
Yeah,
I
you would
don't
open it
care
and
that
be like,
much, and
"That's
I'm
not annoying."
mad. Yeah,
It's stupid.
It's dumb. It makes me angry.
Like, why is
I hate it.
It's stupid.
like I paid for this. Don't make it stupid.
Like really, you're like you could have made it like a millimeter bigger and it could have fit these tiles, but instead you're stupid.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Natalie, do you have any thoughts about organization?
To be honest, I don't really do a lot of the organizing, but
Can I tell you something about Natalie?
what?
Natalie. Oh,
Go ahead.
no. I don't want to anymore.
I just remembered something.
Yeah.
I do help Ryan sometimes organize the game shelves. And it is fun trying to find different and creative ways to do that. You know, Ryan's always like, how should I organize the shelves? I'm like, I have no idea. And it just seems like a overwhelming and daunting like task to like figure that out and whatever. But I think we talked about just recently, we just figured out a way to save some space with our little tiny games. And we put them in these little cases, kind of got rid of the boxes, put them in these little cases. And now we have like a case that would take up the space of like 2 games on a shelf, but there's like 12 games in it, you know, and doing something like that feels so good. I mean, I like organizing stuff just in general.
And that's a funny one to me because I would never do that. I get why it's better. I would never.
It took a long time.
Took a long time. for-
Earlier in my gaming journey, I wouldn't have either. I would have scoffed and, you know, like, oh, a legacy gamer, you got to destroy the card? I don't think so. I'm not destroying my property. Now it's like, of course, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Jeff somehow has always not cared. The box gets damaged. And he's like, that's well.
Well, Jeff only buys
He's
damaged
always
boxes.
No, I didn't mean you don't
Yeah, I
care.
care about it.
I didn't mean you
It's
don't care, I
always
guess.
there.
but-
It's like
Yeah.
fuels
Yeah,
my
like-
anger. For things.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. I just bought Kanban. Oh, it's dented.
Oh, of course
Well, I
it
guess I'm
is.
just gonna
Of
have
course.
I'm gonna have to take it out somewhere.
I can't believe that happened too. Oh, God. I can believe it. But
So let me
gosh,
tell you
that
about
sucks.
Natalie.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We played Fun Facts yesterday, and I learned something about Natalie.
Okay.
Natalie believes.
She looks so
I was there.
Like,
Like, what's
on
he
a
gonna say?
scale from 0
very
to
scared.
100, okay?
I need that bowl, Sam.
What is the and don't say anything. What is the likeliness that you'll survive a zombie apocalypse?
All right.
So I figured on a scale of 0 to 100, it's probably like a percentage. Like what percentage do you have to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Same.
90% Natalie believes that she would survive. Like her survival rate is 90%.
I feel very
Like, I've
confident
seen-
about it.
You've seen all of these things, all these movies, and all
I
this.
feel very.
I've read some books
Some of you have
about
probably
it.
read some fucking books that are better
I
than the
have.
movies about it, and you believe that you're one of those few people, the 10%, because at 90% everything sucks, and that everybody else. You
Right.
are the top 10%
Yeah.
Yep.
of the human race that
Your
you will
sturgeon's
survive a zombie apocalypse. So now I
do.
know that
I think
about
so.
She
you.
said she watches a lot of Walking Dead, so she knows what to do.
I know that about you now. Yeah, I could do it.
Well, not just Walking Dead. There's like a lot of movies, and I've read some books, and I'm like, you know what? I think if I was in this situation, I could do it.
99. You have a
Could she
90% survival
Could she
rate.
put the board game away? No. Can she set it up? No.
She had a
Can
dream.
she survive the
But
zombie
zombie
apocalypse?
apocalypse,
Absolutely.
90% sure.
Yeah.
She had a
90%.
dream one day. She was like, I had a dream, and I was destroying all the
90%
zombies.
of all zombie
And I
apocalypses.
think that's
I will
about what would
survive.
happen.
Yep.
I think that's what happened.
90% of all.
I mean,
All
something
the
that really
zombie
helps is that like
apocalypse.
zombies are not like they're not fast.
In
You
some
know,
cases.
Neither am I. You better help me.
And I know where to get them to kill them, and
You know where to
I
get
think I
'em?
could do it. Like right in the
Zombies are
brain.
not real, Natalie.
The brain.
She knows 90% of all
right.
zombie apocalypses
That's
she will
Walking Dead.
survive.
That is, we learned that about her. Oh my gosh, that's my.
So
that is-
funny.
Does anybody else have anything to add on the vagina
vagina?
topic?
Good vagina.
The vagina
Now that you've
topic.
looked around.
Yeah,
Solid
yeah.
vagina.
I had a good
Thank
time in your
you.
vagina.
That means a lot to me, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Awesome. Natalie's dad bought us a giant diseased garden penis.
Oh. Interesting.
We should show it to you.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be the thumbnail of this episode.
Yeah.
Of Nerdfest. I started I don't know why, but I referred to these to non-gamers as nons, and I remember you and Christy specifically like burst out laughing.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of used that term as just affectionately, we've just all used that term ever since then. And then Miss French Toast, what's her name? I'm so sorry. Sam, you messaged the Gamecasters account and you just brought up Nons in a casual way, and it really got to me. And so this is for you. Thank you. You made my day, and I'm so happy that you listened to the show, as I am all of you who Jeff's about to talk about. But special shout out to Sam, Miss French Toast. Sorry, keep going.
Who is not a non?
Who is now not a non? You are an
Yes.
official non.
Kraken be trippin'.
Is it a capital B? Kraken B.
Capital
Alright,
K,
so-
capital B,
So you're
capital
on a
T.
boat. You're on a boat, and you're like, fishing off the North Sea, and all of a sudden this giant tentacle thing comes up, and the first thing you say out of your mouth is, "This Kraken be tripping."
This is my favorite name.
'Twas the episode before Christmas, which was about to start. Natalie's booty produced nothing, not even a fart. The scripting was done the night before with care, in hopes that the laughter and fun would be there. The listeners nestled all snug in their beds, with their hands down their pants, tilted back were their heads. When inside their headphones arose such a clatter, they jumped out of bed, their poor fantasies shattered. With a, "Well, hello there, gamers," so lively and quick, automatically downloaded from Ryan the Prick. The only downfall to this auditory treasure is they're now stopped from feeling their genital pleasure. Oh, Ryan, oh, Natalie, oh, the Mad Board Gamer, you cock-blocking jerks, could this be any lamer? Ugh, over 2 hours I must now wait. With Ryan's dumb voice, my libido awaits. I guess I'm at least hearing about some cool new games, they think to themselves, with their loins still inflamed. I got it, they shout, their excitement now back. I'll listen and do that. They're an aphrodisiac. So quick they jump back in their beds with a thud to hear talk of Munson while handling their chud. The only thing leaving the guys feeling effed is that they're done now with still over 2 hours left. The girls last much longer till they're satisfied. Their climax times to the end of the top 5. 2 birds with 1 stone, now over, that's right. So Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Alright, you guys ready for this? Check it. That's right. Stay tight. Wanna fight? It's time for another rendition of the Association Station. Skirmish boobs is war chest. Feld condom is Trajan. Salesman's butthole is Merchant's Cove.
Oh yeah, salesman's butthole.
I like that one.
Menzies
Thanks.
week.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Are you
Menzies
ready
week.
for 10 more games to associate everyone? We've got 3 of you fighting for glory in today's Association Station. So, Jeff, if you could please keep score. Sam, make sure you watch out for Natalie as she likes to inch the bell closer and closer to herself. And without any further ado, here
There's only 10.
we go. There's still only 10. There's still only 10. You're fighting with 10.
I'm gonna use my pen.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Number 1.
No.
Okay.
Disney song Natalie sings when I take off my pants. Disney song Natalie sings when I take off my pants.
What do you think?
It's your favorite song.
She's looking at Jeff and Sam like, what is it, guys? What do I say? Disney song Natalie sings when I take off my pants.
The song that Ryan sings is "I Can Show You the World."
Disney song. There's a game that has a Disney song.
Yep. We can go to number 2?
Hold on.
All right.
Disney. Let me write this.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Disney song.
Disney song Natalie
Disney's
sings pants off.
butthole. Disney song.
Oh, I just wrote one Jeff Dix.
Pants off. You wrote what?
Should I kazoo?
No.
If you don't get it?
Later.
Yeah,
Sure.
later. If you don't get it,
Okay.
should I kazoo it? Okay.
Nah.
Number 2.
Okay.
Gabbana. Jeff.
Dolce.
Dolce. Beautiful.
Every time you say Dulce, that's all I think in my head. I'm like, Dolce and Gabbana.
Number 3. Sorceress Rock. Sam.
Witchstone.
Witchstone.
Yep.
Samantha
Yep.
Frantos.
Ooh.
1 point.
Natalie didn't get mad at that. If Jeff would have got it right, Natalie would have been like,
I was like a second too
that's
late.
easy.
Great job,
Oh, Jeff gets the
crew.
easy one.
I would not have. That's old news.
Number 4. Green Triangle.
Green triangle. Oh, Nelly twitched.
She did. Sam.
Christmas tree.
Christmas Tree. That was the game I was talking about before. Oh, Christmas Tree.
Sam's killing it.
Number 5. A glove with no fingers.
Excuse me.
Sam.
Smitten.
Yes.
Oh, I would never got that.
Okay, I was worried I was only going to be good at this
No, you
not
got it.
recording, but I'm okay. I'm okay so far. I'm not embarrassed.
You got
Like, you
this
guys are
glove.
fucking stupid.
I'm not embarrassed.
I guess I thought I was only good in my car, but meanwhile, I'm fucking better than you in real life. So that's cool.
Turns out I thought,
Well,
wait, I am better.
here's the thing is I requested this game, and so if I got
Oh my
0,
God.
it's going to be dark times for me for a week.
All right, are we ready for number 6? We're going through this quick. Evidi Vici.
Oh man.
Evita Vici?
Evidi
Vici?
Evidi Vici.
I feel like that one's easy.
Yeah, I think you.
Probably. I feel like I should get this.
Evidi Vici. Evidi Vici.
Vici?
All right, that's number 6. Okay.
How do you write that down?
Vici.
Number 7.
Phonetically.
Will Wheaton to Sheldon Cooper.
So what?
Okay. I want to know the thing.
Will Wheaton. Sam.
Terra Nova?
No.
No.
I had a
The bell's
reason for
broken.
that.
You did? What's your
Well,
reason? Let's hear it.
No, now you have to after
I'll
the
think
shit
about
talking.
it
Will
Will
Wheaton to
Okay,
Sheldon
hold on.
Cooper.
Will Wheaton to Sheldon
Well,
Cooper.
because I was thinking Sheldon Cooper is like, well, no, I guess not. Never mind.
I'm gonna take a shot because I know the path.
Okay,
Maybe
Jeff's
this
doing
is-
it.
I'll ding.
let's hear it.
Arch Ravels.
No.
Damn it! I'm close though.
No.
Yes, you are.
Get there.
Yes,
Damn it.
you are. But I shouldn't say that because that's going to just help Natalie. Although Natalie doesn't have any points yet. So okay, number 8.
Yeah, what the heck?
Sorry, babe. Number 8. Ellen, Rosie, Portia, JoJo, Wanda. Ellen, Rosie, Natalie.
Oh, Lisboa?
Yes.
I'm gonna do a Natalie eye roll.
I know.
Natalie.
I'm on the board.
Number 9. Bluetooth anal beads. Natalie.
Chess.
Chess.
I
Felt
do
too
that.
easy.
Yep. Number 9. Number 10.
Did you ever think
No.
chess?
Would be linked with.
Bluetooth anal beads.
Association station.
Yeah, it would come this far.
Bluetooth anal beads.
Thanks, Hans, for giving us
Equals
this content.
chess.
Agreed. Never in a million years would I have thought
What a
that.
world. What a world we live in.
Number 10.
Yep.
Notes written by a Caucasian gentleman. Jeff. Wow.
Letters from Whitechapel.
Very
Oh, nice.
like white chap.
All right. So we got a
Beautiful.
Disney song with your pants
All right,
off.
Disney song. Natalie sings When I Take My Pants Off, and you also need Evidi Vici.
Vidi Vici. And then the Will Wheaton one.
Oh, right. And then Will Wheaton to Sheldon Cooper. But hold on, only Jeff can answer the Will Wheaton to Sheldon Cooper one.
No,
Me.
just
Fine.
Natalie.
Yes.
Oh, only Natalie can answer the Will Wheaton to Sheldon. Okay, what do you have, Sam?
Small World.
Oh.
That's Disney
that's
song
the
about
Disney
that
song.
Natalie thing. Yes, very good, Sam.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, is your penis small?
Yeah, yeah, because I take my pants off. Oh, Natalie.
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
Oh.
Yes, Nemesis.
I think I was a little thrown because I thought it was going to be like all song or all games.
Oh, they're all games.
You expected
You're right,
No,
they're all
you
games.
expected to play.
It was just it was the Christmas tree one.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, I was just talking about Jeff.
Okay.
Okay, wow. So you guys are doing good. So now you just have Evidi Vici.
I feel
I'll let Natalie try to win this one.
You think you know
Then
it?
it would tie. No, I can't
Oh.
tie. So if
Oh, okay. If Natalie
Evidi
gets it.
Vici.
Evidi Vici. Do you want me to move on before I give clues? We can move on to the top 5, or I can give clues.
I don't care.
clues.
I want you to care.
Oh, I can't.
I would
so
like
much.
you to care.
Subtle
Clue,
clues
clue,
that only
subtle clue.
she would understand.
Okay, something that only Natalie will get. Let's see. Okay. All right.
Like yesterday, we ate dinner, and I said these 3 words. And this is what is going to help you get it specifically.
All right. Are you caught up on the Gamecasters episode, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't even- that's
Thank God.
offensive.
That would have been embarrassing.
been-
You were
oh.
like, actually, you stopped at about episode 80.
Yeah.
All right. This was a game very recently discussed on the Gamecasters. Maybe last episode, maybe episode before. I can't remember. However, this game is owned by Jeff. Not
The game.
Jeff owns it.
Jeff, do you know it? And
No.
you're just waiting?
Evidi Vici. We enjoyed it. We reviewed it. Enjoyed it. And it reminded us of a game
Called a VDV.
called Pictures. Sort of. It was in that kind of a. I think we said it was in that kind of a mode.
I feel like I need.
It didn't ring a bell. Like it. Just,
I know.
Like a bell in the distance rang, but
You know why?
not
Because
a
there's
bell.
cards in this game that kind of reminded us of pictures. We can use them as in the game pictures. EVDVG.
I know what it is now.
I don't know. Oh my god.
Natalie.
Ben?
Yes.
Oh.
The phrase is Veni Vidi Vici.
Oh. I was like, I don't know what that has to do with Vidi Vici, but I
Now
think
it's a
that's
tie.
what
Did it
I'm
ring it?
talking about.
Oh, so you've tied? All right, I got to come up with another one. Here's another one. Are you ready? Disney song Natalie sings when I take off my pants. Do it, Sam. Do it.
It's a song.
Oh, you can't do that. Sam wins. Yay!
Yay! Tie goes for the guests.
Very good.
Tiebreaker is
Yeah.
your first episode.
Yeah. If it's your first episode, you win.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look, Sam wins. Sorry. So that brings us to the top 5 of the episode. And this top 5 is brought to us by the letter N, as Nagiglius Giganglian came up with it. And it is our top 5 games we could play 100 times. And so this time we're going to go Sam, Jeff, me, Natalie.
These 100 times in a row.
In one sitting.
Just like you like it
in
so
one
much
sitting.
and you think you could play it 100 times.
He was
or-
joking, Natalie.
I love you guys so much.
Sam, are you ready to tell us your top 5? Your number 5. I would love to. Comma. Is it chameleon? What kind of chameleon? A comma chameleon?
Come on, one. You know what? Come on.
Comma.
Oh, come on.
Oh, comma chameleon.
I thought that's what it's called.
Comma chameleon. A CUMMA chameleon.
You're gonna hear that. You're never gonna hear that song. the
Okay,
same
no. Come on.
Well, it
you're
doesn't
gonna
sound like
start
he's
hearing it
saying
as
karma. Karma,
No,
karma,
it-
karma,
he
karma,
needs an
karma.
R. I'm with
what
Natalie.
he's
I'm
saying.
sorry.
You're with Natalie. Megan,
Also, what does karma
chameleons.
chameleon even mean?
What's a
That's
comma
good
chameleon?
point. It's like
Why is that better?
No,
Why is
comma-
that, well, it's
like,
better
no,
'cause
it is
kinda-
better.
you're saying
Why?
like chameleon, but shorter, like
Right.
as a song,
Right.
Like,
It's like
choice.
it's
Like
like
I'm stuttering until I say
Yes,
chameleon.
exactly.
That's exactly it.
That's the
You
point.
got it.
Oh, my.
It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da. No, we
Then what?
reviewed that last game.
You know, like and then a D word.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
There
No,
has-
The doy
I know.
dot the
It's like-
basket
It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, target. Remember that thing? It's
Target.
like come chameleon.
Guys, okay. Unfortunately,
You understand
I
now.
do.
He gets
yeah,
it. He
I
doesn't
get
like
it.
it, but he gets it.
He's right. I get it. Okay,
careful the
Sam,
nasal.
what is number 5? That's actually
My number 5 is Quacks.
okay. You can play Quacks 100 times, huh?
I
Quack,
could, because I like
great
how
one.
it's got different cards. Now that there's expansions, like every game feels a little bit different, and if you're with the right group, it's fun no matter.
Do you
how
have
many
all
times
the
you play it.
expansions?
I only have the witch one.
The Alchemist one's good.
Yeah, I've been
play that
meaning
when you
to
have
get
to-
I
it.
haven't
but-
played
It's good.
Alchemist.
Yeah, it's
Only
good.
played
Yeah.
I also
the
feel like
Witches
that
of
one you can like try
Wardrobe,
so many different combinations of like
Yes.
buying stuff.
whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's
like,
amazing. There's like different
see what
strategies.
Lions, Witches, and
and-
Wardrobe.
Yeah.
It's fun.
All right, Jeff, what about you, man? What is your number 5?
My number 5 is Castles of Burgundy. Took one of yours. Haha.
It actually wasn't one of mine.
Really?
What's wrong with you?
Holy
Who is this karma
shiza.
chameleon that we don't know
That's
about?
crazy.
This
Number
karma
5
chameleon,
for
you're changing
me.
it
I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Star Wars Destiny.
Whoa.
Although, can I actually
Wah,
put it on
wah.
here because I would actually play it 200 times.
Oh, no, you
like 100
can't take it off.
Oh, here comes Maria, number 4.
Dang it.
Move on from the line.
Yeah.
You guys don't know me. You think you know me? Natalie, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is mind management.
Oh, yes, she loves.
I love that game.
Is there 100 plays worth of content?
Hopefully.
Yeah, for you. Or if they
Yeah.
kept coming out with like 100, you would just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't win every
like that.
time either, and then you can like switch back and
That's the
forth
spirit.
and be like
Now
the
with that
different,
attitude.
be the different sides of it.
Yes,
and,
plus there's all those unlockables.
Yeah.
To put in,
Right.
which is really cool.
and so like it's not like you're playing this exact same game every time. It's like going to be growing.
plus, it's a game where you're playing me more than you're playing the the mechanics of the
Right,
game.
right.
So yeah, I think that's a good one. Awesome. All right, Sam, we're on number 4. Which number 4?
Okay, I just want to say, this is not like a great game, okay?
Yeah,
Good.
We only put shitty games on our list.
Well,
too.
Me too.
I'm just
So,
like,
sorry.
I'm like, any like gamer is gonna be like, what the hell? But when I like first got into gaming, this is the game like we owned and played the most. And like, I would not be surprised if I've played it 100 times. And it's King Domino.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Nice.
easily.
I think I remember when you guys
Easily.
first started talking. Tiny Towns and King Domino were ones that you mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, I
as
liked
liking a
Tiny
lot.
Towns, but I loved King Domino. And like, I would still play it. Like, I'm still not sick of it. It's
Like,
just
over
so
and
easy
over.
to pull it out.
What
and just
about
chat while
Queen
we play.
Domino or
No, don't
King
even.
Domino?
Nope. I tried the
other
caveman one. Don't like it.
Only
It's the
specifically
same game.
King.
It is the same game, but
It's
not
literally
good.
the exact same
Okay,
Can
game.
you
Jeff,
have
it's the same,
10
but
different
worse.
patchwork?
No, it's the same. But
Hey.
you don't have to add the other things. It's just the same.
Oh, really?
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Yeah,
It's the same.
So you'd rather just play
If
the original?
if you want to add the other stuff, you can.
You can.
Or you can play it
Yes.
exactly the same.
But yeah, the OG
Right.
King Domino, easy.
Wow.
Have
Okay.
you played King Domino Duel?
Yeah, also didn't like that.
Okay.
Really? That's the 2-player one,
Yeah.
obviously.
To roll and fill in.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay. Jeff, number 4, man.
My number 4 is a game that I'm creeping up playing 100 times. The Crew.
Oh, that's a
That's
good
high on
one.
my list, too.
Yeah, it's very easy to just keep playing and playing and playing
Yeah.
and playing. It's not like 100 sittings worth, right? It's just 100
Right.
times,
No,
and
for
it's easy to rack it,
Sure.
and it's fun.
It's
And
great.
a game that maybe there's probably a weird percentage of times where you just can't win,
Yeah.
but play it 100 times.
But
you
the
probably win.
playing is the fun part
Yeah, the
about that.
playing,
Yeah,
trying to figure
absolutely.
out the puzzle is the fun
Plus,
part.
I
and would
like
do
that
over and over again.
there's something. It's not just a game that you play. There's like you're trying to complete a mission.
Yes, it's not
you know?
just like my team is going to beat your team.
Yeah.
It's, as a team, let's beat
There's
this
stuff
mission.
going on. Yeah, that's a great
The
one.
Crew?
Number 4 for me. No, is it my turn? Yeah. Number 4 for me. I won't do this. I wrote Star Wars Destiny for everyone.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna do it, but I did.
I mean, there's 3 people with actual lists, so you could do it.
Nope. 5 Star Wars Destinies.
Yeah.
He's already played it 100 times.
I have over 100
More
times. So I had it 5 times. That's the song Natalie sings when I
Yeah.
take my pants off.
Yep.
All right, number 4 for me is a game that we just played a few minutes ago with Sam. And it's called Insider.
Oh.
Yeah, because we went Insider Vagina.
Oh, I was like, we just played
Yeah, we did.
Association Station. Is that your
We just
game?
went Insider
Right in
Vagina.
there.
It was nice in
We
there.
went up until
It
the left.
was.
Yeah.
It's nice
To the
and
left, to the
organized.
left.
Yeah.
Very
Right inside
organized.
Sam's
vagina.
vagina.
Yeah,
To the left.
everything's very clearly labeled.
I was surprised about that.
Yeah, there's directions.
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
because it's so wet in there. You would think that it would
And
just
there's
like stuff
and
would be
it's
falling
nice
to
I
pieces.
always want in things. There's a player aid. It's really wonderful.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
to wet my clay before
There's a
people
lot
come
of
over.
spots to
I
cozy up
Yeah,
and-
oh yeah, it's great.
Okay, so number 4 for me is Insider. I think that there are a few games that I actually have over 100 plays logged, and Insider is one of them.
Yeah, agreed.
And I could play this game 100 more times and
times.
have just as much fun. It's fantastic. Natalie, what was your number 4?
My number 4 is Decorum.
Yeah.
I love that game. We played it basically as much as we possibly
Yeah, we
can.
played the shit out of
2-player, and as soon as they come out with more content for us, I will play all of them too.
Yeah, so they're making an app, and then it's supposed to have millions of
Yeah.
combinations of different things to play with.
Millions.
So that's so sweet.
Isn't
Yeah.
that Turing
play
Machine?
Yep, you're right. That's Turing Machine.
Yep.
But they are going to make
Maybe
out
it's
more.
infinite then for Decorum. I can't remember. All right, Sam, what is your number 3?
So I had the Crew, but I am going to swap it with
Okay,
another
swap it
game
out.
that I love. That I haven't played this a lot, but
You could.
I could. I love Altiplano.
Really?
I love it.
What the fuck?
I love it. I know.
We've
I
never
don't know
played
where-
that.
Yeah, I've never played
I
that.
love that game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was like the last game I requested
You in this
before I left
bag
Marquette.
building. Is
Yeah,
that a
you're
bag
right.
Builder? You like
You're
bag,
right.
like
You like the
building
bag building.
bags.
You guys, do I like bag building?
Have you played?
do.
Have you played Orleans?
Do I have an Asian fetish?
You got to play Orleans. That
All
has
right.
to be your next.
You
game.
haven't played Orleans?
No.
We'll be right back.
We need a new
Do
game
your what the fuck
weekend.
again? Because
What the fuck?
jeez, a
Okay, well, here's the thing. It's news to me that I like bag builders. I just found
You
out.
just reeled it up.
Like
I
5
love
seconds
that
ago
on the
when I said it.
When
Gamecasters.
you
gotta
told
play-
me I liked it.
Yeah.
I
She made
the
realized I liked
discovery
it.
Game
about
Gadgets for
herself.
Discover. You got to play Orleans. You got to play Hyperborea. What other bag builders are there? Okay.
Well, I'm almost done.
All right, Jeff. Number 3, man.
My number 3 is a game I have definitely played 100 times. Tumbling.
Okay.
Dice.
Okay. Yes.
If I had started to log my plays when I started playing Tumbling Dice, I would be number 2 on Tumbling Dice.
Wow.
Dang.
Behind Bill.
Wow.
Behind
Who's
Bill.
number 1?
That's great.
Who's number 1?
Yeah, because you guys play it.
We used
For
to
a
play
while,
it
you had like a tournament going.
Well, we were just playing the first to 100, not best
okay.
of 100.
Who went first to 100
First
wins?
100 wins.
Yeah.
So, and that was in between the 100 times we played it before that. So I probably am closer to like 200 plays of Tumbling
Dang.
Dice.
Basically, Jeff's going to demolish
It's so
everyone
fun.
at the tournament.
It's
at
so
Nerdfest.
fun. I would just play it over and over. He's like, oh, I just keep throwing dice.
Yeah,
Take
why
time.
wouldn't it? It's just fun.
Tumble dice.
That's a great one.
1 million times.
Number 3 for me is sort of in the same mode here of dexterity games. And another one that I think maybe Jeff and I alone could just
giggle like schoolgirls while playing over and over, and that's crokinole.
Yep.
Oh.
We could. I think me and Jeff could play 100 games in one. That's one we could play in one sitting. We could just do again, go again,
Yeah.
go again, go
We
again,
would both lose in the matter of 4 seconds.
and
once be like, okay,
laugh
do it again.
hysterically at how many times we hit the fucking post.
Yep.
Ping, ping, and oh my gosh, is that game great? Crokinole is my number 3. Natalie, what about you?
My number 3 is Micro Macro.
Oh,
good
yeah, there's
choice.
3 of those
Solve
now.
100 crimes.
There's 3? I missed
Yeah.
one. When stuff happens, you got to
Just
tell
brand
me.
new.
Home
The new one is
Alone or something.
Well, they're so fun
Home
and they're so
Alone.
quick, and it's just like following the little crime
Home Alone
scene.
2, Tim
I
Curry's
would
best
love
movie.
that. I know you're kidding. Can you imagine like looking for him like screaming in the mirror with the aftershave? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
That's my
Okay,
number.
good.
That's great, Micro Macro. All right, so that Sam comes to number 2. What's your number 2?
Sagrada.
You do love Sagrada, don't you?
Sagrada's
We all
amazing.
love Sagrada around here. Sagrada's a
Who
great
could
game.
get sick of Sagrada? Nobody.
It's a good one.
Nobody. Who would do it? Nobody.
Not one of them.
They don't get enough time to answer nobody.
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 Yeah, who would do it? Nobody.
Nobody.
I can't hear you. Now I hear you.
Yeah.
Where are you? I see you. All right, Jeff, what's your number 2, man?
Just one. It's
one.
just so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, and it can be, I know you can like switch out cards and you can like add things and it's infinitely expandable.
You know what's funny? When we
Never
first got
see it.
that game, I was kind of like, oh man, is there going to be enough cards in here? And there is.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Yeah, because each of them have 5, and then you're playing with different groups of people, so
Yeah.
you're going to have different answers.
And you can do the thing where you're like, all right, the whole game, we're going to go number 3.
Yeah.
We're going to go number 3.
Yeah.
You know, and it seems like I've played a ton of times already, and I feel like we haven't had the same
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
words.
not have
It
the
never
same
felt
I feel like I haven't had the
repetitive.
same words.
Like,
I'm not
yeah.
like, we did this one already. You know,
Right.
great. All right, number 2 for me is another Gamecasters Essential. Actually, we were just chucking dice into a fucking arena, and it's called Strike.
That was going to be one I was
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not?
Yeah,
That's
easy.
just racket. We play that game over. It's like we never play just one time when we play Strike. We always play at least 3 to 5.
Yeah.
at least.
I have this new like variation. It's called Draconic Dice that
Yeah.
I play on Mondays. That it's the same stupid thing. It's almost like left, right, center, so left, center, right
Yeah.
/ strike. And we're probably at like 30 some plays. That'll get
Wow.
to 100 really quick.
Yeah,
Because it's just a dumb 2 minute.
yeah, just a
thing we
dumb little
play.
thing
Yeah.
you just play. Right, exactly. All right, Natalie, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Codenames Duet.
Oh, good,
Nice.
good
That's
call.
something that
Let's put
we
that
could
on.
play over and over and over
Absolutely.
and have.
Well, because it's hard enough that you don't just win. Like we
Right.
haven't like gotten so good at it that we can just win every
Yeah,
time because
right.
you know the words are going to change and fuck up what you do. But you always can win if you play like 3 or 4 times in a row. I feel like you always
Yeah.
get like 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's a great choice. We have come now to number 1 now. Samantha. What you gonna pick, girl?
Well, I did have Castles Burgundy, but
Ooh, I know I got someone.
that's
Just say it, Castle
Yeah.
Burgundy.
Yeah, do it. You
But,
we can
well,
have crossover.
And with the
thing.
new
You could have
thing,
crossover.
I have 5 copies of another game, and I feel like I can't
Patchwork.
own 5 copies
Ryan!
of Patchwork
That's true.
and not
actually
put
steal
it.
her thunder, but
Yeah.
you did. Oh, I was just listening to that one
Yeah.
too.
you were.
Oh my god, that was great.
Dang it!
Natalie had this huge build up about who was on this some pottery show. And Ryan was like, Sassy from Ted Lasso. And Natalie was so fucking mad. Natalie was like, Ryan, oh my god, I told 95% of it, and you took it, you do this all the time. It was great. And it was true. Sassy, it was Sassy from Ted Lasso. I was like, come on.
It's funny because like I remember the moment
Yeah,
and
that's
the
funny.
anger, but I did not remember the actual
Sassy from
like
Ted Lasso. I know.
reference.
Yeah.
The anger is built up somewhere.
That's so much
So
fun.
Patchwork is your number 1. Did you
I
back
think
the Castles of Burgundy giant, huge,
I did.
unnecessary box?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because
Me
the
too.
box that you gave me was very nice, but it's just a little
Now,
beat to
now,
hell.
let me tell you.
Yeah, 0.
So I got the anniversary edition, whatever that.
Yeah.
other one
You're
is.
right. The
I
second
got
version,
that because I wanted like 2 of the expansions.
right?
extra
That
boards.
don't come in the
Yeah.
other thing. Yeah.
So the first Castles of Burgundy that I got for like $6 at some like flea market, and it was just fucked.
Yeah.
This has been in
That box
the ocean.
was like just.
It was in the ocean.
Yeah, it was like
Ben.
beat to shit.
Oh, that's what
Everything
you
on
gave
the
to
inside
Sam?
Was fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll mail it to Sam. She can have this
Yeah,
beat to
here you
shit
go.
copy.
Yeah, and I
then
loved it.
I taught it to Sam over like FaceTime or something.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And like
And-
every snow day,
Oh, with,
Meredith
like,
and I would
Meredith?
play it like 3
Yeah.
times easily.
Oh, she liked it too.
She loved it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
now you're gonna have a real. Now the fucked version can go somewhere else.
To Meredith.
To Meredith.
Pass it on to Meredith.
That's a
Perfect.
legacy, yeah.
That's hilarious. It eventually will be so dilapidated that it won't be able to go to.
I'll
Yeah.
post a picture in the Discord. And you guys
Yeah, I want to see
You
this
just need
for
it.
sure.
Why would
Eventually
Jeff
just
ever
end up,
even
all
buy
the
that?
components will go in like a Ziploc.
Yeah, a baggie.
Like, you know, when you were
A lunch
younger and you
baggie.
had like Candyland and the box fell apart.
Yeah.
And you just ended up
Yes.
having bags of
Yep.
games. That's it.
That's-
Castles of Burgundy.
we're
That's
close.
hilarious. All right, Jeff. Well, what about you, man? What's
My
your
number
number 1?
one will probably Natalie probably won't play this with me or us, but if I could play it with our core group of people who have played this game a bunch, it would be Avalon or the Resistance. I could also play that game racked like 10 times in a row.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of bummed
And it's
about that.
so freaking fun and awesome.
That was probably my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
And with like
And then
playing,
I ruined it. Is that what you're about to say?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Ted Lasso.
Yes. I'm
ruined it.
sorry.
Fuck
Not
you.
that you
Gotcha.
ruined it, but the
you
fact
ruined
that
it.
you don't like it, yeah, that was a bummer. Oh, I mean, luckily we had played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So I was, like, I've had my fill.
Yeah.
But that is one of the greatest gaming experiences for me personally. Playing that with Jeff and Dave and whoever else. As long as the three of us are involved in that, playing it, and then add 10 other people, and it's like it's so much fun to just lie your ass off better than the person to the next, trying to lie.
The memories
or trying
that
to
it
just
creates
trick somebody.
Are
Yes.
almost unmatched.
Yeah,
in games.
in anything I've ever played. So that's a great answer. Number one for me is Star Wars Destiny. I'm not going to say that. It is, it is Bluetooth anal beads for me is number one. Is chess. I could play. I think I again, if Natalie was into chess, I would have a chessboard set up on the table and we would just play every day.
I think you played chess like 500 times.
Probably. So I don't log them when I play on the computer.
I know you play on the computer.
But I probably play a chess game on the computer every hour. I just have one at work. I'm just playing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can do like
All the time.
asynchronously or whatever.
Yeah,
pretty
Yep,
easily.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nowadays.
That's like the perfect game to play asynchronously. And I also play this chess website has bots, and the bots are like really good. So I'll just play them. And it's basically they beat me every time, but I just try to get a little better. So that's my number one. Bluetooth anal beads.
Yep, Bluetooth anal
Natalie,
beads.
what about you? What's your number one?
My number one is a classic love letter.
Yeah,
I thought that might be on your list.
That's a good one.
It's just it's just so quick and fast. That's also the same thing
And
as
you
quick.
guys love it 2-player so much.
But yeah,
Yeah, and it's weird too.
It's like
because
I
it's
don't
not
know.
really a
Because
two-player
I
experience.
don't think it
I
shines
know.
at that, but I know you
No,
love
it
I
it.
like
doesn't.
it. I mean,
Yeah. I think
obviously,
it's
I
just
like
'cause
it
we
any
did.
player. But when we did it, it was just I felt like it just clicked with us, and we were just like bam, 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 bam. Next, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when we
it
would
had a
play
nice
it,
rhythm to it, by the way.
and it felt
Do it on your kazoo.
It felt
Bam,
good.
bam, 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 bam. You gotta go. Yeah, there you go. All right, so that's our top 5. Do you guys have any honorable mentions that you want to get through?
Well, all of my favorite games, like Underwater Cities, Trajan, that kind of stuff. But I kind of thought, like...
I know I had games that I could
reasonable.
realistically see getting played 100
Yeah.
times, so I have code names.
I had Dark
the crew.
Stories.
I put
3 of us had the
Inside
Yeah,
crew.
I had a lot
Yeah.
that you guys already
Crews.
said.
I actually put Guild of Merchant Explorers on there. I could see, because like, man, if they release enough boards and I'm at the the feeling that I have right now, I only want to play that.
Yeah.
We'll play it, and I'm like, let's just rack it.
That's
again.
like
let's just go
well,
again.
we've only played it 2 times, but I feel like green. I want to say
Yeah, green team wins.
wins.
We could just go again
Yeah.
and again and again.
Yeah.
God damn it, it's so much better than the other one. Damn it.
Sorry, fun
Fun
fact.
facts. Fun facts just didn't hit. Damn it. Sam, thank you so much for
Yay.
being on the show with us.
letting me
Did you have a good
come.
time?
I had a great time.
That's awesome.
No.
We learned so much about your vagina.
It
Yeah.
sucks.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great time having you. Thank you for hanging out with us for the 100th episode. We will see you all for episode 101 in a couple weeks.
It starts out, says, my family poops big.
Oh my god!
Maybe it's genetic, maybe it's our diet, but everyone birthed gigantic logs of crap. If anyone has laid a mega poop, you know that sometimes it won't flush.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, how do you know? I don't mean to stop you, but
Are
I'm
you
like, I don't
comparing
know the size or consistency of anyone's poop in my entire
Well,
family.
here's
Right.
here's why.
know
Here's
that.
what's going to happen.
Okay.
He's going to figure it out.
Okay.
Anybody's ever made a mega poop, you know it won't flush. It lays across the hole in the bottom of the bowl, and the vortex of draining water merely gives it a spin as it mocks you. Growing up, this was common enough occurrence in our family that we had a poop knife.
Oh, no!
Oh my god!
You cut it in half in the
It
the
was
bowl? Oh, God!
It was an old rusty kitchen knife that hung on a nail in the laundry room,
not rusty,
only
it's
to be
poopy.
used for that purpose.
Oh!
It was normal to walk through the hallway and have someone call out, "Hey, can you get me the poop knife?"
Oh my god!
I thought it was a standard kit. You have your plunger, your toilet brush, and your poop knife. Fast forward to 22. Like 22 years old.
Yeah.
It has been a day or two between my poops, and I'm over my friend's house. My friend was the local dealer, like drug dealer, and always had guests over, and because you can't buy weed without sitting around in your ass sampling it for an hour, I excused myself to lay a gigantic turd.
How many cricks is it?
I look down and see it's a sideways one.
Oh my gosh.
So I crack open the door and call out to my friend.
I can't stand
He arrives and I ask him for his poop knife. My what?
22 years and you never realized no one else has a poop knife.
My poop knife.
He goes, my what? Your poop knife, I say. I need to use it, please. So he responds with, what the fuck is a poop knife?
I can't stand that.
Obviously, he has one. Maybe he calls it something more delicate, like a fecal cleaver or a dung divider. I explain what it is and that I want it.
Fecal cleaver. Leave it to cleaver.
Yeah.
You know the
Leave it
thing
to
you
fecal
cut your
cleaver.
boobs with?
A dung divider. This is so good.
I explain why I want it, and he starts giggling. Then
split my
laughing.
shit in half.
Then lots of people start laughing. It turns out the music stopped and everyone heard my pleas through the door. It also turns out that none of them had poop knives. It was just my fucked up family with their fucked up bowels.
Oh my God. So that's going to do it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both of those accounts service the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters and you'll find us there. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. If you like the show, we'd love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We've also got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters. There's also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters, Mad Board Gamer, Gateway gear. So head on over to thegatewaynetwork.com/store. Please follow me and consider subscribing on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamecasters. So for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I'm Ryan, and you have been listening to The Gamecasters. Good night, everybody.
Demon Cane Bobodia, Elmis El Kawabunga. Discord would be nothing without you.
Well, Mr. Measles bored to play. Mick, Dave, Mick, and my girl Shay. Guys, we're super happy we're with you.
Man on fire and being friends. Grift Horse and Librarian. Talking to you's just what we need.
Well, Kurt the Viking Gym Gamer, Swoozle the North remembers, ain't nothing pleases more than you. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you. La 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 la, take me home. Happy we're coming home. Main Street Meeple, Lovin' Stove, Matthew Gallion, and Ando. Guys, I really freaking enjoy you.
Dan Day Easton from Ruin. Oscar and Joe Madigan. Man, we really love talking to you.
That's true. Plurpy, Matt Coos, the Gold Crest, Chris and Haymarket don't rest. Geez, it's hard to be as great as you.
Miss French Toast, Middle Class Joe, Michael Vanoy, Kim Moreau. We can't stop chit-chatting with you.
Oh, home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you.
Take me home, Shelly, we're coming home. Natalie,
Ryan.
do you remember that day Emotional Cyborg joined the Discord?
I sure do. She joined us super early.
Well, CP Wilson, Dead Fool, and my man Dog-Powered Vehicle also joined, along with Elder Torn, Sam and Michaela. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Well, Juan and Kane and Kelly and Bilbo Baggins were there too.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, because of how great Macomb Gain, Lucho, Matthias, Diego Casanova, Mike B, the Charity Board Gamer, Goldcrest, and everyone else in our server is, and I wanted to overload you by telling you right now.
Aww.
Home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you. Home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you. Home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you.
Oh, home. Let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you.
Demon Kane Bobodia, Elmis Nel Kawabunga, Man on Fire and Being Friends, Grift Horse and Liberian. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you. Oh, home, let me come home. Home is when we're chatting with you.